This is working. I'm recording. That's good. It took forever. Alright.
This is a headgum podcast.
Nationwide, 100 million people, including 28 million kids, do not live within a 10-minute walk to a park. Let's take it outside. A new podcast series from the Sierra Club will explore the nature all around us and the people working to protect it and ensure access for all. We hope you'll join us. For more information about Let's Take It Outside, visit sierraclub.org/podcasts.
Welcome to the very first live All Fantasy Everything, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Coming to you live and direct out of the Bossa Nova Ballroom of beautiful Portland, Oregon. That sounded good, like a radio read, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was supposed to sound
Like it was our radio program. Yeah, look out, stay off I-5 this afternoon, or you're in for it.
A lot of traffic out there.
You know? This update brought to you by the Shane Company. Open Monday through Fridays till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 10, or 5. Five?
We have fun on the Lord's Day.
Oh. I went to too much church last night.
That Pedialyte's because you're not hungover, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's why you drink a Pedialyte, because you're not hungover at all.
My ex-girlfriend postmated, she doesn't even live here, and she postmated me 4 Pedialytes.
She knows you.
She knows.
She knows. She's read the book before, you know?
That's one of those, hey, just be safe this weekend. That's one of those.
Yeah. It's funny this weekend getting those like texts at like 2 in the afternoon, people being like, "You okay?" And it's like it's a shaky thumb texting back, "Yes, I'm okay." But like a really like, you know.
I almost got in the shower wearing socks yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you what, I woke up and didn't wear socks to this show. It's the kind of life I'm living, that island life.
I had your socks on getting into the shower.
Because we slept like a pretzel together.
Oh
we just
God,
crossed our legs. We crossed each other's legs.
It's beautiful. Intertwined. We look like 2 giraffes mating.
Two really drunk giraffes. And maybe like drugs too.
Yeah, also drugs.
I just go like this, right? Drugs? Huh? Yeah, no, I feel you.
So this is All Fantasy Everything.
True story.
The podcast that, like a Krav Maga sort of martial artist, runs up a wall and does a backflip, and while it's slowly returning to the ground that it came from, rippling with muscles.
So much sinew.
So much sinew.
Lighting a cigarette during the backflip.
Yeah. This isn't a good one.
That's a good one.
Welcome to All Fantasy Everything. The podcast that reaches its hand into a sort of a greasy brown paper bag that it doesn't know what's in there. It didn't remember bringing it home last night, but there it is on the table in its hotel room at the Jupiter. And it fishes around.
Sure.
And it pulls out a number of items, and it looks at those items, and it says, "Oh, maybe we can fantasy draft some of this stuff."
There it is. Goddamn right.
We're drafting. We're drafting. Here's what we're drafting today. Cereal.
Hell yeah.
Different kinds of cereal.
Little breakfast cereal situation.
Woo! It's heat. I've been waiting on this one for a while. I got some fucking hard opinions on this shit.
Some heaters? Yeah.
I got some. I've got crazy ideas.
I can't wait to do better than you.
Right.
With my harder
First
opinions.
time, yeah, you pick a bean burrito with no onions for this one too.
It's hard to take a bite out of the side of a bowl of cereal. But we figure it out.
Oh, shout out to the god David Bory, who can't be with us this weekend.
Playboy
He just turned 30.
He just turned 30.
What did he turn 30? Whose bar did he go to? Somebody opened a bar.
The girl from Martin.
Tisha Campbell?
Tisha Campbell's bar. David, for his birthday, found out that there was a Tisha Campbell bar in LA. And he, like 3 months ago, he found that out, and he lost his mind. He was so stoked. So that's what he did on his the dirtiest of 30s.
If that bar didn't exist, he would have opened it somehow.
Yeah, I could see him doing that.
Well, without further ado, I've had it with all this ado.
You're acting all chalant over there.
Trying to be trying to work for 2015. My resolution: be a little less chalant.
Oh God, Playboy.
Let's meet our guests. Stand-up comedian, Portland, Oregon legend, marijuana dispensary employee,
Sure.
former owner of a pair of Tupac-themed tennis shoes.
With a hole in the bottom, and he's
With
still warm.
Anthony Lopez, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Anthony Lopez.
Oh, some orange juice. Now I have a third beverage up here.
And like, just because I don't currently wear them as much, I still own those
You
Tupac
kept 'em?
shoes. I'm not gonna give away my Tupac shoes.
Why?
Who's gonna?
Why not?
Yeah, first off, who's gonna take them?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah?
It was such a bold choice because I don't. Do you even like rap music?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
Here and there.
We got some.
I just remember you rolling into like the open mic at Helium once, and I was like, "Are those fucking Tupac shoes?" And they were.
Yeah.
The whole time.
And the answer was yes. Those are Tupac.
Yep. 10 minutes later, still Tupac shoes. Is that
Yeah.
double check again?
How are you doing today?
Doing good. Feeling I felt better.
Having a yerba mate?
Yeah, having a mate. I think coffee won't be very good for the stomach right now. So.
Well, if you want any Pedialyte, let me know.
Or some of this adult root beer over here. It's got alcohol in it.
So many options.
You really? I thought that was a desperation move last night, but now it seems pretty clear that you actually enjoy adult root beer.
It's good. It tastes like, just imagine if you were to drink root beer and then you were drunk after like 5 of them.
It's actually funny because that is pretty much actually exactly your father's root beer too. Like that's totally the root beer you would have wanted.
Every time Dad stopped by the gas station, all right, bud, I'm gonna dump a little vodka in this root beer. I don't want you doing this when you get older, but I'm gonna do it.
Well, thankfully, this whimsical city of Portland came by and did it for you. So,
What does whimsical mean?
fucking Portland.
I'm kidding, I know what it means.
From my joke from back in the day.
I'm 35 years old, I get what whimsical means.
If Anthony Lopez were our only guest, that would be enough. Dayenu.
But he's not.
We
It's
have
the
another
weird thing.
guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the hilarious stand-up comedian. You've seen her on the Conan O'Brien program.
Oh.
Get over for Dulce Sloan. Make some noise, everybody.
There's so many drinks up here. Even one on the floor.
Yeah.
How you doing, baby doll?
Little cheek kiss is coming in. Hi.
I don't know.
And then she just, I don't know you, and shoves her tongue in his mouth.
That
Power
is
move.
I've got whiskey and ginger beer.
In 2 different cups?
No.
Oh.
And lemon liqueur because I'm a fucking lady.
Oh, yeah.
And I I requested
Pamplemousse?
pamplemousse.
Oh,
But,
with what?
Pamplemousse.
Never heard that word in my life.
It's
Pamplemousse?
grapefruit. It's
Pom-
grapefruit.
Pamplemousse.
Alright.
Pamplemousse.
I believe you. I'm not saying that you're lying. I'm just saying I've never heard that word. in my
Although
life.
it does sound fake. It's like it sounds like a Dr. Seuss
It
word.
does, yeah.
What you drinking? Pamplemousse. Lies. Lies.
I love
Doctor drank shit out of my brain.
I love anytime you're like, I've never heard that word before, and it went from 0% to like 10,000%. You just heard it. You just heard that word so many times.
Oh, isn't that weird when like you're like, I've never seen that word before, then you hear it 8 times in a day?
Yeah.
What is that? There's got to be a German word for that shit.
Weirdenstein.
Weirdenstein. Wolfenstein.
That was confusing.
We're drafting cereal today. Are you guys
Cereal.
Are you guys prepared for it?
I've had cereal before.
All right, good. Lopez, you feeling the zone?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about
You ready to get down, taken down to the low post and put in the torture rack?
Oh, dude, shining
The
glass on
fuck
you down
did he
there.
say? I don't understand.
The way we determine the draft order is through a rollicking game of rock, paper, scissors,
Sure, a little bit of a rabble rouse.
played between the 3 of you. Yeah.
Oh.
I won't participate. I abstain. Whoever wins the game of rock, paper, scissors will determine the draft order. And I need to stress this. I can't stress it enough. It's a serpentine
And
draft.
it's serpentine, so sort of like a snake,
Yeah,
like
it's
a snake situation.
Here's
so
the
like,
deal. If you pick 4th in the first round, you
Sure.
pick 1st in the second round.
Okay, and then all the way, sort of as a crow flies, but a snake slithers.
Yeah.
Sort of that situation.
The way of serpentines. Question on the panel.
We're
Yo,
having
what the
fun on
fuck are
Lord's
y'all
Day.
talking about?
So it's sort of
I
like
think I know how drafts work.
We asked you to listen to all 31 episodes of the podcast before you did you not?
Expletive, racial slur. No.
Thank you for not cussing. Shout out to Mac Weldon. Give it over Mac Weldon.
McWeldon.
They're not even sponsoring us. I just really enjoy their products.
Yeah.
I don't think this episode is. It's a soft underwear.
Oh, these are draws you're talking
I
about?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's happening right now. I have purple silk underwear on right now.
Lies.
Boxers.
What?
Lies.
Because that's what I bring as the backup in the backpack.
Did you raid Prince's tomb? Why are you wearing
No. No, I didn't
Purple
see.
silk underwear.
I didn't see. What?
Yeah. Living the best life today.
Does it
Like I
Jerry
feel like if
Garcia?
David were here, he'd be wearing these.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He's not here, so I'm doing it for him.
You've been one of my best friends for like 7 years, and I keep finding all this new stuff out about you. It's fun.
Big onion over here.
That's how we keep,
Lot of
that's how we
layers,
keep
my
it
friend.
interesting.
That's the only way you stay interested.
Yeah. All right, so the 3 of you will now play a game of rock, paper, scissors, and we go on shoot. So it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
If you all throw the same one, we'll do it again. So whoever throws something different, if 2 people throw rocks and 1 person throws scissors, the scissors wins. If you all throw a different thing, then we'll play it again after that as well. 2 furthermore.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Oh,
Dulce.
Dulce wins.
Dulce gets it.
Now you can determine the draft order. Who would you like to go first?
Me.
All right, you're going first. Who's second?
You just want to keep it. You just want to go.
Yeah,
to
Lopez.
last?
Lopez. Oh yeah. And
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
go last.
Yeah. And then after you go last, you'll go again because sort of serpentine.
The
situation.
serpentine draft.
I still don't know what that means.
Serpentine.
As a snake slithers. Slither.
I don't fuck with snakes.
I wouldn't say I fuck with snakes either.
I mean, if you
I don't
hold them,
mind
they're cool.
snakes.
I got bit by a snake once.
You did not.
I did too. A boa constrictor. My brother's.
And you think that
A
you're
boa
finding new
constri-
shit
a
about
constricting
me?
snake bit you?
My brother had a. Yeah.
That's not even how they're made.
It didn't want to eat me. It just wanted to fuck me up a little bit.
Like, oh, just to let you, you was fucking with the snake. The snake was like, all right, motherfucker, let me show you something.
I had been handling a rodent earlier in the day. And without washing my hands, I went to pick up my brother's snake.
A
Classic snake
few
mistake.
things I'm wondering.
Yeah.
You were handling a rodent, didn't wash your hands,
Why?
and I now know that your brother had a snake.
Yeah. Robert Bear Blaylock had a snake.
Bear
I had
Blaylock.
a guinea pig.
Oh, you were playing with the guinea
I was
pig.
playing with a little guinea pig.
And then touch the snake.
It thought I was a gigantic guinea pig.
You're saying this is
It's not wrong, by the way. I am.
So you think it bit you to try to eat you, or just want a little taste?
Just a little taste.
All right, that's
Just
kosher.
dipping its pinky in the ranch. It's like, oh.
In the ranch?
It wants to dip the whole hand, but you can't do that. You can't very well go like this with a thing of ranch. You have to just pinky and be like,
What?
yeah.
Well,
Wait.
imagine if like what you normally ate was this big, and then you saw a giant version of one of those. You would have to be like, I gotta at least try it, right? I gotta taste that.
Just imagine like a 9-foot tall buffalo wing walking through the door. I would murder. I would run up and just start murdering it with my mouth. Probably my hands too, ripping it apart.
I'm sorry, quick
giving
question.
it to other people.
When did Pinky and the Ranch join the lexicon of American phraseology? Like, when the fuck?
When did phraseology join the lexicon?
Listen, I can say whatever I want.
I know you can.
You said Pinky and Ranch. Fuck y'all. Like, somebody tell me.
I'll tell you, it joined the lexicon Sunday, May 7th, 2017, at around 1:20 p.m.
Oh, is that what it is right now?
Ian, why are you on RedTube right now?
Huh?
What is that?
It's a pornography site.
Oh, I don't look at
Yeah, he's not really on RedTube.
It's weird that they're all connected.
Comedian.
When you go to RedTube, here's another thing. Now, we never...
Are you gonna draft porn sites?
What was
We
the
could.
first thing?
You should draft porn sites and just have a lonely competition.
That would be such a bummer. To find out how much everybody knows about porn sites, myself included.
I don't
That's
know
the thing.
shit.
We all know, not most of us, all know about porn and everything.
Men.
There's videos that we've all probably watched.
Men.
There's stars. Men know that there's stars that we've all seen and prefer, but we never talk about it. So there's this weird shadow culture. You know what I mean?
I like that you said there's stars that we've all seen and prefer.
Yeah.
Them girls
you're
work,
right.
from what I've seen.
So we can all just be like, what's with all that weird stepsister stuff on the porn websites?
Yeah.
What?
Why would
It's
I want
very
to do
popular,
that?
but we never talk about it. We're all just here, little bag of secrets.
All living a life where we all know that exists, but we don't bring it up to each other.
I'm saying. And here's the other thing. You go to a RedTube, for example, and then up on the top of the website,
You ever like try to go to like a porno site but you accidentally mistype it?
Never.
And it takes you to an even more fucked up porno site? You ever have that nightmare happen to you?
RedTube,
Oh no!
Just a ton of blood.
oh no.
Red tub.
RedTube.
So breakfast cereal.
Breakfast cereal, and it's a serpentine draft.
What else that?
They'll save the first pick
Oh,
in the all fantasy everything cereal draft.
Draft. So this is like my super favorite cereal.
This is you pick the cereal, and then none of the rest of us can pick it. We talked before the show.
I just want to make sure,
Yeah.
like, I'm drinking whiskey now.
This is
so
the
I
cereal
just want to make sure that I pay.
that you think is the best.
Okay. There's a cereal called O's.
O's.
Ooh.
What
Deep
does-
cut out of the
O's
gate.
is the first pick. That's the one that's got all the. It's got
Yeah.
inside the O.
Yeah.
It's full of like smaller cereal.
Yeah.
Like
Inside
tiny,
of-
tiny things. And as a kid, I was like, who the fuck? Why?
When you were a kid, you were saying fuck.
Of
Come on.
course, I was so good at it. I didn't teach my little brother how to curse because he wasn't good, and my mother was like, "Ask your sister; she's really great at it." I'm not kidding. I had to be like 8, but I could never understand because I was like, "Mommy, what are these tiny things? How do they stay in there?
Yeah.
And why are they so delicious?" And she's like, "Get out of my room." So,
Why did you bring your bowl of cereal into my room to ask me that?
she knew she didn't fucking know the answer, so that's why she kicked me out, black person. But if you didn't know, my mother's black. And some other stuff she makes, who gives a fuck. But I wanted to know how they got the little tasty things. Cause how they not fall out?
Yeah, it's the cereal with the little cluster. I just want to make sure that I'm thinking of the right thing.
Yeah, you think of the right one. Yellow
cluster
box
in the middle of it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's little clusters in there. Yeah.
You don't
The
think that's
other
time to get it
cereals
on. I'm
that
starting to
were-
think he doesn't know what we're talking about.
Say what?
Have you never heard of this cereal?
I don't think it's ringing a bell, but I need to take a look at it. O's! Oh yeah.
He knew that fucking cereal. He been thinking of that bit. No. How can I make a joke out of this shit? Oh.
I am actually confused by what do you mean? There's something in it? Like there's
There's a little in the.
center of it. In in the center of it, because I guess think of like a big Cheerio,
Yeah.
and then there are like bits of flavor shit inside the giant Cheerio.
It's a honeygram situation.
It's like a honey here.
Okay.
Bits of flavor shit. Yeah, it's
How
just
bad must have the other cereals felt?
Oh.
That were just
Yeah,
the rings, you know?
Uh-huh.
She said Cheerios, so I'll say it. How about Cheerios hanging out, thinking they got a vibe going?
Right.
And then O's burst onto the scene, which is basically just a cereal, but with all this extra shit, a bunch of party favorites inside.
Yeah.
And that's why it's okay that we said Cheerios, because if anybody picks Cheerios, I'm gonna throw them onto the street.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw whoever picks Cheerios out the window onto the street. Is that cereal? Sucks?
Cheerios, I remember they had their whole like ad campaign. It was like, look, babies can use it for their motor skills, and if you eat it, you won't have a heart attack. I'm like, what the hell's happening to Cheerios?
O's are a good tiny little baggie of cereal.
Yeah.
And the
Oh
thing is,
yeah.
they were always like super affordable,
Yeah.
and they were good.
And like one of the thing about stuff like I was thinking about this when putting my list together, especially with like these, is that cereals as like a company, as a culture, kind of try to have this whimsical. There's actually little elves at a factory that make all of us cereal.
Right.
It's not machine pressed. So you see something like O's, it's like this is like a guy at the factory just hand pitting each one of those in every ring.
And that guy was probably like in a war at some point.
Yeah.
You
He's
know?
got one of those like the jeweler's eyes and tiny tweezers, and he places them individually. My masterpiece.
O's.
Give it a rest, Carl. We gotta make these in bulk. Get the fuck out of here. We're gonna put you in quality control.
He's just pressing the other cereal in. Yeah, so Linda left, you know, just making cereal. Yeah, sometimes it's depressing.
O's doesn't have like a cartoon.
Nah, it's a
You
big
know,
ass
selling
O.
I don't even know if they had an ad campaign. They just kind of.
I've never seen an O's commercial,
No.
So
but
word of mouth
everybody's
cereal.
eating it. Have y'all had it?
It's okay. It's pretty good.
I liked it.
I think it's called O's because if someone's like, "Hey, do you have any food?" They're like, "Oh, I have O's." Then you go, "Oh."
Yeah, I mean,
Like
yeah, I
30
guess I'm
minutes.
starving, so sure. Get in there.
All right, O's, the first pick.
Oh, don't let me see your list. I can see it. Get out of here.
Why are you looking at it?
I didn't want to look at it.
Why
Like,
you
someone's
looking?
like, hey, there's a
Why
naked
you
person over there. And then you
looking?
just look.
Sean, my eyes are up here, buddy.
Stop. Yeah, but your list is down there. I made my choice. What a giant list it is, my friend.
Anthony Left Eye Lopez, you have the second pick in the All Fantasy Everything Serial Draft, and your pick is.
So I was thinking a lot about like sort of the two minds of cereal I have, you know, like there's the childish wonder of wanting those, and
Speak
also
on it.
the swing in the last few years of being like I only eat adult cereals,
Yeah.
you know. But then I'm trying to like work in more kids stuff, but I wanted to start with like strong fundamentals, a good, tasty
Like a
adult
lot of
cereal.
chest and bounce passes on
Yeah,
your
yeah, exactly.
Yo, what the fuck are y'all niggas talking about?
Just fundamentals, basketball skills, you know, the boxing one,
Yeah.
the three-man weave.
Not all black people know how basketball works. I'm a football girl myself.
All right, so it's like a good left guard.
Did he answer the question or was I not listening? Did I miss something? I am drinking whiskey. I just wanted to make sure.
I don't know. I'm not even sure I'm awake. Anthony, what?
But-
Hey!
For my first pick, I went with Special K with berries.
Oh, what?
Which,
What are you-
okay.
What
you-
divorced
No,
mom
what
are you?
Are you
Listen,
dead?
The
You have
fuck
a
are you
fiber
talking
deficit?
about, bruh?
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Special
Listen.
K with berries?
Yeah, let me. First off,
Why did your
Yeah.
husband
The whole
leave
world.
you?
It's like you just got your knee replaced, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
I gotta be healthy.
well, I want to have something to balance out all the sweets that are coming later. I was nice enough to leave all the other Special K's in play, by the way.
Thank God.
So
all the
if you
90-year-olds.
want to.
Ain't nobody picking no fucking Special K, bruh.
But it's fucking.
I've
It's
never taken
delicious.
Boniva. Why would I pick?
Special K with Anthony. Let's hear the reason. I mean, I know we heard some of the reasoning, but I need more reasoning
Because he's
before I can agree with
divorced, he
this.
loves yoga.
You have a lease on a Subaru.
I'll tell you this. We lived together for, I want to say, pert near 3 years. Never once saw a Special K with berries at the crib.
He's a liar.
This is like a new 6-month thing. This is like something pretty new. Yeah.
Gearing up for the wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On the box, it says a good source of fiber. That's not a good sign.
What is fiber makes your poop stick together, right?
Well, listen, I want to hear from you. Why'd you go with it?
I think it's good, and like I said, it's gonna get sugary and more crazier.
Okay.
But I want to have one you can go back to that's just like, I got to get to work in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I need to eat down some cereal. I need to get the fuck out of here. And remember, I drank a lot last night, so I need something good for my stomach this morning.
Well, our choice is supposed to be strategic.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how drafts work. Like I was like, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And it's all right.
That's gonna be.
Wait, can I lose this?
Yes.
Yeah, you can lose.
Yeah.
The fuck?
You won't, because
You can lose.
you won't, because Anthony just took Special K. But you could.
Is this like the basketball brackets or is this like a football draft?
Like a football draft, except it's serpentine.
Yeah.
Sort of like, so just imagine a snake kind of slithering.
Like a snake.
And they sort of go back and forth.
Yeah.
Right?
Can a very attractive, unmarried, no girlfriend having white man explain what the fuck a serpentine is? You
I don't
married
have a girlfriend.
motherfucker. It's Sunday at 1. I should have known you was here with a broad.
Abroad.
Young lady, whatever. I'm a feminist.
Yeah, I'll get a coffee and whatever the broad wants.
I could have said bitches.
Am I up yet?
Almost. I'm not ready to move on from the Special K thing yet. So what is it? You just... It's your favorite thing to eat before you drop off your kid Caden at kindergarten? Is that what it is?
But Caden somehow has an X in the name.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Kaden
it's a
and
silent X.
Melody.
Yeah, it's a good, just sit, stare, and watch the berries circle in the milk and think where all my life decisions went wrong.
Oh, they have those. It's like dehydrated strawberries in it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like astronaut food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the illusion of eating something healthy in the morning. It's nice.
You could just get real fruit.
You could. You definitely could.
You're a soccer mom. You got them orange slices, bitch. Put them pears in the food.
That is an option. Real fruit, I've heard, is an option. In most facets of life, yeah.
For the 99 and the 2000, real fruit.
Now with more strawberries. Good for you.
Was the original amount not sufficient?
I guess not. It also makes a point to point out that the berries are real, which is weird. Why wouldn't they be, you know?
I don't know. I've eaten Cheetos before. What the fuck are those? It's not a plant, an animal, vegetable.
They are a plant. You can pluck a Cheeto right off a tree.
Yeah, you've never seen a Cheeto tree?
What kind of beautiful world do you live in? You got a flaming hot Cheeto tree? Because if you do, I'm living at your house.
The flaming, that's the original burning bush was the flaming hot Cheeto tree. It was lost in translation. I earned this.
Let me just get this Pedialyte. Did you just thumb through the fucking...
Yo.
That is a man who needs Pedialyte. When
Listen,
like,
can
Dog.
I just say, does this ex-girlfriend of yours that sent you this Pedialyte, where does she live?
Seaside.
So she lives here?
Yeah.
Okay. Did y'all break up on good terms?
It was, well, I mean, eventually. We're friendly now.
Okay.
But, you know, it was hurtful at the time. I went through a lot, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's trying to fuck.
Nah. Because if she was, she would and could. And
Listen, this is a slow burn. She sent you Pedialyte. She Postmates it. She knows you, bruh. It's
Does it inform your take that she sent me 4 of them, but one of them was the unflavored Pedialyte? Which is weird. It tastes like you're drinking sweat.
So she's trying to fuck 3
I
times
think
and then a
they
hand job.
ran out of flavors. I think Postmates was like, shit, it's Sunday morning. Give them what you got.
Shout out to Amanda Armstrong. Thank you for sending me the Pedialyte.
Fantastic.
Y'all didn't clap for that girl at all. She's the only reason he's standing on.
Now, I'm gonna
Chantel Jordan.
I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna make my first pick.
It is time for
Chantel
your...
Jordan.
That
first
overdone.
pick.
Sean Team 6, Nathan Brandon says, is a fun one.
Sean Team 6?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
SEAL Team 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like,
LaShawn James?
All good.
So,
Sean Michael B. Jordan?
Sean Michael B. Jordan. I like calling him Michael B. Jordan.
But-
It's like one of those social bits that gets a laugh every time. Where you're
It's
like,
great.
oh, you
Isn't
seen
that
that
the
movie
guy,
with
was that
Michael
the
B.
guy
Jordan?
in Creed?
Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah.
He has one funny looking fucking
He
kid,
is?
dude.
What the?
Why does everyone think he's handsome?
That
You're
nigga
one
looks
of them.
weird.
I think he looks
nigga
weird.
looks weird.
He looks
Fuck yeah.
weird.
And if you didn't know, I'm black. The
I'm
nigga
gonna-
looks weird.
I'm
I
gonna.
know I don't sound black on this podcast because, you know, training.
Michael B.
but
Jordan is beautiful.
Now,
that nigga looks weird.
I don't say that word. He is beautiful.
weird?
I don't say weird.
Holla at your boy. The motherfucker's funny looking. Like, if I had him as a kid, I'd be like, oh,
So I'm gonna my first
mommy,
pick.
I'm not sure if he's ugly yet.
My
He looks
first,
like a young Andre Miller. I don't like it.
my first pick in this draft. I feel like we're all flying off the chains because it's we have so much liquor coursing through our veins. My first pick.
You do.
She says holding a whiskey.
Well, 5-year-old over here. No, I don't. You do. Now I'm gonna pick. The first pick's gonna be, and I can't believe that nobody took this. It's gonna be cinnamon toast.
You
crunch.
motherfucker! God damn it!
You know,
I'll hold it so you can fight him.
real quick. I just love the fact that we live in a world where I can say cinnamon toast crunch and a room of about 150 people just start applauding. It's the best world I want to live in. There we
Can
go.
I get another whiskey?
I wanted it so bad.
Now what? Now the reasoning with cinnamon toast crunch, the cereal, sure, but the milk afterwards.
The milk.
Get out of town. I didn't know what horchata was until like 2 years ago. And somebody gave Shane Torres, friend of the podcast.
Boo!
What a
Man,
shitbag.
fuck Shane Torres.
What a shitbag, huh? Shut
Shane,
the
are you here? Is
Yeah,
Shane
he's
here?
here. Of course he's
Hi,
here, yeah.
baby. Me and Shane are gonna move to Savannah and get a house with a double-decker porch and sit on the porch and drink make out.
It's not called Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's called Cinnamon Toast
Old
Crunch.
sampler platter himself in the
God,
building.
what a chump.
Sampler platter. Oh my god.
We did a garbage foods draft, just like trashy foods and Elizabeth. And your boy Sugar Shane Torres, the mouth of the
Syrup Mountain.
South,
The Night Tiger.
in a room,
Nice.
Syrup Mountain, in a room with 3 other people in it, in 2017.
3 alive people.
You
Year of our
picked
Lord,
sampler
2017.
platters as a garbage food. You can't pick that. That's like, what's your favorite sport?
Yeah,
The
you
Olympics.
can't.
The
Yes, you
Olympics
can.
are my favorite sport.
Yes, you can.
What's
No, you can't. That's not one
Sampler
food.
platter has all the shit that they can't sell on it. So like potato skins. Who the fuck's eating potato skins?
I am.
Give me the rest of this baked potato, you assholes. What'd you do with the rest of this potato? There's no mashed potatoes on this menu. Where the fuck is the rest of this potato?
I mean, I don't know what swearing about it's gonna do.
It's
But
all the stupid shit. The wings that ain't got the good flavor, the fucking potato skins, and a nasty ass quesadilla. And avocado egg rolls.
Shane-
Yes, sampler
Shane-
platter, garbage food, solid choice, Shane.
Shane picked all that for one thing. He just
He's
thought
a
that
fucking
was
genius.
This is a headgum podcast.
Hey. Welcome to another brand new All Fantasy Everything, ladies and gentlemen. The podcast that does a double backflip into a swimming pool, cracks its head on the side of the pool, and while it's laying on the side, bleeding out into a pile of a puddle, even, that eventually mixes with both some spilled suntan lotion and a Miller High Life that had been knocked over. And the slurry of those 3 liquids creates a slick. And in that slick, you see your own reflection as you slowly pass into unconscious, and you think about your life, and you think, oh, I can fantasy draft some of that.
Just laying in a pile of blood.
Yeah, you're fine, by the way. You make it, but you never double backflip into a pool again. It's single backflips, from here on out for you, young man.
Is this the last episode of the show?
No. They all, for the last, since my breakup, have all sort of started dark like this.
They're getting dark.
Yeah. Today on the podcast, as you probably read in the description, we are drafting sidekicks, not the cell phone thing from the 90s or early 2000s.
Crossing that
Were you
joke off.
open the phone?
Yeah,
the
was that what they were?
flip phone.
Yeah,
Samsung.
Samsung Sidekick. Unless that was somebody's funny pick.
It was, not anymore.
You were gonna go with that?
It was low on my list, but
We
it was
were
on
all.
there.
It was. I'm glad we've stricken it from the record. So we're going to have to go deeper for novelty picks here. But we're sidekicks.
Yeah, no main kicks here.
No main kicks. No, just off to the side. Main kicks, a whole other podcast. Today, drafting sidekicks with me. We have stand-up comedian, podcast host, author,
Yeah.
Alex Falcone.
Best-selling author.
Best-selling author.
That's the best-selling book ever written.
That's number one on the Alex Falcone.
It is of my books.
Do you know who I envy is the comedian Beth Stelling? Because if she ever puts out a book, she's a best-selling author. And if you slur it enough,
Oh, that's pretty good.
you're none the wiser. At Alex_Falcone
Yeah,
on Twitter.
Under thing in there.
There's the underscore in there. Author of the book which you just handed me, Unwrap My Heart.
Yeah, it's a romance novel about a teenage girl who falls in love with a mummy.
Oh,
She doesn't know he's a mummy at the time.
No.
That would be ridiculous.
Very-
Don't spoil your own book.
It's there's a on the cover. It's a girl's hand holding with a mummy, so you
Yeah.
kind of know.
Oh.
It's also the
I have
back,
bad eyes. I can't see it from all the way 5 feet over.
The back also spoils it. Also the title.
Yeah.
All right.
This thing's full of, but it's the publishing house completely legitimate publishing. That's very funny.
Yeah, it turned
Yeah.
out to be a mistake
Why?
because somebody bought one of the audiobooks and it
Yeah.
listed as a completely legitimate publishing, and their credit card rejected the charge because they didn't think it sounded legitimate. How do you mess that up?
But that's like an FBI van that puts like flowers by Irving on the side of it.
Or like
it's not
a police
too,
fan.
yeah, right. That's too clever of a. That's very funny. Well, you wrote it with a fellow named Ezra Fox. Do you do your podcast with him
Yeah,
as well?
he's
with
my podcast co-host.
of the Read It and Weep podcast.
That's correct.
Which I did ages ago, back when we were
It's been a
still bouncing around the Rose City, Portland, Oregon, Little Amsterdam. A lot of people call it.
Nobody
Jewel
calls
of the
it that,
Pacific
but yeah.
Northwest.
Yeah. Nobody calls it that, but yeah, that's when you did the podcast. It was
Yeah.
great. Yeah, we're on like episode 390, so we've been around
God.
for a minute.
Us too. So.
You're in the 30. You're
30. I think this is going to be 32,
double figures,
unless somebody says something controversial, and we have to bump it.
and then this is the lost
And
episode.
then it's the last episode that we put out after I'm gunned down in my prime. The podcast, Read It.
If you die early,
Yeah,
the race for a comedian to tweet that
I know.
will be unbelievable.
I've thought about it forever.
I'm gonna build a bot just in case.
You should,
Just so I
even
get
when
the
there's
first one in.
unconfirmed reports.
Yeah.
Even if you see me like struggling up a staircase, you should tweet it.
Just regularly.
Not only is Alex Falcone here, we are also joined by stand-up comedian Phoebe Bottoms.
Hello.
At Phoebe Bottoms on Twitter.
That's me.
You may know she was recently at the Bridgetown Comedy Festival.
I was there.
You were there doing stand-up comedy.
Yes, I was.
And also puppetry, which you do.
I did do some of that. I did some playing with dolls in front of other human people.
One might even say Muppetry.
Muppetry.
Some might say Muppetry.
Yeah. It was funny. I've never seen puppets that up close before. It's compelling.
And
Oh,
she's
thanks,
very
guys.
good at it.
You
Yeah.
guys, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this whole pocket, we're just drafting things we like about you and your puppets.
I like the way they walk.
Yeah.
I want 5 things from both of you on my desk tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. You need to get a desk first. So
Top 5, I like that she doesn't have a desk.
yeah.
She writes on the couch when she wants to.
Yeah.
She writes on on one of those TV trays from when you were sick and you would eat grilled cheese sandwiches. Did you guys ever have those?
TV trays or grilled cheese sandwiches?
We'll start with the first one because I feel like grilled cheese. But if you've never had a grilled cheese, that's an interesting story too.
It is, I have. So.
I love a TV tray.
I love the TV.
I love it.
We don't have them anymore. Now
No.
it's just my pants. Now it's just my fucking pants, and that's my TV tray, and I'll put whatever on there. I don't care.
I
Fried chicken.
also eat over my pants. And
Yeah.
I was reading recently, somebody was saying you're not supposed to wash jeans.
Yes.
And you're not supposed to, but that sounds like a person who has a table.
That is.
Who said
That
that?
is somebody with the table. If you're not supposed to wash them, how do you get the hot sauce out?
Yeah. I got mustard on all of my jeans.
What
What are you
am I,
talking about?
don't have fucking hot sauce on my jeans? What am I, not how you live my best life? It's ridiculous. Speaking of best life, I should update the listener. Sean Jordan and David Bory haven't. Well, Sean was on the last one, but David Bory's just been in fucking Norway for some reason.
Really?
He didn't explain it to me or anybody. Anyway, he's over in Norway, just whiling out, and Sean Jordan is on the road for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's
So
in the
don't-
Rose City.
He's in the Rose City right now at Harvey's Comedy Club, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't want anyone to know that because he's really embarrassed about it.
Yeah. It'd be a pity if it ended up on a podcast where a bunch of people know a lot about him.
Yeah, get at him on Twitter and tell him how cool you think it is that he's working at Harvey's Comedy Club.
Yeah, probably the best comedy club in that particular building in Portland.
It's the best comedy club in the heroin district in Portland.
Yeah. Which is getting smaller and smaller.
Is that sad?
Shout out to gentrification. Today, first of all, I like to do this up top because at the end maybe nobody listens. Do you have any plugs? Anything coming up, Alex?
The plugs are the book and the podcast. You already did a great job of it, but you should definitely check out Around My Heart if you like young adult paranormal romance or funny books or anything around that.
Should we sing it like it's the Tony Braxton song?
You should every time.
Unwrap my heart, you're a mommy again. See?
Yeah, you did it. I was
really
gonna
good.
give you a hand with that, but you already knew the second
Weird
verse.
Ian Yankovic. Or Nate, we were making that joke at work the other day, and Nate Fernald was like, "You're a regular Ian Al."
It's a bad miss.
You do the other part of it.
Unwrapmyheart.com. You can read an excerpt from it,
That's fun.
and it's a Twilight. It's like Twilight if it was with mummies and stuff.
Nice.
It's real gross.
I'm hoping it gets picked up and optioned into a movie in a similar way.
It is gross, so I don't know if it would play well on the big screen.
Oh,
but
do like dongs fall off and stuff? Does a dong fall off?
I don't want to spoil anything for you, but he's a very fragile body.
Oh my God! I gotta read this thing. All right, Phoebe, anything coming up to plug?
The most exciting thing
Mhm.
is that I'm doing a show at a bicycle store
Ooh.
on Fountain Avenue.
Ooh, wait,
Yeah.
there's a bike shop show here?
No, they do something called Vibe Night once a month.
Sure.
And they're like, do you want 30 minutes? And we won't pay you, but we can give you credit towards bike parts. And I said, I hate bikes, but I need time.
Wait, so
I
no one
did.
else is performing?
I don't know.
It's just bike sales, and then they take a break.
I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I was supposed to do it last month before Bridgetown, and I got the worst stomach flu I've ever had, and I tried to rally to go do it, and I couldn't. So I sent our friend Matt Kirshen, another great comic, and
Shout out to Matt Kirshen.
shout out to Matt Kirshen, tagged him in to go, and he was texting me during it, say it was one of the weirdest shows he'd ever done, and he'd catch me up about it later, and no one's seen him since.
He was
No, I just forgot to talk
with
to
a
him
bike
about
chain.
it. So I don't know what to expect still.
So if you want to see Phoebe get murdered
In a bike shop.
In a bike shop.
bicycle shop,
Yeah.
when is that? If people actually do want to see it in Los Angeles.
It's June 16th.
Could be June 16th. June 16th.
Oh,
Follow our Twitter account for more updates on it.
yeah, and then the week after we'll be in Toronto.
Oh yeah, doing stand-up comedy at the Comedy Bar
Yep.
in
Oh,
Toronto,
yeah, I love that
Ontario,
place.
Canada.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Shows on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get your tickets now.
You guys stop saying that second T, buddy.
Oh, Toronto.
Toronto.
I did that last time. I blew it this time. I fucked up. The Comedy Bar's website it's on the internet. I'll tell you that for sure.
Comedybar.canada.uk.
On the internet.
The Queen is
That's the
still
queen.
a thing.
It's comedybar.ca. So go there, grab tickets, come out, and yeah, that's it. We're working on maybe doing a live podcast there as well. Stay tuned for that. If there's any interest from Toronto listeners, please at me to see if it's even worth it.
At him, everybody.
On Twitter, use Twitter at Ian Carmel. All right, without further ado, it is time to determine the draft order of the Sidekicks draft.
Right.
Which means the two of you will play a rollicking game of rock paper scissors, and we go on shoot. All right, this is a classic shoot situation, and I'm going to call the action. And this is one-on-one, so I mean, there's no two ways to parse what happens here. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Neither of you did anything.
You weren't clear that was the real thing. I thought you were giving us an
you were
example.
showing us an example of
As
how
though
to
there
do it.
needed to be an example illustrated. So here's what the words will sound like when you hear them in another 10 seconds. I thought you just both had weird rock paper strategies where you didn't throw those, like you didn't throw the preliminary rock paper scissors.
Do we just get kicked off the podcast now?
You might.
I guess
I
you
can do
go
this
first.
alone. Okay.
All right, let's do it
here it is.
one more time.
We're doing it for real.
I'm gonna throw.
Are you going to tell me what it...
He says he's
He
throwing
just said-
scissors.
All right.
All right, here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What are you doing? You didn't even go on.
I told her I was throwing scissors so I could.
All right,
on
I
paper.
landed. It was a rock. I crushed your stupid scissors.
This is falling apart
I
for
won.
Jump Street.
I won.
Phoebe, you win
I
the
win.
rock, paper, scissors, which means you get to determine the draft order. And I will point out to our listeners, this is a serpentine draft. So if you pick third in the first round, you pick first in the second round.
Much like the famous serpent.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on. If you pick third in the first round, you pick first
In the second round. That's right.
All right. So
Yeah.
the worst
You know,
spot.
serpentine.
So the safest spot for me being first is to put someone second.
Well, listen, it really depends on what you want. Do you want that coveted first pick?
Yeah.
Or do you want the third and fourth pick? It's all about strategy.
I'm gonna do me first.
Phoebe's first.
You second, because I feel
Ooh,
like
second.
we'll pick the same things most likely.
Ian George Carmel from Beaverton, Oregon, going second. Which
And
means
then
Alex
Alex is
Falcone
third.
is picking third. Which means Phoebe Bottoms, you are on the clock with the first pick in the All Fantasy Everything Sidekicks draft.
I'm so nervous.
All right, guys. So here's the thing: there's a lot of ways to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hearts to be broken.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interpretations to be made about what a sidekick is.
Uh-oh.
I go all over the map.
Uh-oh.
But for my first sidekick,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm going as literal as you can with Hank Kingsley.
Hank Kingsley. That's a good pick from the Larry Sanders Show.
He is
Oh, yes, okay.
Yes.
he is a staunch sidekick through and through. That is his identity. And boy, is he's my favorite.
He's amazing at it. He's good at saying applesauce.
Hey now.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Saying
sidekick.
Hey now as well.
And he also represents the larger group of professional sidekicks, which are the late night talk show sidekicks.
That's
Who-
definitely a category.
Yeah. which
I don't
is-
know who this person is, so I'm going to riff really hard.
Have
You've
you not
never seen Larry
I've
Sanders?
not seen Larry
Oh,
Sanders.
what a gift. Now you get to see it for the first time.
That's such an optimistic way to think of my not having a lot of pop culture
Yeah, I
experience.
can
No, I
drag you
envy
through
it.
the mud on, and I will later on the internet. But like right now, I think it's so nice that you haven't seen it. Hank Kingsley, played by Jeffrey Tambor, who we may know from Arrested Development,
Yeah.
from Transparent. But yeah, that was, I think, really where America started to fall in love with him. He had a deep voice. He was a deeply insecure buffoon based on another actual sidekick from the real world
That we're not allowed to say because
that we're not allowed to say.
Then Sean would get angry.
Because that would be giving it away. What do you like so much about this Hank Kingsley fella?
He's one of the most complex, pathetic characters in, I don't know, human literature
Yeah.
that I think's
yeah.
ever existed. And I picked him mostly because a lot of the reasons why he's so complicated and so pathetic is because of him being a sidekick. He's inadequate in every imaginable way, emotionally,
That's not one of
professionally.
the criteria I had. When I was listing things I like about sidekicks, it was
Yeah.
never like inadequacy, sadness.
Well, you can't.
It isn't
I mean,
for all of them.
You can't block out the sun. You gotta be a sidekick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely on my list, but
Yeah.
not inadequacy.
He's, for this specific instance of sidekickery, and it will, look, like I said, I'm working on a lot of levels as
Yeah.
far as criteria goes later on. I just thought I'd start off,
Yeah.
favorite food, pizza.
Sure.
Favorite sidekick, best sidekick, Hank Kingsley, hands down. I'm in this to win it for the after voting.
Yeah.
And,
this is an appeal to the masses.
I really feel
Fools.
like,
What-
fucking
Consistently
idiots.
rewarded Sean Jordan.
You hear me, you sheep?
Do you announce the winner from the previous week?
Sometimes it's just there to look at.
Oh,
I'm really
okay.
in it for the thrill of the hit, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
all the voting afterwards, whatever. No, I
Okay.
look at it, dear listeners. I do.
So who
We
won
all
the
look
cereal
at
draft?
it. Sean Jordan won the cereal
He
draft.
did?
Yeah, Sean
Good for
Jordan
him.
won that. Maybe I should start announcing that on the
That
next
would be
week.
fun.
Yeah, but I don't want people to go out of order and spoil it. If they really care, they know where to come find it. At Ian Carmel.
Yeah,
on
but they
Twitter.
wouldn't know the picks.
Huh?
It wouldn't be a spoiler because
Yeah.
the people listening wouldn't. The whole excitement is knowing what people pick. It's
Yeah,
not
look,
who
I don't
wins.
have a lot
It
of-
can't be a terrible spoiler if you didn't even tell people normally.
I'm busy. I'm a very busy person. I
Just
don't-
get one of the headgum interns
I
to
don't
sit
have
down
time.
each week and announce the winner from last week was Sean Jordan.
If you want to know who won, come find me in LA. I'd be happy to tell you person to person. I've had it with all this digital. Ayo, I'm tired of using technology. Why don't you come run up on top of me and I'll tell you who won last week's draft. This time it was Sean Jordan. But if you want to find out who won this draft, come hang out in Glendale.
Go wait outside the CBS studios.
Yeah, Television City. and then wait for a Prius with no bumper on the back of it.
It looks like Terminator at the end of Terminator.
It's pretty dope. I like it because there's so many silver. I don't know for the listeners. I don't have a bumper on the back of my Prius, but everyone in LA has a silver Prius. So now in a parking lot, oh, where's Ian's? It's that one without a bumper.
I literally parked behind you knowingly. As I mean, it was the only spot also, but I was like,
you could have
oh,
parked closer behind me than most other silver Prius.
I had the thought when I was parallel parking, I was like, oh, I could hit it and it wouldn't matter.
Well,
wouldn't it matter more with no bumper?
No.
What's it going to tear off?
Yeah, there's
nothing
there.
Anyway, right?
We'll show you after the podcast. You'll see.
Hank Kingsley's such a great high status character who thinks he's very high status. But is always like the butt of jokes.
Yeah, he takes so much pride in his being a sidekick that it's.
I agree with that too.
It's so good.
I love all his little side hustles. Do you, off the top of your head, is there a favorite Hank Kingsley moment?
Oh my God, there's a lot. There's one moment where he accidentally calls Larry's ex-wife that Larry's seeing again a cunt.
Oh yeah.
And the look on his face when he realizes that he's done that is one of the most incredible. He's like, oh no. and he just sort of like, I don't know, he collapses inside of himself in front of your eyes and just sort of like wanders away trying to like drag the last few moments with him.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. There's also a moment in the pilot where he's talking about he does, like you said, he does all these like side gigs.
Yes,
and
always trying to get another hustle going, like if it's in a restaurant or whatever. Yeah.
He does something for the Jolly Green Giant, and he's like, no matter what they tell you, don't put on those tights. They're good people, but don't do
Those
it.
are my favorite moments too.
I'm not doing
Those
that
are some of
justice.
Alex's favorite moments. Hank Kingsley.
Hank Kingsley's number one.
Excellent sidekick.
Thanks, everybody.
I think a lot of people are going to agree with you on that. Ian Carmel as the second pick in the sidekick draft, and with that second pick, I have to take my dude and yours, Chewbacca the Wookiee from Kashyyyk.
Yeah, Chewbacca.
Gotta get Chewbacca.
Sorry, from what?
Chewbacca the Wookiee from Kashyyyk, from the motion picture franchise.
Were you thinking of a different Chewbacca?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I'm just doing a doing a bit. That was a bit of humor.
It's a fun little one of your skits that you like to do.
I was doing a recital for everybody.
Yeah, just a little comedy recital.
It's important that you say his planet, because otherwise we wouldn't think of his whole family and Life Day.
Yeah.
Right,
exactly.
The Christmas special?
The great Christmas special.
Christmas special.
One of the 3 good Star Wars movies.
I fuck with Chewbacca, man. He's sassy.
He's great.
I love how sassy he is.
He'll rip your arm off.
He'll rip your arms off.
Also, like, mediocre at future chess.
Yeah. He's not great at it. He just seems like I see a lot of myself in Chewbacca. Can I say that to you guys right now?
I need 3 specifics.
I need 2, but you can do a third if you want.
Okay, 2. I'll get 3 of them. Little bit sassy. You know, gigantic. Takes up a lot of room in a spaceship. That's both of us.
Where space is at a premium.
Yeah, and I also wouldn't have gone down into that garbage chute. I would have been right there with Chewbacca. I'd been like, I don't know, Han. It seems crazy to me. I think we should figure out a second.
When they're standing outside, it seems like, no, don't go in a garbage chute.
Yeah.
But when you see that the garbage is just large pieces of plastic, it's not that gross.
A lot of that garbage, where did that garbage water come from? Because it is all just like discarded technology. It should be a dumpster behind like a Best Buy, basically.
Yeah.
It could be battery sweat.
It could be battery sweat.
It's a lot of battery sweat in spaceships.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, that solved it. It was definitely battery sweat down there. Yeah. I just love. He's my favorite. He's such a little sweetie. And he's a big sweetie.
So, and is it weird that he's Han's sidekick and Han is sort of Luke's sidekick? Like, does it matter that it's like a second
he's kind
level
of a secondary? I never thought of Han Solo as a sidekick to Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I guess he's definitely a secondary character, but I never saw him as like servile to Luke Skywalker.
Well, I mean, they both made out with the same girl.
That's true. Chewbacca didn't.
No.
Do you think Chewbacca fucks? Yes.
Fuck yeah,
Let
man.
me just answer that right now.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be afraid.
If nothing else, I hope.
I hope
I would be afraid he would rip my dick off.
Absolutely. Well, we never see. He's not wearing pants, so the dick can't be that big.
Oh, but they're in the new movie.
Yeah.
There is the part where he's bragging to the nurse who's like helping heal him about how bad how bad he's hurt. and like how cool he is, I
Yeah.
think he was trying to fuck that nurse.
Oh,
Probably.
he's putting the moves on.
Chewbacca
Also-
ready to fuck a nurse.
Just because he's not showing 100% of the time. Like,
He's
think
a
about a
grower.
horse's dick.
He's a grower.
I mean, I probably
Wait,
don't
I
even
was
have to
already
tell
thinking
you
about a
to.
horse's dick, yeah.
Give me a second.
Okay,
Okay,
get there
go ahead.
mentally.
I'm ready.
It unfurls. You know, there's an unfurling that happens. There's a
I feel
rolling
like
up.
an unfurl is a specific thing that happens
Only
with like
flags
a
do.
fern.
Oh.
With a fern.
Like a fern, it starts up
Yeah,
like a spiral and then
it goes
unfurls.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Does a horse's penis do that?
I mean, it's not
My
like
eyes
a
are
party
closed
whistle,
every time
but
I have
it's.
to feel one.
It comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that just Chewbacca is flaccid in all of the movies. that
It's
we've
just
seen.
it's tucked up inside of him,
It goes
and then it
inside
just
of
kind of
him.
like drops out like
Yeah.
a bucket of water.
That could be.
Are we for sure that the male has a penis in that species?
No?
Not
Could be a
even.
different kind of fertilizer.
You could have like
maybe, yeah.
semen
You
hands.
could have a gland he expresses.
Yeah, he could. Yeah. Oh, wait,
I don't know,
I
but
think
then
maybe-
have to be Wookiee eggs, and I don't think that's what happens.
Boy,
I don't think it's Wookiee
I
eggs
would
either.
love that though.
What if it is Wookiee eggs?
Although maybe it's more like a whale, because the whale does disappear inside its
Oh,
body.
yeah, it does.
You don't just see a whale. Like, picture a whale's dick.
I'm
Yep.
back. I'm
Okay,
back.
good.
Yeah, we're there.
It's not always available.
Oh, you mean it doesn't just float behind them at all times like an untied rope?
It's trailing like he's towing a car behind his moving van.
Like
Isn't
he
it
just
that-
got cut off like a hanging noose and he's just running away?
The whale's beaten down. If it did though, that would definitely be an attraction at like a like what are those grown up resorts?
Sandals?
Sandals.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
sandals
yeah.
what is the? There's that one that's like just for like singles to go shtup at.
Yes.
It's called like
That was sandals.
no, sandals is for like you can bring the kids. This one is called.
Yeah,
it's got another word. It's like.
It was a sponsor of Top Chef this year, and they did this little cutaway where it was like where they're like cooking at this restaurant or at the restaurant in this fancy have sex resort.
Yeah.
And they did not show the scene where all the PAs just bleached all of the surfaces.
Oh yeah.
Because if you watch the ad, it's like, no, you couldn't fuck on the counters here.
Adult.
That's awful.
What did you Google? I'm
I
curious.
looked up adult resorts. Adult resorts for singles. I don't know why. There's no one at home right now who's like, what is it? Maybe it'll come
You'd
to me
know
later.
if you needed to.
Yeah,
If you were
yeah.
in that place in your life,
Oh,
you'd know.
it's right on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna kill myself. What the fuck is it? We gotta move on.
Last resort.
Last resort. That's what. It's the Papa Roach themed adult resort.
Yeah.
Cut
Especially
my
like if
life
you're
into pieces. This is my last.
It's literally like I
Resort.
can't meet anyone in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to an island just to exist in a fuck swamp.
Yeah.
And then you
Like
can
a week.
and you
This
can
is my
tell
last
you can tell
resort.
Papa Roach is into a little choking,
Yeah.
suffocation, no breathing,
Oh my god.
helps him come.
Yeah.
That's that next line, right?
Yeah. You know what else comes? Chewbacca at number 1 on my pick list.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
This
actually
is
coming. Yeah.
that's a real episode 32 kind of
Thank you very much.
Kinda
I'm practiced at this
bring
point.
back.
I just love him. I feel like I could travel around the galaxy with Chewbacca.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think everybody could. I feel that's a great pick.
He's
And
a
he calls.
professional
The
road
other thing I
tripper.
appreciate about him is he calls Han Solo out on his shit every now and then.
You know what I appreciate about him as a pick for the show is that if you Google best sidekicks,
Yeah.
he's on the top of every list.
I
So
didn't do that.
You real basic on this
Yeah.
pick, but not wrong.
Well, I can't wait to see where you go then, Mr. Judgmental, right out of the gate. Alex Falcone, you have the third pick, your first pick, in the All Fantasy Everything sidekick.
I'm
draft.
looking at it, but I don't even have to check because I know who I'm taking. Coming in at number 1,
Yeah.
easily.
Easily?
You both went with characters.
Yeah.
I'm going with a real person.
Oh,
And I know there's a bunch of ways you can take this. My categories, by the way, what I'm looking for.
sure. Let's
Loyalty.
peek behind the veil.
Loyalty is number 1.
Yeah.
Not eclipsing the star. You gotta be humble.
Chewbacca.
Right.
Good for
Covered. They have their own powers. They're
Yeah.
doing something separate and different and good. than you.
bowcaster, for example.
For easy to hang out with, because a lot of the time, especially like if you're a hero, you're not always saving shit. There's
That's
a lot
true.
of you want a good travel buddy.
Are you just describing Joe Biden?
Joe Biden was my pick.
No,
Oh my
stop
God,
it.
Joe
I had him
Biden.
on my list too.
Number 1 with a bullet. Joe Biden.
Oh my
I had him
God.
on my list. That was gonna be I thought it was gonna be a sleeper pick.
No,
God damn it.
that's why I took it first.
Chewbacca?
I thought you guys might jump on Joe Biden.
Fuck. What am I,
Joe
back in high
Biden,
school?
absolutely.
God
The
damn it.
most loyal.
Yep.
Great travel buddy. Always in the mood to get ice cream with you.
And pussy.
There was a point. I believe there was a point
Yeah.
in his life.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got his own powers. He he did a big thing for gay marriage. He just kind of he was like snuck out. It was like, we're gonna do gay marriage now, even though the president's not ready. Humble, always riding that train.
Yeah.
You know?
He is a humble guy.
Super humble guy.
Yeah.
And that thing where the president gave him the Medal of Freedom, and he bawled.
Oh my God.
Oh, what a moment.
Talk about a sidekick lead character moment that is.
Yes. That's, I mean, that's better than putting the medal on Chewbacca.
I will say Chewbacca did it first. I will say Chewbacca did it
Received
way
a
first.
medal, didn't cry, wasn't as beautiful.
He went like in a mournful sort of pleading way.
Was that Joe Biden or was that Chewbacca?
That was Joe Biden. But Chewbacca made a
was
similar
Joe.
sound.
And both of them coming. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah. Well, Joe Biden might make that noise because all the ice cream, all that lactose buildup. Probably a very mucusy vice
That
president.
picture of him in Portland eating salt and straw ice
Salt and
cream,
straw.
holding out a $10 bill in the aviator shades. We've never had a cool... And you would not have thought when he was first picked, you weren't like, Joe Biden, the cool vice president.
I know!
And then he was.
Then he turned out to be the coolest. Now we have fucking Mike Pence, that fucking possum-looking motherfucker. He looks like a baby
nice to
possum.
raccoons.
He looks like a baby possum where they're mostly pink, but you have a little fur on him.
Oh,
He's
they're
got
so
beady little
cute,
eyes.
though.
He's like a possum that wants to eat gay rights.
That
I hate him. I hate
That
Mike
vice
Pence.
president debate where he'd just chuckle and then say the most evil thing you've ever heard.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they're people.
The effortless evil.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, gosh.
And interestingly, kind of a similar pick, right? Because Pence was like, we got this crazy president. We need a sane, racist
somebody
president.
with some
vice president
who's litigated away people's rights, who's been in the trenches fucking shit up for the country.
And with Barack, it was like, we need an old white guy to make the old white guys feel safe in this pick, in voting for this guy, and he did that. But then turned out to be pushing and a little more liberal even than the president.
What a steep fall from Joe Biden to Mike Pence. That's
know.
like if they replaced like the original Aunt Viv with just like
a mime.
Just a mime. Yeah.
Who
stabbed everyone else on the cast.
Yeah, Joe Biden, absolutely #1 sidekick.
Great. I love that.
I would take and he, unlike you guys' characters, which are decent picks, he's real.
But to be fair, we all had Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had him on our list, but he took him
you
first.
had opportunities
That's
before
part of
me.
the
I had the worst draft pick.
Yeah.
I had the worst pick in the first round.
I will say Joe Biden's never been part of making the Kessel Run really quickly. Just in defense of my pick, we don't know what Joe Biden's Kessel Run time is.
Do you measure by Kessel runs? How often does that come up?
It comes up a lot. On Yelp, I always look for the Kessel Run score, especially if it's a food truck.
How fast did Los Burritos make the Kessel Run?
Pretty quick,
Not
usually.
fast enough. Going to the next one.
God, I love Joe Biden. Do you want him to run for president? He'll be a little bit older in 2020, but do you want him?
He is old, and I would have loved to say that he's too old to be president, but our president is also very old.
Old as hell.
So he's kind of like put age into play again.
Well, Bernie Sanders would have been 83 at the end of a 2-term presidency.
Yeah.
So.
Also old.
All things are possible.
And I thought he was too old. Then we elected a really old guy.
Yeah. Or oldest, fattest, and dumbest president, as Jeb Lund calls him.
What about Taft?
He was not our oldest.
No,
but he was probably fatter.
Yeah, he was.
But he was like
famously.
1800s fat. Like right now, I bet like
he was probably like 200 pounds.
You get him to now, and you put him in like some streetwear and some Yeezys.
Yeah, it was harder to
cool
cover
as fuck.
up.
Yeah, you could bring him to like Dayton, Ohio, and he'd probably be like,
oh my god,
an ineligible bachelor.
He's doing he'd be
centerfold.
Completely centerfold. He'd be doing like Tough Mudders and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taft would be doing Tough Mudders in 2017.
Man, I don't usually like body shaving. For some reason with Taft, it's fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it when it's in the 1800s.
because he got stuck in a bathtub.
We're not shaming him, we're building him up.
Well, you're shaming Ohio.
Oh, yeah, but Ohio shames Ohio.
Yeah,
if anyone's listening from Ohio, I have family there.
Yeah.
I can say horrible things about
Is
your
that how that
stupid
works?
state. No, it isn't. I'm just pandering.
They can hear how Jewish you are. I think that takes away any credentials you have with
Look,
making fun of
if
them.
you're listening from Ohio, then, take comfort knowing that there were people there once who weren't Jewish, but, later impregnated other Jews.
Is this the story of your family?
Yeah, that's it. That's where Batman begins.
They were flying over, pushed one of them out.
Yep.
That's how Ohio started.
Yeah. Pushed out of a Zeppelin for sport in the 1930s. They used to push Jews out of Zeppelins. and they called it making the Kessel Run. Alex Falcone, you also have the first pick in the second round. The first pick after our citation by the Anti-Defamation League.
Officially qualified as a hate podcast.
I was condemned by them briefly.
Were you?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Interestingly enough, though, you were commended by the Pro-Defamation League.
They were like, this guy's defaming the shit out of us.
You gotta remember, there's more than one defamation league.
I mean, so many leagues. There's the American League and the National. On Chelsea lately, I made a joke about after Germany had won the World Cup, the soccer World Cup, and I said, it's so nice for them to have something gold that they didn't pull out of my grandmother's mouth. And the Anti-Defamation League, who protect Jews, thought that was a joke at the expense of the Holocaust on television. And I was mentioned.
You said ours. You said their grandmother.
I know.
Not
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
This is a great joke.
Thank you very much.
That's why you need a Pro-Defamation League to be out there saying like, good joke, Ian.
There's some decent defamation. Yeah.
I think the three of us could start a Pro-Defamation League.
Yeah, we should.
A startup.
We definitely should.
It's a very different podcast.
Practice on Saturdays. Alex, time for your second pick, the first pick of the second round.
So I'm gonna go defensive because I'm worried that you guys also have this person on your lists.
Fuck.
And I think my other ones are probably safer. First pick in the second round goes to Hermione Granger.
Oh, not on my list.
Not on my list.
Not on my list.
I would have thought Hermione over Joe Biden, but
really,
yeah.
I think that just shows how much sex we're all having. Like pussing on Joe Biden over Teen
Weasley Hound.
Teen Wizard Hermione.
I feel like by the end of the franchise, Hermione was close to getting it, right?
No, she
Her and old Ron
was.
Weasley.
She was getting the old wheeze.
Yeah.
She was
wheezing.
She was wheezing. Wheezing pretty hard by the end of that.
Hermione, what is it you admire about young nerd Hermione Granger?
Well, already you killed it with those two words.
Young and nerd.
Loyalty, obviously, she's got that. I just love a character whose superpower is being like well read. Her superpower is research and the rules, and what a champion for kids to read about. Like, this is a kid who's a super nerd who also gets to fight in 3 wars before she's 18 and defeats the purest of evil. I think that's a cool character to have around, but also incredibly loyal to Harry.
Fully loyal.
And like a great compliment to him, because Harry is a lot of things not that smart. He isn't, is he? He's not an idiot, but his thing is not.
He's street smart.
His thing is street smart. Harry Potter, street smart.
That's why that little lightning bolt on his head is from multiple concussions, right on that spot.
Yeah. Not one left.
He got in a knife fight when he was a baby. Yeah. That's how gnarly Harry is. Not a genius.
What's one of your favorite Hermione moments? I have to admit I've only seen the movies because I'm a Luddite, adult.
So you might
simple man.
You're street smart.
I'm a lot like Harry Potter.
A favorite Hermione moment is I love the first book. At the end of the first book, they go on this quest together as a group of children where each one solves one thing that they're specifically good at. Like Ron has to beat. There's like, one of the locks is a chess game, and I'm really good at this chess thing.
I thought that was the second one.
Sorry, that's what. Yes, the second one. You're very right. I'm so sorry.
2 nerds.
Showed my hand on that.
But you didn't have her.
I'm a virgin. What?
You didn't have her on your list?
No, I didn't.
She's all.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that was fine. You're right. As I was
did.
saying it, I was like, "Is this the first or second book?" I'm sure I'm gonna get hate about this.
This podcast is all interrupting. It's all interrupting and diatribes.
I don't want to be a rude friend.
No, that's very nice.
That's all.
Be one for the next hour. Though.
Yeah. In real life, none of that shit. But on the podcast, go for it. I also like that she started from the bottom, right? She was not a witch when she was a kid. When she was born.
She's a half-blood.
Yeah, she's a half. Her parents are dentists. And they were like, she's smart and weird. And then they were like, also magic. But then they still support her. They're like the dentists who they go to her wizarding things the way like parents would go to like a soccer game. Be like, I don't get why you're doing this, but keep it up.
But they loved her anyway?
They loved her anyway.
I think it's just showing how low the bar is set when both of your parents are dentists. It's just a metaphor for that if you're born of dentists and you're not one, you might as well be a fucking wizard.
Yeah. That's like a good upbringing though. 2 dentist parents, right?
Yes. Highest suicide rate of any profession.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow. Is it the gas?
You know, it must be.
How could it be so? They all have boats.
Think about it. That's why. Well,
It just
you're
seems like-
constantly interacting with people. They can't talk to you.
Yeah.
You're digging around in their mouths.
Can I? I'm not usually the hero in stories of mine, but can I tell you a really quick thing that I did?
Yes.
I did a show. I got paid to do a corporate show for a group of dentists last week, and I opened with they were eating dinner, and I was like, "Go ahead and keep eating. It's time. It's only fair that I talk while your mouths are full."
Oh,
And that
great joke.
dumbest joke I've ever written.
Yeah.
It murdered
It
at the
must have.
dentist party.
Oh my god.
They laughed so hard.
That they got home and emailed other dentists about it. For
You're
sure.
a meme now. You're a popular dentist meme.
They had full
best.
email chains going.
I tweeted it out before I said it. I was like, I just thought of this, and everyone was like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard." And then I got to be like, "Yeah, that's because you're not at a dentist dinner party."
You saved some lives that night.
Yeah.
There were a couple
I didn't
people who
even
were
know
like,
that.
"This is it for me."
I'm glad I didn't know that going in. I would try to write a joke about their
Yeah.
suicide rate.
Probably best not to. They probably all know somebody they lost in the game who they were at like dentistry school with.
Struck down in their prime.
Yeah, gunned down in their prime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, so a better answer for a favorite Hermione moment
Yeah.
is when she's super stressed out all the time and they can't figure out why, and it turns out she's been secretly time traveling to take more classes.
Boy,
Oh my
I
God.
The time turner.
I hate to admit this, but I think about that at least twice a week.
That if you had a
If
time
I had
travel,
yeah.
you wouldn't go kill Baby Hiller. You would like take
Oh,
more
no.
community college classes.
No. I sure wouldn't. I just always think like, if there's two obligations I have, that's the first thing I think of. Where it's like, oh, I wish I have to do this thing. If there's another thing I'd rather be doing, instead of how can I maneuver in real life a strategy in which I could
Instead of
potentially
emailing
do
one
both
and
things.
saying no.
Hey, I'm gonna be late.
Immediately go to, I wish I had a little doodad that I could flip like a time, like a sand dial I could turn upside down.
Yeah.
I'm really jealous of that. I think I'm more jealous of that time mechanism she has than
It's the time
any
turner
other
is great.
thing.
Is that the one thing you would take from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter?
I can't think of anything else I would want.
The time travel thing.
Oh
I
man,
would-
there's so many things I want.
Oh, maybe like a giant three-headed dog.
Yeah.
Or a fun like uncle who can turn into a dog.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talking plants?
No.
No?
I treat plants so poorly. I don't want to know what they have to
I mean,
say
I
about me.
kind of like magical powers. It's a little
Yeah.
broad, but I think that's what I would take.
I don't know. Seems
I would
like
like
a lot.
Hagrid's clothing. Just for a rustic look.
It would go nicely over your Chewbacca-esque
I
body.
think so, yeah. Hermione Granger, great pick.
Thank you.
I think the people are gonna like it.
Also,
Yeah.
as an added benefit, grew up to be Emma Watson.
That's true. UN spokesperson.
Yeah.
Emma
UN
Watson.
women's rights spokesperson, Emma Watson.
Did she try to do another movie again recently? Wasn't she in
She
something?
was just in Beauty and the Beast, and now she's in
Oh.
that Facebook/Google movie.
Oh, there's
The Circle.
another Facebook. Oh yeah.
And it depends on whether, I think it's Facebook. It looks Facebooky to me, but other people have said Google, so I don't know.
Thomas Hanks is in that as well,
Yeah.
right?
Thomas Hankson.
Thomas Hanks?
Thomas Hanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas the Hank Engine.
Thomas the Hank Engine.
God damn it, Alex. That'll be the funniest thing
That
I
just
ever
slipped
say.
out, but I'm real stoked about
Yeah,
it.
I'll
I'm
get
gonna
that.
hang on to that.
Get it tattooed on your forearm, man. That's
Oh,
been
is
forever.
that Hank Engine?
It is now time for my second pick.
Yeah.
Following on the heels of the very popular Chewbacca pick.
Was it?
Everybody loved it. Ooh, I am going to take. Oh, there's two people I really want to take. Can't make it both of them. All right, I'm going to take George Costanza.
God damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that first, and then I got cocky.
Yeah. You shouldn't. You had to go Hank Kingsley for. You went with your boutique ass pick.
Yeah.
I guess.
You could have
Yeah.
saved that. We wouldn't have taken it.
With as much as you love shopping at Target, I thought you would have gone right down the line the first one.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Do you have a favorite George Costanza moment?
I have.
I'm trying to help because that's what you were asking
Thank
us.
you. I have so many favorite George Costanza moments. First, let me apologize again because now I'm in my own head about like this whole. Because yes, of course I looked up best sidekicks.
The only reason I know that is because I also did that.
You did too.
And I thought the only way I could not be embarrassed is if I make fun of someone else for it first.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
The reason I looked up the definition of sidekick was to figure out if George was a sidekick or not.
I think it's a sidekick.
I think it is the case.
Yes.
Because he makes essentially what I learned and settled on was that it's whoever makes the lead character seem more intelligent and a better person. I think without George, Jerry would just be reprehensible.
He'd be horrible.
But
yeah,
George is so bad.
Yeah.
It's so fucking horrible.
Again, I don't think that's the only definition, because I think Hermione does not make Harry look smarter. She makes him look dumber, but also he's the bravery. I think they can complement each other.
But
It's a real
by
yin-yang
being
thing.
associated with her, he looks smarter.
Yeah, it's a smarter team. That's true.
Yeah.
So if it's just about how the whole team is, then wouldn't George make Jerry more shitty?
Oh, absolutely. But
you know, it depends on how you use them.
Yeah. Well, how do you like to use it?
How do I like to use George Costanza?
Yeah.
Well, let me go back to that question about favorite moments.
Yeah. I'm sorry I put you in your head, buddy.
I love. Oh,
I'm
please,
so
not really.
worried about getting.
There's a lot of room in there, Bubba.
That I sometimes lash out.
So I know he's also on those lists, but I love him. You gotta take him because he's one of the greats. I love the Human Fund. Is one of my. It's just. I love like little things about him. I like that. I love his obsession with architecture. I think that's such a classic.
It's so good.
He's the perfect character who's kind of dumb, but is smart enough to know he is, which is also how I feel about myself. Where I'm like, I'm not that smart, but I'm smart enough to know that I'm not that smart.
Yeah.
And like an obsession with architecture as like the classic good job hits home with me so much. Because I had that with being a lawyer when I was in my early 20s, where I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to law school, I'll be a lawyer. And I had no interest in being a lawyer. But I knew the way it made people perceive me. Where I was like, oh, look at this kid, he wants to be a lawyer. You know, so I related. I think it's a great, dumb, like smart, dumb guy thing.
Isn't it weird that we're that way to kids about becoming lawyers, and then as soon as they're a lawyer, we're like, fuck lawyers.
Yeah, fucking lawyers. Yeah, lawyers. Poor little kids who needed guidance.
Yeah. Like, you were so excited when I told Grandma I was going to be a lawyer, and now you hate me.
Well, now there's too many lawyers, and it's like not even a smart thing to tell a kid to go be.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a terrible scam.
We need a new answer, like perhaps architect.
Yeah.
Can I say one of my favorite things about George?
Yes.
I guess Seinfeld in general. Is it? I feel like it made being all the worst things about a Jew cool again.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, it was like, oh, you're an unbearable people, but you seem fun on this show. So come on back into the cultural fold, Jews. And I don't think America's looked back since.
I think you're 100% right about that.
I think so too.
It really, that's a great. That's why I said it, motherfucker. I think that's really true. It did sort of like glorify and make relatable all of the Piccadillios that people criticized us for so
100%.
long.
And I think it's all Larry David. I think as my spirit animal, when I do things that Larry David would do, people are like, oh, that's just some fun Semiticism being thrown at us.
They don't think you're just being a prick.
No,
which is kind of what it really, not that you are, but like when people behave like that.
Here's it's as far as like, oh, we don't want to kill them again.
Right.
That's as much as we can get at this point.
That is Diano. It would have been enough if they just didn't want to kill us. That is great. That is great about Seinfeld. Another one of my favorite Costanza moments is the one where he gets the record on the Frogger machine, and it's just a very small moment. It's when it gets stuck in the road, and there's a truck bearing down on them, and for 1 second George steps out and like puts his finger up at the truck like he's gonna stop it, and then dives away. It's just like really funny, like really great, like comic acting by Jason Alexander, I think.
Yeah.
But he's just the best character. He like, even especially as I get older. I mean, I've loved it since it was like originally on the air, but as I get older and I find myself in more like situations that they've gone through on the show, I'm like, fuck, these were such well-written characters.
This is not necessarily the question of this draft, but do you feel like you and George would be good would he be a good sidekick to you, or is he only a good sidekick to Jerry?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a really good question.
Thank you.
Or would you be his sidekick?
Would I be Jerry's sidekick or George's?
George's sidekick.
I don't think George is capable of having a sidekick.
No.
You could have a secondary sidekick, just like Chewbacca.
That would be I still disagree with you on the secondary sidekick thing about it. I won't get retroactively involved in that. But I don't know. I think George would be a good sidekick for me. I could see us commiserating.
Yeah.
I think my friend Nick Nanpay is like a way less anxious, way less Jewish version of Costanza for me, who listens to this podcast.
And is a good guy.
Great guy. We just conspire together on stuff and then get into situations. Yeah. Yeah, so that's George Costanza. Do you have a favorite George Costanza moment?
I don't.
Huh?
Eclair out of the garbage for me.
Oh, Eclair out of the garbage is great. I would do that, by the way.
I would too.
Eclair out of the garbage?
Eclair sitting on top of the garbage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not touching anything.
I don't even really like sweets that much, but if I saw it, I'd be like,
It's a waste that it's in there and
How
no
do we get
one's
it out of
eating
there?
it.
There's a lot of things I wouldn't eat out of the garbage. There's something about an eclair though that feels like you know, diamond in the rough. Like
Yeah.
you have to save it.
what is the grossest food you would eat out of the garbage?
What do you mean? Like
The one where
Well-
if you told someone you did that, they would look at you the askance.
is it
Oh,
because
okay.
they don't think that the food is worth it?
I don't know. It could be a wet food. It could be a cheap food.
Well, yeah,
It's
you
just loose
don't want to.
Indian food in a garbage.
Loose Indian food. Right, exactly. Would you eat vindaloo out of a garbage can?
I mean, anything that like picks up dust easily.
Yeah.
Like string cheese is
Yeah.
like it's like you're like doing a lint roller on your body.
it is
Put
But
string
string
cheese in.
cheese-
String
You can
cheese
just
is a
take
food
its
lip
jacket
roller.
off.
Yeah.
No. This is a loose string cheese, Phoebe.
No, I know that. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
you could peel
I see
one
where
its
you do,
jacket off.
you do one layer peel.
Yeah, it's
That's how you.
skin
That's how
jacket,
you.
not its
That's how you
wrapper.
jack off a string cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how you do it. You just,
Just sounded dirtier than I was expecting.
yeah. I
I'll
tried to make
peel.
a hand motion, then I realized we're not live broadcasting.
You know what?
television.
The fact that the two of us enjoyed it should be enough for you.
It is.
Diane,
It's a
you
lot.
And on how I felt about it. I think I would eat a meatball out of a garbage can, and I think that's the
Wait,
grossest because it's a
okay.
very wet food.
That sounds great.
Your garbage or somebody's garbage or like public garbage.
My garbage or someone with
Oh,
whom
a
I've
lid
spent more
garbage
than
can?
20 hours.
Or like a kitchen garbage.
If it's like
Kitchen
yeah, so I guess
garbage,
if I'm
yeah.
picturing it as my kitchen garbage, like it like fell over when I was pushing something else off a cutting board.
Kitchen garbage.
Much more like a much broader spectrum
Yeah.
than if I'm like the garbage can at a subway station. Because there's nothing I would take.
No,
out
I
of
think
that.
it's gonna have to be kitchen
Yeah.
garbage.
Kitchen garbage.
It would
glad
have to
we
be
settled
something
this.
that I'm not gonna eat all the time.
Would you eat a piece of gefilte fish out of a kitchen garbage can?
Only if it was a real cumbersome task to get it made. I'm not gonna eat jarred gefilte fish
Not a
out of a
Manish Evans
garbage.
gefilte fish?
I'll eat like homemade gefilte fish out of a garbage, and only if there's a loose puddle of horseradish
That it
near,
happens to fall onto.
yeah, like near a newspaper that's in the trash can also.
Yeah, George Costanza. Eclair for him. That's his
solid
answer.
pick.
Thank you. We're ready for another solid pick. As Phoebe Bottoms, it is time for your second and then third picks, as it is a serpentine draft.
We're grasping this fast. I think.
Yeah.
I'm just following suit. I have no idea how this serpentine thing is working, but I'm enjoying the lack of predictability
Yeah.
and where everyone's falling.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was safe with George Costanza putting you second.
No dice.
Nope.
It seems like you've had the hardest time with your like boggle board and crossing stuff out. It seems
Yeah.
like you've had the most crossed out already.
But I came up with a lot of things. I'm just glad people are saying the things that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that,
Feel a
like,
little
that's
less
fun.
alone.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by Policy Genius. Now, life insurance isn't something that you think about probably ever. I don't know. I never thought about it when I was younger, or really up until like a year ago, or 2.5 years ago, if I want to be exact. But then, we had a daughter, and I started thinking about financial planning, things for the future, and it is something that now that I have, it's one of those things. It's easy to be like, oh, bro, you got to get life insurance. What do you don't have life insurance? But making it a part of your financial planning is so important. You can start shopping if you want to with Policy Genius to find the right policy to protect you and your family. Getting life insurance today obviously means that you're gonna have peace of mind. So if something were to happen to you, you pass away because you're too dope, stuff like that, your family can cover the expenses. You don't want to leave anyone hanging out there with all that on their back. Then luckily with Policy Genius, it helps you compare your options from top companies, and their team of licensed experts are on hand to help talk you through it. And getting life insurance it's weird because you don't know anything about it. I didn't know what to Google or what to look up or anything like that. And with Policy Genius, they just go in and they just compare all the rates for you. They go through, want you to give the best deal that you can, and they work for you, obviously. And again, if you're a parent or caregiver, it's extremely important just to make sure those people are covered. Like I said, you want to leave them with the best chance they got. And like I said, with Policy Genius, the technology, it makes it so easy to compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks. You can find the lowest price Even if you already have a policy through work, something like that, it might not give you exactly what you're looking for. And with Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval. They avoid unnecessary medical exams. So Policy Genius, the way to go. They have licensed, award-winning agents help you find the best fit for your needs. They work for you, not the insurance companies, so it's just going to make sure you get the best deal possible. So give it a shot. Save time and money and provide your family with a financial safety net using Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. Again, that's policygenius.com. This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by DraftKings. Now, DraftKings, the leader, by the way, the leader in fantasy sports, just dropped a brand new fantasy app called Pick Six. Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. Just pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. Come on, that sounds easy. It sounds fun. That's what's going to get me in there. Because if you don't know about everything, it's a great way to do it. It'll get you in there. You get fun. You get to enjoy the game. So, like, for example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? Things like that. You can track your lineup. You compete against others for a draft shot at huge cash prizes. So get down on it, give it a shot, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with code AFE. Again, that's code AFE only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours, baby. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. Pick 6 not available in all states, including but not limited to Connecticut and New York. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com. This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by See The Thing Is. It is a podcast that'll just make you feel good. If you're a millennial who misses life in the early O's, I do. I don't know if I'm a millennial. I think I am. I think I'm like the last year to be a millennial. Anyway, I throw myself in there sometimes after a couple bowls of loudmouth soup. Who we kidding? If I have a hard time finding new or curated music, of course I do. All that stuff is hard to do. If that's you, if you fall in that boat, you're going to love See The Thing Is. It's a podcast hosted by Bridget Kelly and Mandy B. Bridget is a Grammy Award-winning R&B artist. Mandy B is a podcast trailblazer. Twice a week, Bridget and Mandy, they host nostalgic conversations in their grown segments. They also have political pop culture conversations in their honest segments, and relationships / hot take conversations in the slightly toxic segment. The opinions on the show are extremely real. They're brought to you by the genuine connections ladies have with the guests they like to call their friends with benefits. You get it. Each week, you're going to leave with new music recommendations or a playlist of new music. You know what I mean? That who doesn't like new music? It's in their freshly squeezed music segment. Recently, they sat down with Ari Lennox, Big Frida, Robert Glasper, just to name a few. So get on it, follow and subscribe to See The Thing Is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or on YouTube. New audio episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday, and visuals are available on YouTube Wednesday and Saturday.
This one's emotionally charged for me.
Ooh, I can't wait.
It's a lot. My pick for the second round is Piglet.
Oh, good pick.
And here's what makes me really mad is I think Winnie the Pooh is an addict, a narcissist. He doesn't.
Wait. You mean honey addict?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's like an alcoholic. Like, I just
with
watched
honey.
Adventures of Winnie the Pooh again today just to back up my point. I hate him so much. Shirt cocking little motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just walking around with his dick out.
This is our second
tiny
pick
shirt.
today with the dick out.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the worst. But his is just, he doesn't even care. He's got a stupid little shirt that barely covers his tits. He just wanders around stealing other people's honey. And you know who's by his side? Quietly? All the time?
Wait.
Piglet.
I was gonna guess Piglet. Yeah, you're right.
I would have said Piglet as well,
Yeah.
Alex.
But here, okay,
We would have had to press the button real fast if it was Jeopardy.
I've got my Bernie Sanders fingers up for you, those of you at home.
They're up in the room.
They're up.
Which would be bad if we were friends, but for a podcast is great.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the problem: is Winnie the Pooh is a sidekick of Christopher Robin.
I was just gonna say secondary sidekick.
Oh, yeah?
And so he doesn't even deserve a sidekick. But everyone's so jacked up on trying to make sure that he has like an inflated self-confidence so he doesn't go off the rails and ruin everyone's life. It's like, no, you can have a sidekick too. But then people think it's Tigger. You know, Piglet doesn't really even get the recognition he deserves, and if nothing else, people are like, okay, well, Piglet's the sidekick, but Tigger's the best friend. Piglet doesn't even get the fucking decency of friendship. He's just along for the ride.
Tigger got a lot of shine in the late 90s for some reason.
A lot of denim jackets.
Yeah.
A lot of denim
He showed up on a lot of denim jackets.
A lot of denim jackets.
Yes, he did.
Well, he bounces.
He's a
What the fuck does Piglet do?
He's a hypomanic fucking coke addict, and that's why they get along, is because they're both they're operating on the same level of
but what the fuck
intense
does
narcissism.
Piglet have? The only thing you've said good about Piglet so far is
Piglet
quiet.
is a giving, sweet jumpsuit wearing little dainty little lad.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that happens in the movie. I'm so mad. It makes me so mad. Eeyore's house gets ruined by a flood, right?
Right, and the great thing about Eeyore, not surprised.
Not surprised.
He always expected
Sees it coming. But Pooh makes it his mission to find him another home. All right, fine.
Yeah.
You're doing something for someone else. Hats off to you, fucking yellow piece of shit. Anyway.
Hats off to you.
So he goes out, finds Tigger, they become friends. They have some kind of awful lost weekend. Hallucinate some heffalumps, do a bunch of Molly. I don't know what they do. Anyway, they go back to 100 Acre Woods.
Yeah.
And guess how this fucking conflict resolves itself? Pooh realizes he hasn't found Eeyore a house, so he gives him Piglet's home. Piglet, early on, talks about nothing else other than the fact that his grandfather trespasses William.
Yeah.
Had lived in that home. He loves his house. Winnie the Pooh is just like, here you are, you just have this hovel with fucking little furnishings in it. I'm not even gonna ask any questions. And everyone looks at Piglet and they're like, dude, are you gonna say anything? And Piglet's like, never mind. And just lets him have it. And then Pooh finds out, he's like, oh, you can live with me. You can be my roommate. And that's the consolation prize.
So now Piglet has to live with his honey addict.
Yeah.
You think getting stuck in Rabbit's hole would have been like a real wake-up call for
Oh, dude, it's a nightmare.
Right?
That was rock bottom.
That was
literally.
rock bottom.
He literally gets catapulted out of that and lands in a bee tree and just starts eating like a... Anyway, I hate him.
So
Piglet.
you feel for Piglet in a major way.
He gets the most shit.
Pick.
It's a total sympathy pick. It's a... Hey, Piglet, thanks for your service.
You put in so much work. You deserve a second-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Really
Piglet is like a social worker, and all the auto plants closed in the 100 Acre Wood, and everybody's just dealing with the fallout of it.
I didn't mean to go on a whole thing. It's it's a lot. It's a lot for me to watch poor little Piglet get trampled on like that.
Yeah.
Tigger's got a thing, right? Jumping on its tail.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eeyore's got a thing.
Depression.
Serious depression. Clinical depression. But in like a real charming way, where there's like my favorite Eeyore moment. There's a moment where he is tied to some balloons, but he's also tethered to the ground. Ground tether gets cut.
Yeah.
He's floating away. Shirley will die, and he goes, "That'll happen." And that's fucking Eeyore. He's like, "I'm just gonna die now. That was what I always knew would happen."
That's great.
So he's got a great thing. All Piglet has is being a pushover.
Yeah. Fearful.
Instead of picking Piglet in the second round, tell Piglet to stand up for himself.
Hey, from here to him, stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Piglet does listen to the podcast.
He does. He texted
He always
me.
tweets in. Yeah, he's always really angry about Sean's picks.
I said, hey, I texted him. I go, hey, I know it's not out, it's not live, but you're gonna have to listen to this next episode.
You're getting the call up.
I'm not telling you why, but you know, there's something for you.
If Piglet tweeted, there would be so many ellipses between those words.
Oh my god, so many.
If it's not a bother, would like you guys to draft, and then there'd have to be a second tweet.
Yeah, 1 of 10.
Yeah.
He's so look. If he wasn't, I'm here. You know, I'm here telling him I'm picking you as a best sidekick, but also you got to get out of that relationship.
That
He's
is
also
a
an
contradictory
enabler.
message.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is I'm operating on a.
You're operating on several levels.
Yeah.
I feel like I want my sidekicks to stay sidekicks because they're good at it.
He's good at being a sidekick, though.
You want them out of it. These are more like rappers' sidekicks, where like after 3 they're supposed to graduate to being their own stars.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a codependent relationship, though?
I don't think Pooh depends on Piglet at all.
Oh, no.
No, well he
yeah.
needs, he does, he needs him for his resources.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he needs everybody, he goes into Rabbit's house and eats like 8 things of his honey.
Okay, but here's why I think fuck Piglet. You're
Wow.
very hard to tell from other piglets if that's your name.
Oh,
Your name is just Piglet? Everything else
There's
has
Owl and Rabbit. Piglet's a lot more.
Those are both bad names.
Who do you think of when I say Piglet, Alex?
Piglet.
I do think of
Who
Piglet.
do you think
You're
of
right.
when I say
You're right.
Alex? A bunch of other people. A bunch of other
I
folks.
think of me first, but that might not be true for Alex
I
Rodriguez.
barely
Roger.
remember you when I say the name Alex, even if I'm looking at you and speaking to you directly.
That might be more about your recall abilities. That might be.
Before we close the book on this Piglet chapter, do you know what I love is when Winnie the Pooh is stuck in that hole and Rabbit just draws a deer head on his ass?
Puts Alex on and he makes a mantle.
Oh, that's my favorite.
It's really good.
It's so funny.
Rabbit is a frat boy.
Yeah. Cool.
You're stuck. Check this out.
It's got another door.
Well, it's a fresh take on Winnie the Pooh, and for a fresh pick, we go back to Phoebe Bottoms.
Oh,
The first pick of the 3rd round.
All right, okay, I got it. Guys, this one I'm going with my heart. Croutons.
Oh! Huh.
Going croutons. Near and dear to me.
I'm
Croutons.
only going to continue this round under protest.
There's
no way that qualifies.
A protest has been lodged.
That could not possibly qualify.
Croutons is a sidekick.
Yeah. Think about it.
You could say salad dressing because you can get that on the side, but you never get a cup of croutons.
Literally, cup of croutons is controversial.
I don't
if
think
croutons are a sidekick, then literally everything on a salad is a sidekick. The salad is a pile of shit. You can't say one part of that pile is separatable.
What is the lettuce the main character? What are we saying here?
Shut up for a second.
The worst part of the salad is the main character on a salad.
Okay, look.
Bullshit pick.
You can do so many things with salad dressing.
Yeah.
You can put it on a salad. You can marinate fish with it. You can
up to 2
you
things.
can dip. Shut up, Alex. You can do a bunch of stuff with salad dressing.
True. I'll give you that.
You can do a bunch of stuff with avocado. You can do a bunch of stuff with red onion. I don't know what you put on your salad, but croutons. Have you ever just sat down and eaten a bag of croutons like chips?
Yes.
I have too, but that's not the point. No, but the thing is, croutons as a sidekick, they make the salad better. The dressing is expected. Dressing's part of the adventure. But you go into a good salad, like my favorite salad, where the croutons are perfect. That's the reason I go back, baby. That's the reason I go back, and the salad's good.
I don't disagree with any part of this. It's just irrelevant to this particular episode of the podcast. If we were drafting salad parts, great, good pick. Probably first round pick, the croutons. But for sidekicks,
it's a sidekick.
There are foods I've considered and feel like I would be more willing to allow croutons.
Yeah, I have food on my list.
I feel like I'm halfway talked into it.
What do you guys pick? Cheese of macaroni and cheese and cream cheese and jelly?
Macaroni and cheese are a classic Hall & Oates situation. They're
no.
people.
Hall is the sidekick to Oates.
Is that true?
100%.
That's what the internet said.
I saw the internet too.
I didn't even look on the internet. I just knew that in my heart.
Really?
Yeah, I came
How
out
is one of them a sidekick?
Think about all the songs. Think about the way that those lyrics are.
Wait, I gotta get the horse stick out of my brain. Make room for that.
Hall & Oates, blowing a horse. Get rid of the horse. Okay, yeah.
Wait, we've only been thinking about the horse's dick. Are you?
Yeah,
you're
we weren't
blowing
even
the horse?
touching it. I was just picturing it.
Yeah, well, what is he gonna do with a horse dick?
No, I guess
you let it get cold?
I guess that's true.
Let it get cold?
You wouldn't want to be
Your mouth is a
impolite to
mitten
this
for a
horse.
horse's dick?
This is getting real blue, you guys.
It is. It is. Anything that's not about croutons, I'm enjoying.
Crouton.
Croutons.
Okay.
I love croutons.
I love them.
I have no shade to croutons.
Do you like salad more or less with croutons?
I think I like it more with croutons.
Croutons are a sidekick.
Not how sidekicks work. It's not like, this thing I like, but I...
Do you like Han Solo more or less with Chewbacca?
Probably more.
Do you like
Again,
Joe Biden?
These are irrelevant, but these are
does
true,
Joe
but not
Biden
important.
make Obama better?
Everything you've said
Yes.
about this since this pick a start has been true and irrelevant.
No, It's not irrelevant.
So are the red onions a sidekick?
No, the red onions are an additive.
Pepperoncinis make a salad better.
Oh, they sure do.
Not a sidekick.
They sure do.
Croutons
But
are specifically
you're positive
made.
that lettuce
You can
is
put
the
a
main
red onion.
character.
You can put a red onion on a sandwich. You can't put a crouton on a sandwich. I mean, you can if you're
But so the only
genius.
thing, what we're looking for in a sidekick is that it can't go to be anything else's sidekick.
Bread is kind of a raw crouton if you think about it.
Yeah, it's a pre-crouton.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's.
It's a crouton.
It's a crouton.
At that
It's
point.
crouton sashimi.
Yeah.
Essentially. I stand by it. I stand by it 100%, and you can fight me to the goddamn death, both of you.
Well, if you put it like that, I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna die over it.
It's just a lie.
If this was like swords and we were on a ledge, I'd be like, fine, have your croutons.
The fact that it's not a vegetable does push me in the direction that maybe it is a sidekick a little bit more.
Its whole reason for living is to help salad. That, in and of itself, is the definition of a sidekick, regardless of the noun that is in that sentence.
If you were David Bory, there's no way I would let this fly. Just want to let you know that right now.
I don't look, but I'm not, and here we are. And you got to deal with me for a 6-hour flight to Toronto and from New York, Ian. So
in first class. All right, let's go with croutons. Fine, croutons.
Sure.
Is the pick?
Ian, are you gonna mail it in for the third round too?
Planning on it, baby. Croutons is the third pick. I wouldn't call that mailing it in. I would call that a bull in a fucking china shop. with no regard. So
sure.
Croutons.
Can I forget it? No, go on.
What, were you going to amend your crouton pick?
No, I
You're
wasn't
gonna pick
at all.
something better? It's a little late.
How dare you?
like
No,
an
I
actual
stand by it
sidekick. All
so
right.
hard.
We'll let the listeners decide in the poll, which matters and is legally binding.
And it will never be announced.
It will be
too busy.
Not on the podcast, but
Find Ian in Glendale.
Yep.
Find out if croutons won or not.
Okay, I gotta make sure I can get all these picks. All right, cool. It's time for my third pick, and with my third pick, I'm taking Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid.
Nate Dogg, undisputed sidekick.
Yep.
The late R&B singer from California's West Coast gangster rap scene, who showed up on everybody else's songs and made every single one of them better.
Yeah.
He was never overshadowed.
Never overshadowed.
Yeah.
Ooh, never.
Yeah.
That thick, syrupy voice. That voice, Nate Dogg is if you were like, what does high school sound like? I would be like Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, just setting up to regulate.
He worked with Warren G.
Yeah.
With Tupac, with Dr. Dre, who is not a real doctor. I feel like I need to point out. Eminem.
Also, Nate Dogg's not a real
Not
dog.
a real Eminem.
Not a real Eminem. Nate Dogg, but he is a real dog because he's my dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. With 213, some of his solo shit too. I just love him. Anytime he showed up on a song, you were like, all right, everybody else is going to bring it a little bit more because you know you don't get Nate Dogg for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was reading about, I was doing some search for rap, for especially rap sidekicks, and one of the things that this one list I was reading disqualified people is if they got too famous later.
Yeah.
Because like there was a while where it felt like maybe Kanye was a sidekick
For Jay-Z, sure.
For Jay-Z, and then he decided to get huge.
Tupac was a sidekick for the Digital Underground for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Who's
think
getting
that's.
out from under them?
No, I think that's a good point because you have to think sidekick and have that be a free word association, right? Back to
Yeah.
sidekick.
Yep.
Right, like somebody might do with croutons, for example.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not gonna
Like people
go
do
to
all
a
the
restaurant and be
time
like,
with
hey, can I have a
croutons.
bowl of croutons? You're gonna say, can I have a salad? Oh, good, there's croutons on it.
True and irrelevant.
All right, we'll not relitigate that right now. Yeah.
The heat is still there, but you're right. I'll calm it down for now.
Yeah, why don't you shut up? I'm sorry.
Regulate,
Uh-huh.
classic song.
Unbelievable.
In my opinion, the song "Oh No." You know that song?
I know.
Oh no, when I'm scared to hustle. It's been 7 days, the same clothes. Ask them originals, cause they know Most Def, Nate Dogg, or Pharaoh. Nate Dogg, Most Def, and Pharaoh Monch.
I think I need the rest of that.
I was gonna say I recognized it immediately.
Did
I
you?
wanted to see how long you were gonna say.
I know I can count on you. Yeah, and then like doing. I just love him, and it sucks that he died. He had a stroke.
He did.
Classic sidekick move.
Yeah. Somebody with that smooth of a voice should have lived forever. He should be like 65 and showing up on rappers who aren't even born songs yet. You know what I mean? Like that should have been his fate.
You had that syrupy voice. Also maybe buttery voice.
Oh, definitely a buttery
which,
voice.
Both of which cause heart disease.
Oh, that's true. And both of which were picked by Amy Miller in the Condiments draft.
Yeah.
Nice callback.
Thank you.
That was good.
Yeah, I guess I don't have too much else
That's
to say.
great. Yeah. I don't want to. Let me try to think of something to ask you
About the God Nate Dogg.
Do you have a favorite Nate Dogg line?
Oh yeah. It's a hey.
Classic sidekick line.
Smoke weed every day.
It's great. It's really good.
You hung on to that for a while.
Well,
That's comedic patience.
I used to. You were at some of these shows, I'm sure. Would start off my stand-up set by going hey, and then I would do 15 minutes of stand-up, and then at the end go smoke weed every day.
It might have been before my time, but that's delightful.
Okay, it might have. Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that's funny.
That's back when I was doing real weird shit all the time.
That is delightful.
It's just a fun little extra. For your set there.
And that's great. Just the deep voice that can just get away with just saying that.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the other thing about
it. That line, not words.
Yeah. No. Just smoke weed every day.
And the rest of it was how do you write that out? When he was writing down his lyrics when he was brainstorming on the way over there?
Right.
Do you think he wrote all the different parts of hey?
The hey, yeah, or was it just hey?
Yeah.
And then in parentheses, Nate Dogg that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, just freestyle with the hay. Great pick. Great pick.
Thank you very much. Now I have two dogs.
I feel like I'm picking on you.
Chewbacca, of course, is a space dog. We're not picking on her. She picked on croutons.
I made a decision that I knew was going to, ruffle a lot of
But I'm
feathers.
so self-conscious that I'm siding with you, that I'm agreeing
I'm
with you.
still feeling bad that I told you to shut up.
Whatever you
like
say
a moment ago.
in the next one, I'm going to agree with.
I don't want that.
To the death.
Alex, I don't want you to change the way that you criticize me. I just want you to be smarter about it. Don't be so stupid.
What would that be besides a change?
Realize how smart of a pick croutons is.
Well, if you pick something like croutons again, Alex Falcone and Ian K are going to regulate.
I don't like that tone.
I got 3 more picks, right? It's 5 picks?
It's 5 picks, baby, and it's time for your third one right now.
All right. Let's get right to it. I wanted an animal. A boo. Tiny monkey
from Aladdin.
From Aladdin.
A boo.
Oh.
A boo is, I think, possibly the best Disney sidekick. He is charming. He's got a little tiny hat.
He's got a little vest too.
A little vest. He helps. He was an elephant for a short time.
He was an elephant for a short time.
To help.
Yeah.
To help Aladdin.
Yeah. He kept the hat and vest.
Had a robe on.
Yeah. And you could tell there was some real love there when they got shot into the Arctic.
That's true.
And Aladdin is wearing just a tiny vest and freezing. What does he do? Monkey in the vest.
Yep.
Right away. And Abu also got him out of prison. Right, he could smuggle in a key.
Yeah.
Abu stole the lamp that started this whole thing.
Oh yeah.
He's got great hands. He's got some of the best pickpocketing hands I've ever seen.
Team.
Yeah.
Abu's an underrated Disney character.
Here's what I'll say. Also, he could have left in the beginning. He didn't know that things would turn up sweet.
Sure. Yeah.
He had no idea
That's
that it would be any different than just street rat life.
Yeah.
But hey, stealing bread. Oh, I also like that he's not thrilled about giving that peasant kid bread.
Oh, I did like that. That was.
I like that
funny.
He's like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
I want that bread.
Yeah.
What if I want that bread?
But that's a great point. He was there for Aladdin when they were poor, so it's not like it wasn't like gold digging with Aladdin. He would have been happy eating bread in the attic and running away from the cops all day long.
Abu's a ride or die monkey.
Yeah.
100%.
Ride or die monkey.
That's a great sidekick.
Yeah.
That's the mark of a good sidekick is someone.
He dresses like Aladdin too, right?
He does. Yeah, they have similar clothes.
That knocks you down a couple points.
I don't know.
That's a great sidekick move. The same costume but smaller? That's perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Also, if there's one thing I want in a sidekick, it's tiny hands. It's very helpful.
It is good to have
a lot of
tiny
things
hands.
you can get into
Good
and out of.
qualifier.
Yeah.
George Costanza, beautiful hands.
Beautiful hands.
Beautiful hands.
A little too big, but very nice looking.
A little too big. Abu is great, and I like how he kind of talks.
Yeah, exactly. And the one with the bread was a perfect example. And also, there's when Princess kisses Jafar as like a distraction. Yeah. He is visibly disgusted by that kiss.
He's so upset. It's like he sees his
physically.
It's like he had attached to her as his new mom.
Yeah.
And
it's like new mom's kissing a
no,
weird guy.
I don't I don't like that new mom is kissing.
Saw mommy kissing offensive Arabic stereotype.
That's my favorite song.
Didn't Abu and like the tiger have some sort of relationship? Not
Yeah, they
sexual,
ended up
but,
liking
like,
each other.
They were,
they
were
hated each other at first.
Yeah, exactly. They were siblings.
Yeah.
Like step sibling rivalry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't want the tiger to take over. Yeah, he was. I mean, he was afraid, as you would be, when your best bud meets a new lady. You're afraid you're gonna lose some time with
He's not
him.
a fucking idiot. He's a tiny monkey being like, oh, look
No,
who's
it's just
being
gonna be
added to
a
the
boo from now on.
entourage.
Yeah.
A tiger.
Yeah.
I don't like it. What are we living in a cocaine mansion?
But
Said
later he
Abu?
realizes intelligently, I could just ride this tiger. I'm
Good
a
to have
tiny
a tiger.
monkey.
Ride the tiger.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's good to have a tiger around.
Abu died of a cocaine overdose about 5 years after they finished wrapped shooting that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, is that in Return of Jafar?
Yeah.
Michael Madsen was at his house. Abu from Aladdin, great pick.
Really good.
And you also get to make your fourth pick. As it is a ceremony draft.
Man, this one's tough. I got a lot of people. I got a lot of things, a lot of ideas. I got this one. I'm saving for fifth. Man, I'm stuck between two. I'm gonna go with Teller.
Oh.
All right.
Teller of Penn and Teller.
I always thought of Penn as the no.
I mean, so in a lot
I
of
want
ways,
to live in that world where that person thinks that.
Where there's an actual
it
Teller.
would be. I mean, you could definitely make the argument of that because Teller is one of the greatest magicians who's ever lived, and Penn is an obnoxious juggler,
like a carnival barker.
But they complement each other perfectly that way, which is it's in show business. I don't think I've ever seen a more perfect partnership than those two guys. Delightful. They still like each other. They've been working together for like 40 years. But my favorite thing about Teller as a sidekick is in Magic. In Magic, when there's a sidekick, it's usually a 16-year-old gymnast, who has to do the climbing in the box and getting underneath and putting her hand in weird directions. Teller does that, and he's like a 65-year-old guy. He does all that gymnast shit.
That's true. He does all that stuff.
So that's a great sidekick to have around. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I just have so many things I want to say about Teller.
Please. Yeah.
Teller doesn't talk in the show, of course, but talks a lot on like interviews and documentaries and stuff, and is just one of the most eloquent, brilliant speakers I've ever seen on subjects, mostly magic-related subjects. But he's a genius, and he was a high school English teacher who liked magic on the side.
Was he really?
He got pulled up into a life of fame with this obnoxious juggler. But he is so terrific. There's a great documentary that I saw on Magic where he was talking about doing a useless sleight of hand, which is where you do like 12 moves to do the thing that looks like was happening all along in one move.
Oh yeah.
So it's a series of really exotic moves and difficult hand movements just to not be obvious to anybody but yourself. And that is the thing I love about a magician who's like constantly making stuff hard on himself just so he can do magic.
Just to make like doing a show in Kennewick.
Yeah, so that would be a great one. It'd be like, I take the ball off the top of the cup, I put it under the cup, look, I show you under the cup, there's the ball. Except he did that in 12 moves, and it's not the same ball, but you don't know, and there's no reason. Yeah.
Just because there's so much noise that it's like to make it impossible.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Do you like magic a lot? You
love
do a little magic, right?
I did a little magic in high school.
Dabbled in it.
I dabbled in it. Yeah, Anthony and I did magic at that festival in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Lopez.
That's right, you did. What makes a good magician?
Usually you have to have like gone to prison or something to have put in the kind of work you need to.
Yeah.
It's like 40 years of practice.
You just need that much time to do it.
It's an incredible amount of work. But also, so much of magic is in presenting a thing, because magic is one of those things that the audience like inherently hates. And so, which is why he's one of the reasons him and Penn work so well together is because Penn is like, I'm going to make this an interesting thing.
Yes.
And I'm going to make this a beautiful thing, and I'm going to give you the philosophy of why we're doing it, and I'm going to get the audience on board while you do this weird shit of climbing around in a box. Because magic is inherently lame, I think.
Yeah,
and
it weirdly is.
And Penn and Teller are my favorite magic act because they make it so much more interesting and relevant.
Yeah. Magic is a lame thing that I would 100% go see if you asked me to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or I definitely would.
Let's put on our suits and go to the Magic Castle.
Yes.
We can do that here.
I'll go buy a suit.
No zippers. You can't have zippers.
That's true.
There's no
I have
zippers?
several friends who are magicians there, and you can't wear zippers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't wear a jacket with a zipper on it.
Yeah. You gotta be fancy.
Yeah.
There's actually a new magic club here, and I can't remember the name of it. It's supposed to be, it's a little easier to get into, but it's supposed to be really fun. Just love magic.
Yeah.
I'd go to magic any day. Even when it's not good, I'm just like, this is so interesting.
I'm into it. I went to a cat circus recently.
Yeah.
Not magic, but I did go.
I need 3 more sentences about that.
There was also a duck that did tricks.
Wait, in a cat circus?
Yeah.
It feels like the promise of the cat circus.
They figured it out. Oh no!
Wait,
it wasn't a duck, it was a groundhog.
It was a groundhog?
Yeah, it was a groundhog, not a duck.
Did we just see that happen for real?
It was a chicken, though. Because when you think of a groundhog and a chicken at the same time, of course your brain puts out duck.
Yeah, sure.
All the
That's
time.
the combination of a groundhog
Yeah,
and
that's how you make a duck.
Yeah.
If you were making the recipe for duck, that's what you would do.
I can't believe, yeah.
A groundhog, though, is a weird... Are you sure it wasn't like a guinea pig
It
or
was a
something?
groundhog.
Weird.
Big, fat groundhog. Fat groundhog.
There's a tradition in magic of guinea pig tricks.
Is it really?
There's a series of really good guinea pig tricks, which mostly involve you eating the guinea pig.
Jesus.
Really?
Well, not
It's
really.
a Peruvian. It's a
trick.
Peruvian magic.
It's a Peruvian
Yeah,
classic.
yeah.
Man, when I found out... Have you guys seen... You've seen Peru's Guinea Pig Festival?
Yeah.
Have you not seen this? Google this. It's the most adorable thing. They get all their guinea pigs, dress them up real funny, and it's so delightful. And I was like telling everybody I saw, I was like, guys, do you know about this Peruvian Guinea Festival? And like the 20th person was like, you know they eat them at the end, right? And it was the most crushed I've ever been. It was like if you told me that Santa Claus wasn't real and the person pretending to be Santa Claus was a murderer. It was like that much of a letdown.
You still have a lot of investment in this identity of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Well, if it was like, no, Santa Claus isn't real, that's the guy at the mall is John Wayne Gacy. That's what it
that's
felt
a
like.
total bummer.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
That
No,
would
I see
suck.
what you're saying. Not just like a regular murderer,
Like eats children.
Yeah.
Super murderer. My favorite picture in the world is of a guinea pig wearing a little top hat.
Yeah.
Painted by John Gainway.
Playing a French horn. Don't even joke about this picture. He's on a little blanket covered in stars because he's a little star.
Yeah.
And he's got a little French horn. And he's got a little top hat on.
I've seen that picture.
It is.
I don't know. It sounds busy.
No, Phoebe. God damn it!
Listen, croutons.
All right.
There is genius art going on over here.
Think about it. Why did someone make that picture?
Hold on. Tell me again. Just give me the.
Let me paint the picture for you one more time.
One more time.
He's on a bit of a pedestal. But the pedestal and the background are covered by like a sheet, black, with little stars on it.
Yeah.
And he's a real fat little guinea pig too.
He's real fat.
And someone's
What
put
color is he?
Huh?
What color is he?
He's
like-
kind of a
like a
I forget,
cream?
with a calico almost, a calico
Okay.
guinea pig.
All right.
And he's got a little
I
top.
like to think his name is Taft.
It could be Taft for sure. He's got a little top hat on, and someone has placed a miniature French horn.
A guinea pig-sized French horn.
A guinea pig-sized French horn at its mouth, and he's sitting there just playing it.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Look. Look at it.
Everybody, Google.
All you gotta do is
Google
Google
this right
guinea
now.
pig French horn. I've gotten this picture onto every TV show I've ever worked on. It is a passion project for me. It's my favorite picture. The first time I saw it, it was in the early days of the It was in the early days of the internet.
Was it?
I was maybe like in middle school or early high school, and I clicked on it, and I laughed for 15 minutes.
Sure.
The whole notion of someone just the idea of someone being like, "What'd you do today, honey?" "Oh, I
You know that tiny French horn we have lying around?
I set up a little photo shoot for the guinea pig where I put a little felt top hat on him and gave him the tiniest little French horn you've ever seen."
Honey, what instrument do you think a guiney pig would play?
Like a French
God,
horn.
a French horn is
Yeah.
excellent, though.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's exactly what a little
Yeah.
guinea pig would play.
It's.
I was just razzing you earlier. I think it's the most.
It's good.
I think that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Thank you for saying that. I have trouble being funny about that picture.
No, I know.
It's real
I mean, I
serious
wish
to
people
me.
could have. I wish this was a live show so people could have watched how genuine the emotion in your face was while you described this.
It was
I
a lot.
love it.
There was a childlike joy in your eyes.
I love
a
it.
gleam.
If when I was done dying is my death song, that's my death picture. I just want to be listening to Dan Deacon and staring at that guinea pig while the plane crashes into a mountain.
At your funeral, there'll be a framed photo on the casket, but not of you.
No,
With
that guinea pig.
like
That's
that.
all I want at my funeral is for every comedian I'm friends with to go up and say "Gun down in his prime" while there's a picture of that guinea pig in a wreath.
Oh Oh man,
I'll be up in the rafters
I'm
watching
gonna
it.
add this to my Twitter bot right now.
Alex, do you have a death song?
I do not have a death song. What is a death song? Is that like the blue or the brown note? Where
No, it's the song you want to hear when you're
What
dying.
if you hear you die? It's a song with Phoebe and I have it. I brought it up on a previous podcast and I found I was the only one who had one. It's just a song I have loaded on my phone in case the plane starts crashing.
Mine is offline also for plane rides.
Yeah, same here.
What's your...
What was yours?
Yours
again?
is Wild Horses.
Yeah, yours
When I Was
is...
Done Dying
yeah.
by Dan Deacon.
Oh, it's like death related.
Yeah, fits right in.
Yeah, I feel like
Like a-
might be
like a
a
top
little
hat
on
on a
the
guinea
nose
pig.
for a death song.
Oh, it's for me.
Boy,
I'll think on
Alex.
it. I'll think on it.
Remember earlier when you're like, I'm sorry, I'm so critical?
No, that was to you. Now I'm being critical of you and I'm trying to balance it.
Oh,
like it.
I love it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I was just...
I'll think of a death song. Huh?
So, Teller.
Teller.
Great pick.
Thank you.
Anything else to say about it? Their show Bullshit was also really good. I used to watch that a lot.
Yeah, it had some good moments.
Yeah, I guess saying it was really good is not
It's
accurate.
not. It was not.
Okay.
It was alright. It had
Yeah.
definitely some really good stuff on it. And one of the things that I know from, because I've been fans of them for a long time on the stage show, Penn is wrong about almost everything. He talks about when he's not doing the show. He is just
all his weird
aggressively
libertarian.
wrong. Yeah. He's real. And Teller has not done that to me. Like the more I find out about Teller, I'm more disappointed the way I am with Penn.
It's time for my fourth pick.
Let's hear it.
I got a
Serpentine.
It's not a Serpentine draft. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be popular, but I gotta fucking ride with it. I gotta take Turtle from Entourage, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Classic from that list of internet's best sidekicks.
No, is he really?
He was.
I thought he was like on. I didn't see Turtle on any list I looked at. All right.
He got on a couple of them.
And if I was coming in here not having seen every episode of Entourage for like 4 times, then it'd be another story. I love that show.
Okay, so I saw the movie last year.
Yeah.
And I did not care for it.
Without having seen the show?
I've never seen the show.
Oh, well, that's
But I was
a mistake.
but I do not understand. So
The
some
movie
of the
was
show,
all
because
the worst parts of the TV show.
It feels like they were like, what if we made a show of douches?
They're not. Well, I mean, first of all, it's a comedy, and you have to remember that when you're watching it. Like these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that classic comedy way where you have to keep telling yourself, no, this is funny.
No, this is a comedy. No, these characters are like hyperbolic. Like Johnny Drama is a hilarious character, like a hyperbolic version of this like type of dude in Hollywood. And Turtle, to talk about why I like he's a sidekick, or I can go into Entourage. Here's what I find appealing about it. It's a lot of the time it's funny in awful sophomoric ways, and it really is. And even when I was first on, I knew that, but. It also is genuinely funny sometimes. Ari's an amazing character.
Yeah.
Vince kind of sucks. Johnny Drama's a really entertaining character. The rags to riches part of it is very appealing.
Yeah.
Where they set up these high-stakes situation where the only outcome is either extremely positive or neutral.
And all solved by a phone call.
And it's almost always solved. Yeah. And then on top of it, and this is a point that Bill Simmons made, which is maybe not another bro-y sort of dude, but like, it's a really great, like, tourism show for Los Angeles for like a certain era because they go film on location at all these different places.
Yeah, they're homophobic in a lot of different.
They are
areas.
homophobic in a lot of different parts of LA, including West Hollywood, ironically. And and they go there. There'll be no high fiving. God damn it! All right, I still take Turtle. I don't give a fuck.
I'm surprised.
I'm sure croutons have been racist at some point.
Yeah, well, absolutely. They were invented to stop Chinese people from voting. Probably somehow.
I'd love to hear the middle step, but it's step 1, make croutons. Step 3.
Turtle is the ride or diest member of that entire entourage. Turtle is such a positive dude.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he'll get into like a little bit of trouble every now and then, like in the pursuit of marijuana or a pair of sneakers that have been customized by a graffiti artist, for example. But
all good, good
for the most part, he's always got Vince's back, and he takes very little from him, and he ends up making a lot of himself. I won't put any spoilers out there, but he ends up becoming very rich off of a tequila company that he invested with Mark Cuban. No spoilers.
I don't know if you know how the spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
But I was gonna ask what happened because I didn't know, and then I didn't remember from the movie.
Yeah.
And then I was disappointed you weren't gonna spoil it. Kind of relieved.
Yeah.
In the way you didn't spoil it, I still understand.
I think anyone who's really put the time in on Entourage would agree with me.
I'm not sure that I disagree. I just remember the movie
Turtle
was
is that
douchey.
dude.
And the worst part of the movie was
Yeah.
there were these bros behind me
Yeah.
that were having a great time.
Yeah.
No, you just saw it in 3D.
Yeah.
You saw it in IMAX. That's all that happened.
I took that too literally. That's a really, really good joke. I didn't laugh at enough. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Alex. Your
but
apology is all I wanted.
The bros were having a great time, and that made me sad. Sometimes there's a certain kind of person when they're really happy, like when the Cubs won.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, good job, underdogs. And then the TV camera cut to this bar in Chicago, and there was a guy holding 2 beers, really happy, cheering with his arms up in the air, and both beers were pouring on women behind him, and the women were cheering and didn't care. And I was like, just bummed that they were having a good time.
All of them.
I was like, if you guys are happy, I feel like something bad has happened.
The safety of our country can only be accomplished through the radical acceptance of bros. That's the thing I firmly believe.
That's a real manifesto, first sentence.
I believe the radical acceptance of bros is necessary because there are many dudes on the precipice who feel like they could go either one way into Trumplandia or another into being an acceptable dude. And all they need is someone from the right side saying, "You're all right."
So you're saying that the bro who's not as homophobic is like our best case scenario with that guy?
Yeah.
So we need to accept them
liberal
to keep them just a little bit. Yeah.
We need more liberal bros. Not everybody can be like anti-fascist.
I guess maybe then I bros out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are some.
Oh, you listen to this podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I accept you, and I want you to be a little bit better.
Yeah. And I want all of us to be a little better.
Can we tweak the visor thing just a little bit? There are compromises that have to be made.
What if
them wearing visors?
What if you have a tight spike upstairs? But you still need to keep the sun out of your eyes. Well,
I mean, I guess for practical reasons,
if you got the big bucket at the driving range, come on. You know you're going to be out there for the whole afternoon? Got a couple of blue moon pictures on the way? There are circumstances where a vise is acceptable.
I feel like you're not just accepting. I think you might love these bros.
Yeah, you're pandering a
Daddy,
little
I'm
bit.
a bro. I've been a bro this whole time. I've mellowed out a little bit in my old age, but yeah. That's my secret.
I see it.
That's a lot of information.
I feel like I always thought you were one of us, and now that I'm looking at it.
No.
Like, you mean that. That mustache you're wearing, you mean it.
Yeah. This is a sincere mustache.
It's a good mustache,
Thank
though.
you very much.
It's a really good mustache.
I didn't
Thank you, Phoebe.
What's your favorite turtle moment?
Oh, God. You know what I really... I don't know. I don't know what my favorite turtle moment is. I felt one that was very impactful on me was one I previously mentioned, which was where he goes on this hunt for this customized pair of sneakers with Vince, and eventually Vince helps him get it. But just like, I just love how much he's there for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really appreciate that in him.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Phoebe, there's a question in the studio.
Why is he called Turtle?
Ooh, good question.
I don't think they ever answer that.
Can we make it up?
Yes.
Right now?
He can put his whole head inside his chest cavity. It was sort of a party trick.
Alex wins.
So that's why they call him Turtle.
Yeah.
Phoebe, let's find out the story behind your next pick.
This is number 4.
Your 4th.
And then 5.
And then your final.
Oh, shit.
Right
2 in a row?
Yeah.
All right.
It is
Look, I did not know what a serpentine draft meant, but as soon as you explained it, I grabbed onto it.
It is a serpentine draft.
I am impressed that how strong you're holding on to not understanding this.
I'm not.
How the 3rd time it's happened, you're like, what, 2 in a row? Who would ever do that in a draft?
The specific rules of a serpentine draft happen to also seem to have work within the same cortex of my brain that can't do math.
Yeah.
Where it's like this, working memory thing where I keep it in my head at the same time as it's happening. So it's a little difficult, Alex.
1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's why it's
serpentine.
Oh.
What's great about that is, for the listeners at home, she just drew a serpent in the sky. Give you a better idea of what that looks like.
Quetzalcoatl, the great serpent spirit that summoned... I don't know, that might not be the right name.
No, I get it now. All right.
Can't wait to hear 4 and 5 from you.
Okay, 4 nestled in there. I decided to start classic. Go in with a couple
Bad picks?
hot Shut up.
Can I interrupt for just 1 second?
Please
I was
do.
fucking right with Quetzalcoatl.
Were you
That
really?
was the serpent spirit.
Nicely done.
Fucking yeah.
That's
I've
really
been in
good.
LA enough time to know the dragon spirits around here.
I have a vanity plate that says Quetzalcoatl on it.
All right, Phoebe, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no problem.
Yeah.
So I went with a couple controversial picks. Some emotions were high.
Mhm.
Things were said.
Mm-hmm.
Now third, I'm throwing in just like have
Fourth.
to shout out.
Third was
Fourth.
pretty fun.
Sorry. Ed Norton. Honeymooners.
Oh,
Classic.
That is a
Sidekick.
classic.
No other sidekick would exist without him.
On the internet's lists.
I didn't read any
Not
of
accusing
these
you,
lists.
just saying the internet agrees with you.
Thanks,
The
the
people
internet.
at
I didn't mean to get
ranker.com
defensive.
agree with you.
Now when you speak to me, I feel like I'm on trial. So
Yeah.
that's the tone you were picking up.
No, we're going to go back to the tone of your first pick, which is I have not seen The Honeymooners, but I'm going to riff real hard.
Really? You
Crandon.
haven't seen The Honeymooners?
No.
Holy.
Is
Story
that the
about-
one where he's always going to punch his wife?
Bangs him to the moon.
I mean,
Alice.
yeah, if that's the premise of the show.
All right, I'm on board so far.
It is. It's the reason why everything we love exists, and I think.
Wait a second. Honeymooners made chocolate?
Wait a minute.
Oh boy, it isn't an exciting pick. It isn't a particularly like divisive, creative one.
No.
But in my heart, I couldn't let this podcast go to print without having said it. As a tip of the hat,
It's kind of
And a
excessive
thank
that
you.
you print out the whole show, but
I think
Okay,
it's
what do you
nice
think?
that
no,
there's
but it's great. I mean, it's a nice service to the people on the
Yeah.
metro who pick it up.
Yeah.
the coffee book version of the podcast. Ed Norton, I love him. He's quintessential to the
Ian's still
sidekick.
Googling, so let me ask, do you have a favorite Ed Norton moment?
I'm present.
I was trying to think of one, and I can't. I think that it's just his personality. It's his character that's so good. It's the way he agrees to go on these intensely pointless,
Yeah.
overinflated situations with Ralph that are my favorite moments. Like, there's not one in particular, and that's what makes him such a good sidekick.
Yeah, Ralph gets him involved in all these harebrained schemes all the time.
Schemes, hardcore
Yeah.
schemes that won't even really affect Ed that much. Like, they're all to get Ralph
And Ralph Cranden's such a prick.
Oh, he's-
Although, ultimately a lovable prick, but and
wonderful.
then Ed Norton is such like a good-natured sweetheart. Well, sometimes like batter, go back and forth with him a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's he's what Piglet could be. Essentially, it's a real
Oh,
Pooh
so your
Piglet
draft
dynamic.
is a journey.
You're saying that,
If you
that
were
Ed
only to eat
Norton
more
is
croutons.
part of the Phoebe Bottoms draft pick cinematic universe.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole scheme I'm working.
I like that. I don't know how mine connect, so I do appreciate that about your
Hey,
list.
no problem. So yeah, Ed Norton. I think more than anything, I love sidekicks. They wouldn't exist without him. Our favorite comedies wouldn't exist without the Honeymooners.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Barney Rubble is basically based on Ed Norton. So if you need a reference,
Yeah.
Is there a way I can make croutons analogous to the Flintstones in some way for you to understand
Yeah,
with your
let's hear
pea
it.
brain?
You get one try at it, though.
Okay. You
You
know
get
how
one swing.
sometimes like a bird will spit out some rocks onto a thing of greens and go, "It's a living," and you're like, "Oh, these rocks are making the salad better." Back in
Wow.
the Flintstones era.
I'm glad I only gave you one shot at it.
you just used a pelican and dug your hole a little bit deeper.
I really fucked up this time, guys.
We gave you a chance, you didn't.
No, I
Fortunately,
dropped that ball.
Well, you have another chance right now,
Because
Phoebe,
it's a
with your
serpentine draft.
final
Alright.
pick,
Okay.
the first pick of the final round.
So I saved
Oh,
I
shit.
saved this one for last.
There's all these sidekicks at home that are like, please, this is my last chance.
Please.
I've already bought a house. I better
Okay.
get this.
I've been dealing with this one all day, and okay.
Oh, I'm so stressed out.
I'm just gonna say who it is. For my last psychic
If you
pick,
say my husband, I'm fucking done with you.
no, I pick Rob Schneider.
What?
As
Oh.
a
Done
human,
with you.
as a
What?
Listen,
Ugh.
no, as a human being.
Oh.
Shut up.
I feel like you're
No, no,
trying
no.
to trump this game, or you're trying to be
Listen,
so bad at it.
no.
You're trying to shoot
Listen
the
to me.
moon
I
of
have
drafting.
so many notes about it. I hate him so much.
Yes.
But he lives his entire identity as a human being is based on being a sidekick.
I hate that you're right.
Nothing he has in his real human day-to-day life, he has it because he's a sidekick, because he's riding the coattails of someone more successful and more talented than him. And okay,
it's an amazing pick. He's the ultimate parasitic sidekick.
He's a parasite. He's like, it's like he's like a fucking demon, an ineffective one that needed to find a host, and it got sucked into Adam Sandler, and the only reason he's able to stay alive is because he's been body snatched essentially as a career. So I accidentally watched all of Ridiculous 6 last night.
We've all done that accidentally.
I've accidentally watched part of Ridiculous 6. How did you keep fucking up the whole time?
It's mesmerizingly bad.
I bet.
It's a lot. But the thing is with it so it came out, so Rob Schneider has this Netflix original series called Real Rob, which is a vanity project that is my favorite thing on the internet. Favorite thing on the internet, second only to the Andrew Show, which is a weekly web show made by the grandson of the Grand Wizard of the KKK.
Oh.
It's great. Anyway.
Wait, so the grandson of the Grand Wizard, does that make him a great Grand Wizard? I'm trying to do the math on this. Where do the grands cross each other out and he's just a wizard?
May I interrupt Alex to continue my Rob Schneider? Ian?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Okay, so he has a show, Real Rob, and when I was watching Ridiculous 6, that came out before Real Rob did, and Rob Schneider has so many lines. He has more lines than Adam Sandler, and I think what's happening is Sandler was trying to help his stupid fucking friend get this dumb show off, so he bolstered him and let him be a feature as a sidekick. Then he got this show, and it's so bad. And now, in the latest movie, Sandy Wexler, Rob Schneider is in it, but he's the disembodied voice of an Armenian landlord or something.
So he's on his way out.
He's on his way out, but
also,
still lingering.
Still managed to be a little bit racist.
Yes, very racist, 100% of the time. Rob Schneider was in Demolition Man. So he's also a sidekick to other people, but as a human being, he is a horrible little sidekick, and I hate him.
So
but
just to be clear, you're saying he is bad, you don't like him, but you need him on the team.
But
sort of A-Rod-esque.
But we didn't say who are the sidekicks we love the most.
Yeah, he is.
The pick is sidekicks.
He has lived his entire public life as a sidekick.
He's a parasite.
He's a parasite.
Wait, I guess Ian, you didn't specify in the email. We're not supposed to like them?
You don't have to.
Huh.
It's up to get up here and play jazz. I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, I like all of mine.
We let Crouton slide by. I'm not a huge.
I wouldn't say slide. I feel like we roughed it up on the way by.
Yeah, you guys were like a fucking slip and slide with no hose attached to it for that one. But you know what? I burned the back of my legs getting to the end of that one, but it was worth it.
He's terrible, and terrible. It's great analogy, but terrible. He's a very conservative, Trump guy.
Yeah.
He's really
awful.
Mean to comedy places he plays.
Yeah, he is, right?
Real terrible to staffs.
Arrogant, mean, stupid, not talented, but he has a career that everyone knows about because he's a sidekick.
Other people write all his material for him, and he still delivers it poorly.
Yeah.
He's the worst person in entertainment.
He doesn't listen to this, does he?
Huh? Boy, I hope he does.
Because I don't want him to be mad at me anyway.
Oh, you don't want Rob Schneider to be mad at you?
I don't like thinking anyone's mad at me. That really...
Sorry, that was...
A guy drove by this afternoon in the valley, and the car slowed down, and he looked me in the eye and flipped me off and drove away.
What'd you do, bro?
That's what I've been wondering all day.
It's the valley. It's a harsh place for delegates.
I mean, I just assume he's right. Yeah. I mean, it was so intentional. I assumed that I did something. But see, just knowing that guy in that El Camino is mad at me ruined my day. I don't want Rob Schneider to hear this and be...
Well, let's all say something nice about his pop star daughter, Elle King, and then move on.
I really like X's and O's.
Yeah.
It's a very catchy, well-done song.
It's a banger.
Yeah.
I refuse.
Oh, all right, Phoebes.
I'm out.
It was like Hillary at the end of that debate where they were like, say something nice about him, and she was like, beautiful kids.
Beautiful kids.
That's what we're going to do to Rob Schneider.
I fully disagree with. I hate his kids so much.
Not true. And not a compliment to him.
Rob Schneider, great pick.
I agree.
I think
Couldn't be more wrong, but a great pick. Croutons,
Sidekick in
everything
movies,
you said was right.
sidekick out of movies.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks, guys.
It's time for my final pick.
Ian's last choice.
Damn.
All the sidekicks, there's only 2 more chances for you to get picked in this year's draft.
Wait, Alex, do you have one left?
I do.
Okay.
Do you ever do afterwards? I know this show is already like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
But do you ever do like people who could be purchased in free agency but were not drafted?
We'll
just real quick.
Call some of them out.
Yeah, I just want to give a couple of high fives.
I have to take. I would be remiss if I didn't, if I left it on the board, even though I don't think it's gonna like being drafted as a sidekick.
Ooh.
I still believe that it's true, and I'm afraid to do it in this room right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm taking Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Oh.
Yeah.
America's sidekick.
That was on my list
Canada was on your
I wasn't gonna
America's
draft it, but was on my maybes.
Often kinder, often nicer sidekick.
Yeah.
But I think our sidekick
not Mexico.
nonetheless. It's not Mexico.
Our sidekick is much more likely to be Canada.
Yeah, I love it. I love that country. I'm the 2 cities I've been to, which are Toronto and
Vancouver.
Montreal. I've never
You've
been
never
to
been to the
Vancouver.
Coup?
I've been to Victoria.
Oh, okay.
I've never
Yeah,
been
so
to the Coup.
Yeah.
I've never been invited.
It's beautiful.
Is it?
The whole
Victoria's
country is
gorgeous.
incredible.
The whole thing
Yeah.
is great. Well, yeah. I mean, there's probably
Toronto's
parts.
amazing.
Toronto is amazing.
I love
Oh,
Toronto.
can people tweet at us what we should eat in Toronto? We've already started trying to figure that out.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
Can I tweet at you what you should eat in
Yes.
Toronto?
We'll just
I have
make
some
us
suggestions.
Parts
us
and
a
Labor
list.
Burger closed.
Okay.
I just found out.
Well, definitely try some Asian cuisines because I had Japanese food,
Yeah.
I had Chinese food, and I had Vietnamese food. I think. I ate so much good food.
All bangers. Isn't it so great? It's my favorite. It's one of my 5 favorite cities to do comedy in.
It's so fun. Yeah, every show I did there was great. Oh
Yeah.
man, I love Toronto.
Because the crowds are so good. Because all the talent gets stuck there, and then they're like exposed to all this amazing comedy. So you have these like crowds that are used to seeing like eclectic comedy that like unique voices, like the kind you can see at the Comedy Bar in Toronto on June 26th.
Yeah.
3rd to the
23rd.
26th.
Yeah.
I will say also, do not eat burritos there, which should be obvious, but I made that. Somebody
I had
recommended.
Mexican
Someone
food
tweeted at
in
me.
London recently,
Oh,
and that was
mistake.
weird.
I went to a Chipotle when I was living in London for a month, and
Yeah.
it was the guy behind me in line
3 more.
didn't know what a burrito was,
Oh,
and
that's how
seemed
Canada is.
very wary of it.
The burrito I got in Canada, and I've called them out on 2 other podcasts, but Burrito Boys with a Z at the end,
Yeah.
worst place I've ever eaten. So what they do is they roll the burrito and
Around live mice.
Might have been
Guinea pig wearing
improvement.
a top hat.
They put the food in like a line. They make like your beans are in a very thin line, and then the salsa's in a very thin line, and then they roll it up so that the left half is beans and the right half is sour cream. It's awful.
No.
And then they stab a toothpick through it so that it has your name on it. So when they grill the outside, they know whose burrito is whose.
Yeah.
And so they just keep stabbing holes all the way around the burrito. So when you take a
that's
first
not
bite,
good.
it sprinkles out the sides. It's
Ian, can we go there
surprisingly
though?
bad.
It sounds like
Definitely not.
fascinating. It sounds fascinatingly bad.
I almost jumped over the counter when they first stabbed it. I was like trying to save a baby. I was like, ah!
It sounds like a Cronenberg restaurant. Like how Cronenberg would make a burrito.
It was a nightmare. I also had some real bad pizza.
You
But
didn't-
I had the best Thai food I've ever eaten.
Really?
Unbelievable. This couple from Thailand that moved to Toronto, and they had their like story of their love on the wall in pictures, and I fell in love with them, and it was just the most incredible food. Man, I had a great time in Toronto. So great sidekick to have. They probably like to think of themselves as a sovereign nation, but
yes, they certainly are.
But they're so
sovereign nation.
polite. I
We're
feel
doing
like
so
they
much better
appreciate
than
it.
us right now.
in a lot of ways.
Right. In a way that like it almost sucks to see your sidekick outshine you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Big ups to little.
I love
little
it.
buddy.
we drag them into all sorts of unfortunate situations, and they help us get out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wars, for example.
Yep, mostly those.
Yeah. This is a sidekick pick. It's not a condescending sidekick pick. It's one out of love.
I think for the most part, sidekicks are a positive thing.
Yeah.
I think everyone is endeared to a sidekick.
I wonder about that. Do you think that most sidekicks are like, at some point I want to be Kanye West famous, or do you think they're all happy to be Jay-Z's friend?
I think it varies from case to case. I think Chewbacca was happy to be Han
part of
Solo's
the team.
I think a
sidekick.
truly good sidekick like Chewbacca or Ed Norton, happy to just be along
Or
for the ride.
croutons.
Or croutons.
Croutons.
Just stoked to be part of the team.
I'm gonna go eat
Just
my
supposed to
salad
be
after
considered
this.
a sidekick. Alex Falcone, you have the final pick.
This is less funny because of what you just did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the moon.
Oh, the moon is great.
The moon is
the
a good
moon
one.
is for sure a
I
sidekick.
had Canada, and then I thought of the moon.
Yeah.
Crossed out Canada. Because the moon has been, like, loyalty is my number one thing. The moon's
Yeah.
been here as long as I can
It
remember.
ain't going nowhere.
And
Every night, baby.
also, you
It
have to
kind
have.
of acts like it might go somewhere though.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh yeah.
It changes
Take
its
off.
outfit.
No, I'm back and bigger than ever.
That's how the moon talks during that.
I voice the moon.
Also, I love the idea of, like, I think the important thing for sidekicks is for them to have a separate power.
Yeah.
And, like, the moon makes waves.
The tides.
Which makes surfing possible.
Yeah.
No one's surfing if there's no moon.
Shout out to Andy Wood.
Shout out to.
Happy birthday. We love you.
Yeah. Anybody. The surfing is great. Also, really helped Buzz Aldrin's career.
Yeah,
The
big
moon?
for Buzz.
Really good for him.
We were worried about him for a while
Yeah.
too, you know.
His
Yeah.
parents were like, "What are
It's
you
like,
gonna do with
the
yourself?"
Air Force thing was great, Buzz.
One small step for man, one big step for moving out of my parents' house.
It's a big day for Buzz. Yeah.
It's considered it's played a large role in feminine spirituality.
It has. Yeah. Well,
Which is nice.
apparently it does in a way that scientists do not entirely understand affects periods.
Mm-hmm.
That's the moon, man.
Yeah, turn them into commas.
Cool.
That's how we got commas.
Jesus.
It's just a slight gravitational pull on the period.
I had to be at work 12 hours ago. It's been a long day. It's been a long day for old carbs.
Carmack McCarthy
Old
had
Carmack
a long
McCarthy.
day.
No carb, no foul.
Yeah.
The moon's a great pick.
It's-
We've been
It's really
there.
good.
It's a long distance relation, but we still love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a good distance. If it was closer, bad for us.
Bad,
it
way
would
bad.
fall in and kill us.
Yeah. Although I do
always
love in
there.
movies when the moon's way closer. And not in like Earth, but like in Star Wars, for example.
yeah,
when
yeah.
there's just like a moon looming on the horizon. You're
No,
like,
no.
"Oh,
I know what you're thinking
oh,
of, but that's no
the
moon.
planet.
That's no moon. I didn't work today, so I'm fresh.
That's no moon.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys didn't draft the moon. I was so happy with that.
You got Biden and the moon.
And I thought, I was gonna bookend with Biden and the moon.
Yeah.
I thought you would take Biden. I was right.
Yep. I would have too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Are we reading our other ones now?
Oh, shall we? Yeah. Is there anything else to say about the moon?
Um.
There are others, but that one's ours. And we love it.
Yeah. It's the moon. It's
Yeah.
not a moon.
How do you think the other moons feel about that?
Well, some of them have names, and the moon does not have a name.
That's
It's
true.
just the moon.
It's just have, yeah.
Yeah. Like a lot of
having it out.
all the Jupiter ones have names, and all those like we might live on someday.
Yeah.
Whereas the moon will have a base, but we'll never feel like we're at home
Europa.
I'm named after the moon.
Oh, is Phoebe is that a moon thing?
Yeah, she's a moon titan.
Oh, Phoebus, right?
Phoebus. Yeah.
Phoebus.
My mom wanted a moon name.
Three
Couldn't
more.
think of one.
Tres
I
más.
want to name you Buzz.
She wanted to be Buzz.
This
Buzz
is our
Aldrin Bottoms.
This is our son Buzz and our daughter the Moon. We wanted a moon name. That was the first one we thought of.
I'm gonna start calling Phoebe the Moon. Yeah. So what was some other some stuff we left on the board?
I want to say definitely going to get picked in free agency is Doc Holliday.
Oh, Doc Holliday's so good. I
That's
forgot
a
about
really
Doc
good one.
Holliday. I'm your
Huckleberry. Then again, you could be the Antichrist.
He's so good.
Everything he says in that movie.
Val Kilmer's.
Yeah.
Andy Richter.
Andy Richter for
Ed
sure.
McMahon.
Absolutely.
Andy Richter's about the sweetest guy I've ever met in my life.
Yes,
He's
and
so
funny
nice.
and great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luigi's
That's a
great.
good one. I have Smithers, Dom DeLuise, Jeff Garland from Curb,
Oh, Jeff would be good.
Gary from Veep,
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cream Cones.
Oh,
Another
ice cream?
We would have been real hard on that one too.
I don't know if you would have been.
Cones I'm more
I
okay
think
with
cones
than
are-
the
Yeah, I think
croutons.
that's actually they're doing more of an assist there.
The guy who wore a suit and danced on stage while the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones played.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good
Was
one.
that on
Stuff
your
there.
list?
Yeah, it's on my list. It's right here under Jelly, which is a sidekick to peanut
Jelly's
butter.
on mine.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Nice.
so
That's
is
solid.
cheese of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Silvio from Sopranos.
Oh, Sylvia.
Sure, yeah.
Fries.
Fries.
Fries
Well, they
are
really,
Ooh.
fries are more of a sidekick than
100%.
croutons.
Oh yeah.
No,
Perfectly.
I think they're even.
You're insane. You're
You're
insane.
insane.
You're
Yeah,
insane.
You're wrong. If you'd picked fries, I would have been so into
People
that.
No.
so stuffed
You
on the
can
fries
get
pick.
you can get a side of fries independent of a burger more easily than you
What
can
did you
get
say?
a
You
side
can get
of
a fries?
croutons.
A what of fries?
A side of fries.
Like as in
Yeah, but they're
Like a
not-
sidekick of fries?
like a sidekick of fries?
You don't think a sidekick of fries, por favor.
The fact that you
Oh,
can't get a
yeah.
side of
Ordering in
croutons
Spanish.
might work against you.
No, it doesn't because it's intermeshed with the salad.
You belong in prison.
You belong on a prison colony like Australia or Alcatraz.
Or
I hate
the
both
moon.
of you.
Or the moon.
If we're lucky.
Our picks? Oh, yeah. Any more?
Dr. Watson.
Stimpy
Oh,
and
Of course, Dr. Watson.
Stimpy and Pokey for me.
Pokey from Gumby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love a sidekick you can ride.
So the
You
picks
hit on
went like
that.
this.
A sidekick you can ride.
Right.
That's what marriage is.
That's the name of my autobiography.
Phoebe Bottoms, you went with Hank Kingsley right out of the gate, and then Piglet, and then the Croutons.
Yep.
And
I
then Ed
stim it
Norton
so hard.
from the Honeymooners, and then Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
I went second, and I took Chewbacca, and then George Costanza, and then Nate Dogg, and then Turtle, and then Canada. Alex Falcone, you went third, and still managed to get Joe Biden, and then Hermione Granger, Abu from Aladdin, Teller, and then the Earth's moon.
Yeah, the moon.
Yeah.
I feel strong about this, but I feel like your list, hearing them all together, I think your list might have some more, it might hold together better.
Yeah.
And I feel like in distant third, croutons.
Croutons. But
with a couple
that's why we have a vote. That's
Yep.
why we have a vote, and it's up to you.
That's my
Alex
vote.
should have to eat salads without croutons for the rest of his life.
I don't remember. Can I be honest with you guys? I don't remember the last time I even had a crouton on a salad.
I had a crouton in the last week.
I've had croutons 4 times. The four times I've eaten the same salad in the same week.
I like to do a nut instead.
I like a salad
All
bar.
right.
You can do
Pumpkin.
both.
We get
Pumpkin
it.
seed,
You
right?
have a job.
Pumpkin seed.
Like a pumpkin seed, or perhaps a pine nut.
A pine nut. Oh, if you're fancy.
Yeah.
I'll take a sunflower seed.
Oh, I'm fancy. Do you not see the floral print on these khaki shorts?
You are the fanciest bro.
Are those table tray pattern pants?
Say what? Table tray pattern?
It's from
Oh, yeah,
like
'cause of
6
the-
hours ago.
Yeah.
Because table trays have floral patterns on them.
Yep.
So if your pants are like a
Your
table,
pants look like a tablecloth.
like a
'cause you
TV
don't have
tray.
A table, so you eat over your pants.
Oh.
And actually, you have rug-themed shoes, so
These
it's
are
sort
not-
of like...
It's a Pendleton. It's a Pendleton. print.
Pendleton
They
rug
do look
themed.
a little bit like a rug.
So you have a tablecloth on your legs and a rug for
I
feet.
just-
It's perfect.
I heralded our podcast.
And we're
Oh,
going
yeah.
to
Heralded
do
it.
a blackout
Yep.
right now. Tune in again next week for another brand new episode of All Fantasy Everything. Smoke weed every day.
That was a headgum podcast.
Welcome to another brand new episode of All Fantasy Everything, the podcast that was recorded the same day as the previous one. And if you listen to that, you know I got really drunk last night, so I don't feel like coming up with something funny for this part. The podcast that shouted at a guy at a party.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, I
The
heard.
guy was pushy. And then he was pushy, and then hugged him a couple seconds later.
I'd like to say I heard whispers of that, but I heard shouts of that.
Shouts of it. The whispers of my lover. It's.
Yeah, we were playing at the party last night. That was our first gig.
I gotta remind myself to eat dinner, dude.
Oh,
I
no.
never eat dinner.
Yeah,
well, I
before
eat
you
dinner
go
all the
out.
time, but I never eat dinner like on a wild night. I
Well,
always
also
forget.
at this party, they had tons of food.
I don't know why I didn't eat it.
Currently there. I caught my blood sugar like almost like under my feet. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I gotta fucking.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it was kind of. I mean, fried chicken. I was eating it with my hands.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
You're an animal.
Who's
Yeah.
the lunatic that was trying to cut? Who
Oh
broke
yeah,
their
that
fork?
was Malloy. That was
Malloy.
Malloy. Malloy broke his plastic fork trying to cut this fried chicken because he wanted to be civilized.
Never
Malloy.
once have I even entertained the idea of eating fried chicken with a fork.
Dude wear joggers to a funeral, and he's got to use a cutlery all of a sudden.
Boston through and through. Boston strong.
Joining us today for the podcast, I think it feels weird to say joining us, just because this is crew. Sean Jordan,
What's
at
that?
Sean S. Jordan on Twitter,
Sean Cougar Melon Jordan on the gram.
on the gram. Anything to plug coming up?
Third week in July, I'll be in Denver doing like 6 shows. So
Yeah.
do that.
Zach Toscani.
Yo.
At Zach Toscani on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
And Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Anything coming up for you?
I'm doing Backyard Bootlegs in LA on the 26th. I believe it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm on it too.
Friend of the show, Simon Gibson. David Bory will be on the show.
I love that show.
It is so fun.
Backyard
It is a
Bootlegs.
fun ass show,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Simon's the best.
Last time I did it, the girl who broke my heart was there. Tore it right out of my
Oh,
chest.
really? I was there that time too.
Yeah, you were there. We
We had a thick crew there that night.
Oh, yeah, that was a thick crew.
Yeah.
And then she just trampled all over my feelings, my hopes, my aspirations.
I'm David Bory, guys. I'm going to be out and about this summer.
I'll be on tour.
The G is silent on Twitter. Cool Guy Jokes 87.
Yeah, you can catch me. Look up my Twitter, whatever, for the new dates. I got more dates for that tour.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Ian Carmel. I am going to be in Wilmington, North Carolina at some point.
We're doing
When is
Charlie
that?
Goodnights.
I'm doing, it's called the Dead Crow Comedy Room.
Oh,
We're
man,
talking about
I've
that
heard
last
a
night.
lot of people I've heard that's fun.
I hear it's fun too.
Yeah.
And it's where Michael Jordan is from. So I'm
Oh,
gonna go get some game while I'm there.
You got game.
Coastal Carolina. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it'll be good,
And
man.
I'm excited about y'all coming out to see it.
Maybe Tucker Max will show up. I think he's from around there.
How do you know
And
that?
if you get the time, go check out Gullah Gullah Island.
Oh, Gullah Gullah
Oh,
Island.
man, there's
Yeah.
lots to see and to do there.
Remember Gullah Gullah Island?
Gullah Gullah
Yeah.
Island, dude.
Nickelodeon.
All we need now is you there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Gullah
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 Gullah.
Island. It was a show on Nickelodeon.
Come and let's play together in the bright sunny weather. Let's all go to
Gullah Gullah Island.
Oh,
Gullah
kinda.
Gullah!
Yeah.
And there was a frog on there named Binya Binya.
Yeah, Binya Binya on Gullah
there was
Gullah.
Binya
like a
Binya from Gullah Gullah?
psychedelic. There was like a psychedelic frog. The rest of the show was very real, all
Yeah.
humans, and then this frog would just show up in their backyard.
Binya Binya.
I mean, I was a C-SPAN kid myself,
But they also
I guess I
they
watched
would show you
Nickelodeon sometimes.
recipes. It was
Yeah.
like a cooking show sometime.
Sean, you were watching Congressional Testimony
Yeah, I
on
was more of a
C-SPAN?
C-SPAN kind of
I
guy.
get that. Today, speaking of C-SPAN, we're drafting words that you use in conversations to make you feel smart. We were just discussing off air how dumb we all are.
Not smart, man.
I was proving it on air.
Oh yeah, on the last episode when you said
last week's
in case anyone missed last week's episode, Sean thinks that the phrase was thought. Well, yeah,
What am I
thought now
still
is
thought? I was like,
passive.
you guys are
Nah,
fucking
I think it's
liars.
still
Thought for 35 years.
throw kosh into the wind. So that happened, and then he was like, "Wait a minute, is kosh short for caution?"
We had us a time.
We had a time. Go
Oh,
back.
boy.
I just called Laura
This
and
is my
told her that, and
pants.
she's like, what? Yeah, I figured you'd have a time.
When you said it,
Yeah.
did you think that kosh was like a physical thing, like that you would throw in?
You guys saw me have the realization where I
Yeah, but
thought, I
what-
was like, wait,
But
kosh
when
is
you
short
said
for
it in
caution.
your,
But for
when
the
you said
previous
it
35
before-
years, what did you think?
I never
Yeah.
thought about it. Never thought about it.
You just contextualized it, so you
Yeah.
knew the context.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I
it didn't
get what it
matter.
means. And I guess the
Because
way-
you knew what,
and
you
the
knew
way
what
he
throw
says it.
kosh
I
into
knew what it
them
meant when I bought those turquoise cross colors when I was in 4th grade. You know?
When you threw kosh
Size
into the wind for the
38.
first time.
Throwing helicopters.
Those would fit me right now.
Turquoise cross color, size 38. Your boy, 4th grade, JFK Elementary,
Yuck.
threw kosh into the
Turn
street.
it to MLK in elementary.
And the way you say it sounds
Right.
Russian. Yeah.
It's perfect.
That's why you. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful accent.
So yeah, we're dumb, and
I'll be thinking about that all
we're all
day.
kind of similarly dumb.
When I'm mad dogging pizza, spilling that on my shirt to go with this coffee
I
stick.
might get us jalapeno poppers.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we gotta do work first.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's get this podcast out of the way.
Jalapeno.
This will
That
be a
was a word that
35-minute
took me
one.
quite a while. to learn.
So
Huh?
words that we use to make ourselves sound smart. Should we
Jalapeno business.
do the damn thing?
Jalapeno business.
I didn't make
Jalapeno
that up, but I
business.
love it.
Is that your first album? You're a
Yeah.
rapper?
Jalapeno business.
Jalapeno business.
It's just a briefcase full of gold-plated jalapeno.
Jalapeno business. I'm in the jalapeno business, and the business is a booming.
Business is popping.
Business is a popping.
Well, I'm in the onion business, and business is
It's
blooming.
It's blooming? Oh. And I'm in the bad at this business.
Oh,
And
so
it's-
you batter the onion rings.
So to determine the order of the draft, which I will remind our listeners is a Serpentine. It's a serpentine, right?
It's yeah, like if you look as you're in a bumper car and you hit the wall and you just kind of go back.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you just kind of go back to where
you
you
pick fourth
were.
in the first round, you pick first in the second round.
True story.
We determined the draft order with a raucous game of rock, paper, scissors.
1, 2, 3, shoot. We
Yeah,
ready?
it's our 1, 2, 3, shoot. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, all paper. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Chantel Jordan.
So we'll just go. We'll go clockwise, starting with me. So me, Zach, David, then you, then Ian.
I'm last?
Yeah.
All right, Sean, Zach, David, and then Ian bringing up the rear. So with the first pick of the words that you use in conversations to make you feel smart, Sean Jordan, you're on the clock.
Superfluous.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
It's so many extra letters to mean such a simple thing.
The word itself is a bit superfluous.
That was so. I think,
especially if you say "bit" with it.
Yeah, it's a bit superfluous.
Like a tad superfluous.
I found it a hair superfluous.
I found all the nudity in Jackass a tad superfluous.
I agree.
It's like if you were a bowler and your first ball went and did a 7-10 split, but you're really good at hitting the 7-10 split.
Yeah.
So setting up the words superfluous.
Is it like that?
I don't follow that metaphor, but I like you.
Trying to
You're my
pretend
friend.
I was trying to pretend like I was smart just now. I was like, oh yeah, it's just like that.
Well, perhaps my analogy was a little superfluous.
Oh, wait, you're throwing all these other words in there. I heard perhaps.
Well, we're literally talking, so.
Yeah, we have. I know. That's gonna be.
Sean just
It's gonna. You can't.
Wait. I heard.
We can't make sure of this one.
Shut the fuck up. All the words were just.
We're just gonna do this podcast via eye contact.
I think perhaps makes me sound really smart. Perhaps I'd like to get a 40.
Perhaps a fucking professor will be.
You like the 40th King Cobra? Perhaps I
Look who doesn't wear homemade underwear.
Make him out of duct tape.
Look who's got all his vaccines.
Every time I go to the bathroom, it's a punishment.
Someone's never had a cavity. Is that what smart people? I have a very strange idea.
Smart people don't get cavities.
Someone eats candy in the daytime.
Superfluous for a smart person.
Oh, look who doesn't go to Jack in the Box and buy tacos and keep them in the fridge and eat them later when they're cold.
Oh, okay, listen, I don't use mouthwash as deodorant as well. Okay.
You just pour mouthwash in your armpits?
When it dries, it's minty.
It's minty.
Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's.
Yeah, so use it in like a. Do you have like a context in which you've used that for? Like when you would say that? Like a girl, like meaning the girlfriend's parents, you're maybe gonna throw that out.
Oh, dude, I don't dare throw it out when it like has to mean us, like when it has to be right. I would never throw it out in a situation where like they're gonna look at you if you fuck this up. Like they're gonna look at you weird because they know what it means.
Yeah, I'd rather just be quiet in a
Most of
situation
these
like
words
that.
I stay away from.
Yeah. These are with caution.
These aren't every day. These aren't ramen noodles.
So
these
when
are like
are you-
filet mignon.
So when are you utilizing them?
Okay, Zach.
Now he says utilize.
You're just gonna take the whole.
I'm literally talking.
Oh, I'm just talking.
Mister never had a cavity over here.
Yeah. They call me young bachelor's degree over here.
Young bachelor.
Do you know it's a little bit of a flex? You could be like, I found it fluous, if not superfluous.
On a level of flirtiousness.
I found it fluous, if not superfluous.
I'll tell you what.
Oh man.
All the alcohol I drank last night was superfluous.
It was superfluous.
On
That's
top
extra.
of all the already drank alcohol.
Mad extra. Well, going back to being like broke, like we were talking about, or just doing gully shit. Gully water. Rest in peace.
Is that? I was gonna ask you. That's not like a. I wasn't an asshole when I was telling people like, yeah, Ian's calling this gully water. It's not like a bad term. I should be ashamed.
Gully?
To say.
No, gully just means like
People
yeah.
were looking at me like I was saying something
topographical.
Well, we were drinking gully water, so they just were looking at us weird anyway.
I think also some people might not know the hip hop slang and just think it's water from a gully.
Yeah.
It was not. It was tequila and grapefruit beer in like a 1 liter.
Yeah.
Like you said, water from a gully.
It was superfluous as fuck.
What was this back to being broke?
Oh, so I was in London. I
heard that you went to London.
I went to London recently.
Did you just start a being broke story with I was in London?
Yeah. I amended to say not broke, but just kind of gully.
Okay, I like gully. Gully Island over here.
I was hammered, and I was like, shit, I don't have any clean underwear. So using the body wash from the shower in the sink in the hotel.
Tell me.
I washed like 3 pairs of underwear.
Dog, you think I ain't been there?
Dude, with the body wash, and then like laid it out to dry.
Oh yeah, I've used hand soap to clean
Yeah,
everything.
dude.
I know.
It's called hand washing, my friend.
I hand washed it, but you're not supposed to do it with body wash.
Tell me the difference between soaps, Ian.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Real, like for real, explain to me the difference between
I
soaps.
did it. I'm
You know,
not.
I've been doing laundry
I'm not-
with shampoo for years.
I've washed my entire body with shampoo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Zach
Yeah.
always
me
does
too.
his hair doing
Yeah.
his laundry.
What are you gonna do?
I've
Now
never,
my whole
I've
shit
never
smells
washed
like
my
vanilla
hair.
bean.
In
Zach
like 8
hasn't washed
years.
his hair for
Never
like a
used
decade.
shampoo.
Really?
Yeah, real buck, right? Just
Whoa, that's
straight
gotta
water.
That's got to be just thick Italian heritage that keeps your hair so.
Yeah, I
right?
don't know.
I think you're not. I think that's a move. I
It
think like
doesn't
not
even look-
shampoo.
I
is
don't
a
ever
move.
wash my
It
hair. I
does-
wash
well,
my hair
you-
when it gets washed for a haircut. That's it.
I
Like,
shampoo
never
once
do
a
it.
week.
Once a week?
Or so.
I don't shampoo.
I've never pooped either, so
Gross, Sean.
never once. Well, it would be gross if I did, like you heathens, but I don't.
Whoa, heathens.
Stop.
Now you're using That's your word, heathens.
Heathens.
Yeah,
No,
you know
I
when I'm at a
used-
golf
stop.
course.
What's your first pick? Stop.
Stop it.
When I'm at a golf course, I just see someone out of like,
These
just
fucking
call me
heathens.
heathen. Make people feel real smart.
It is fun to call people heathens.
Ethan
Oh
Hawke.
yeah, dude.
Especially if
In
you
a
say
bit,
that
I
they
have it.
smell
What kind of
like
godless heathen?
stinking heathens.
Yeah.
You stank ass heathens.
Zach had one that cut back in the day. He'd be like, "You fucking pig." He'd say that to me all the time. I'm like,
The way you
that
said that
hurts your feelings, dude. I'm like, Zach,
Pig is mean. It is mean to call somebody a pig and mean it.
you
Fucking
fucking pig.
Oh god, that hurts my feelings.
Yeah, Zach did it without shame. So yeah, superfluous. What do we got? So there
Fantastic.
we
Zach
go.
Toscani, it's time for your
setting
first
me up,
pick.
Sean.
You fucking pig. Let's hear it.
I don't like this.
I don't either. I'll stop. You won't.
So for my first pick, this is one near and dear to me. This is like the first word I picked up on when I was a kid that I was like, oh, adults use this. Basically. I thought basically was a smart word.
Yeah,
so
we
I
all
would use
blow it
it.
sometimes on the first.
I would use it. I'd be like 8 years old, and I would like go up to my dad and be like, I could really use some water. Basically, I'm thirsty.
There you go. You sold me. You
You
sold
did
me.
at first.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever been more gassed at a pick until you said that
You know,
basically I'm
basically, I'd say
thirsty.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
So this is a
Like,
throwback.
overusing
It's
it.
not
It's
one
a
you use
throwback.
now.
Yeah.
I will say that I know a lot of dumb dudes in my life who use basically,
That's true.
and I know they're gonna say some whack shit right after.
Dude,
Yeah.
Like we'll be
basically-
watching like TV and somebody cool say something smart, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, and somebody be like, "I don't get it," and then my dumbass friend will be like, "Well, basically what he's saying," I'm like, "You're fucking,
Yeah.
you're
It's a
using
very-
jail science."
It's like
Basically,
a-
Mars is far away. You know.
Yeah, like basically, and you're like, "That's not what he meant at all."
Basically,
Alien.
I got her pregnant, and basically she's keeping it. And basically, I'm gonna need to move probably
I
until.
I basically drove her there, and she basically wouldn't even get out of the
Yeah,
car.
she-
And I was like, well, fine.
Basically, you have to move out and off my couch.
When you say basically,
Can't live here anymore.
it shifts the responsibility onto like something else
Yeah.
instead of you.
Basically,
Basically, I'm thirsty. It's my body. I can't change it. But I picked basically because that was the first word, and I remember doing it as a kid. Like, oh, I gotta when you like know you have to start using a new word.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so that's
It's like when people say like legitimately,
yeah.
where they say it too much because they think it's like.
Or literally, I think that's
Oh,
why
literally is
people
the
use
word.
that
Dude,
way
I
too
legit
early.
say literally too much.
Now
Yeah.
I can't pick it.
you can't pick. You were gonna pick literally?
No.
Oh, okay.
In his head, he's just screaming.
In my head, I'm slitting my wrist the long way right
Just
now.
like looks down at his shoes and clenches his fist.
No, I wasn't gonna fucking pick it, dude. Basically, I was, but
Throw caution to the wind. and pick it.
Yeah.
It could be an apology, like, listen, basically what I was gonna do is this, but now basically I feel like we're okay.
I feel like I use it when I'm trying to get out of something.
Yeah.
For sure.
Look, basically, what I'm saying is,
Listen, like, yeah, okay. Did I puke in your backyard and pee on your couch? Basically, here's what happened. Me, I've been having a rough month.
Shifts the responsibility.
Yeah, it shifts it completely.
yeah.
yep, it
Yeah,
turns
that's a
you into
good
more of
pick.
a victim.
You turned me. I was not sold on it at first, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
basically, I'm in.
That was just the best. Like, well, you know, I'd like a glass of water. Basically, I'm thirsty. Like your dad just looking at you like, I fucking don't care. You're my kid. I'll get you a glass of water for
As
sure.
a kid, that sounds so condescending because it's like he wouldn't know. Basically, what I'm trying
That
to
is some
communicate.
Disney Channel kid shit. Basically, I'm thirsty.
Dad, look at me. Basically, I'm thirsty.
fucking water.
It
dog.
is also because it's such a good like dumb smart thing to say because it's like you're doing the math for him. Like basically, let me
That's
dumb it down
exactly
for
what
you.
it is. It's like let me add it up for you.
I'll add it up for you. Basically, yeah.
Listen up, you dullard.
listen,
I need a
dipshit.
drink.
Yeah.
I gotta wet my whistle, you dummy.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to answer your questions. Basically, I need
Tell you what,
I need
dipshit.
Beast Wars on the TV and chicken wings in my hand.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm gonna teach you how to parent. I like it.
Fantastic
I
pick.
like
Hell
that.
yeah.
David Boy, it's
My
time for your
first
first pick.
Interesting enough, I only use this word when I'm trying to sound smart.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Oh.
That's the only time I ever use it. Like when we're talking, just like me and you hanging out, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's really smart. Or I don't think that guy's smart enough to do that.
Yeah.
But when I'm trying to be smart, I'm like, I don't think he has the intelligence. Like, ooh, so and so lacks the intelligence.
He lacks.
They didn't think I had the intelligence.
He lacks the intelligence for the position.
I don't know why I'm talking like that fucking hound dog from Hanna-Barbera.
That would really bum me out. Like if I was in a job interview and they're like, well, what it boils down to is we don't think you have the intelligence to hold this position.
Dude,
basically,
only,
a fucking
you
idiot.
only say that word if you're trying to sound smart, though. It doesn't. It's too long. There's like so many more direct ways to get to that point.
Intelligence.
Or like the intelligentsia.
Yes.
Or
intelligence.
That's
All
the
the-
great
any-
pun of
Yeah.
the mustards of
Intelligence
intelligence.
sounds like a rapper's first choice for a rapper name, and then they're like a year into the game, and they're like, I can't be intelligence with a Y
Intelligence.
anymore.
I didn't go to college.
It's kind of a dope name for a rapper.
People don't get that it was supposed to be misspelled.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's really stupid because I put a Y in there, but
Think about it. Have you ever used that word when you weren't trying to sound smart?
No.
You don't. It's not a day-to-day word.
that and this
It's
is
not
a
a
best of
day-to-day
bold
word.
statement.
Because
That
you're
might-
like, because when you say it, you're like, me who has the intelligence is delegating who does not have said intelligence.
I don't know that I've ever said that word in a conversation.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I'm saying it right now, but I don't know that it's ever like come up in a conversation.
It
and that's a
doesn't.
bold statement.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It
Bold
doesn't
statement.
come up unless you force it. You gotta jam that in.
Intelligence.
You gotta jam that thing right in there. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Square peg, round hole. We're talking about fan boats and fucking martial arts. You're over here saying intelligence. That doesn't make
Maybe
sense.
if you
not
watch
real.
like a documentary about someone that you're talking to someone about the next day, you'd be like, the intelligence on this person.
But I
on
no,
this
not
person.
even I wouldn't. I'd be like, that dude's smart as shit.
You didn't. You just didn't know how to use it. That's how. That's how
I know.
infrequent.
Sounds like a new Bourne movie, The Bourne Intelligence.
Well, it means spy shit, which is dope about it too.
Yeah, counterintelligence.
Intelligence, counterintelligence,
Which I feel like should be a term for dumb.
counterintelligence.
Sure.
You know what else it is? When you go to McDonald's and you know exactly what you want. Counterintelligence. There's a lot of people who lack counter. They go up there like the menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, has
I don't-
changed in the last 4 years.
I also, you know, when I
Yeah.
use intelligence,
Huh.
when I'm trying to explain why, like, J.R. Smith is actually smart.
Yeah. He has a
Like,
level
I'm
of
like,
intelligence.
he has a physical intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can J.R. Smith read? Who knows?
He can type.
He can.
But
He
he
can
can
read.
type
He can
Python,
read his
I'll tell you
DMs.
if you see him, you know, get that pass off the pick and roll and it, like, hit it, like, your body's not smart enough to do that.
He's got a certain level of intelligence.
Of physical intelligence.
Basically, he's a genius.
He's basically a genius. He's a body genius.
Yeah.
He's a body genius.
That's why he's out there.
He's a body genius.
I take that so quick.
All those book smarts are superfluous.
Yeah.
So at the end of this,
They actually used to call me young body
We should
genius.
just try to see if we can keep using the words throughout the podcast.
at the end of this,
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna.
challenge Ian to like just say a sentence or like a paragraph with all of these words in it, like in order.
I'm equal to the challenge.
We could all give it a shot.
Equal challenge, dude.
I don't think
Equal.
Ian's the only one with intelligence here. I'm basically pretty smart.
Basically, we gotta round out the first
Yeah,
round
what's
here.
your
We
first
gotta round
Oh
out the
yeah,
first
okay.
round.
So it's time for my first pick, and I am picking wherewithal.
Oh, dude, you're right.
Yeah,
Every time I say that, I'm like, you.
That's a 3 for 1.
wherewithal.
That's a 3
I
for 1.
don't think I have. I don't think because you're saying it about somebody
Yeah.
and you're being a dick.
He had
You're like,
he had the wherewithal.
or he didn't have the wherewithal to blankety blank on the blank blank.
You have the
What a buffoon!
You have the wherewithal to come in here and talk to me. You know, it's
I don't
great.
even think you're using it right now.
I think I am.
I don't think.
No,
I don't think that's how you can say it.
Wherewithal is like that. Is
Yeah.
like
You
how dare
have
you?
Like the gall or like
The gall.
Yeah.
Wherewithal.
The Stones.
Wait, read the definition. 'Cause
Oh,
maybe
wait.
I might be an idiot.
Wait.
We're all idiots.
Yeah, we are. That with which to do something.
So no, that wasn't
What
right.
the fuck does that mean?
Means or supplies for the purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't say you had the wherewithal to
Yeah.
fucking...
Yeah, like I had the
You had
wherewithal
the
to turn my
means.
blinker on.
You had the means to do this.
I'm gonna
But
be
it's-
honest. He read that definition. I didn't know what it meant, and I thought I should stick to
Well,
my
it
guns.
sounds.
I'll tell you
fake.
guys the complete truth.
That with which to do something. What does that mean?
A
Fucking
definition shouldn't need to be defined.
that with which to do something. That is the vaguest ass.
Yeah, that.
The person had the wherewithal to write that as the definition. It's
I'm lost.
Well, that's
fucking
a good
He had the
stupid.
wherewithal to write to Merriam
Yeah.
and Webster.
And there's the
Or is
OED.
it Merriam-Webster or is it two people?
I think it's two people. I don't know.
Like Stratler and Waldorf?
Oh yeah.
Encyclopedia and Britannica.
Yeah.
Britannica, that's my baby's name.
Young Britannica.
Daniel
Young
Encyclopedia.
Britannica.
Daniel
Young Britannica's starting
Encyclopedia.
preschool next week. She's
Wow.
only 8, dude.
Young Danica!
Yo, Danny.
Nobody says wherewithal calmly.
No.
Yeah.
It's always like
Yeah.
you have to be offended when you say
Yeah.
Well, also, I feel like when you use wherewithal, it shows that you're passionate about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But wherewithal, you're taking yourself out of the equation. You're being objective.
Yeah.
This person really did have the where did they get the wherewithal?
Where with all of that?
Where you going with all that
Where with
candy?
all that? It is. It's like you have broken a societal agreement.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The
I'm signing
wherewithal.
it.
Fucking, this is so fun. I just like everything I say now. I'm like, wait, I'm gonna sound stupid.
Basically,
Whatever.
everybody's
what
gonna
we're
listen
doing
to
is
this
we're saying
podcast
a
and
word
be
and then
like-
we're bullshitting around. Like,
Our
we can use
listenership
this.
is gonna drop so hard after. They're gonna be like, oh, I thought these guys kind of had it together. No, they're
No.
just a bunch of.
They had the wherewithal to drop
Fucking-
this
yeah.
fucking podcast
They
and
just threw
insult
ca-
my
They
intelligence.
threw caution to the wind
With
and
the
just
sup-
dropped this bullshit.
Yeah, basically they fucking lost a listener.
4 dumb nails and a 2x4 up there.
They basically ruined my summer.
Yeah.
This whole podcast was superfluous. You know what I mean?
It was. I mean, it was fluous.
Yeah, it was fluid. It was at least fluid.
Oh,
All right,
make me feel
wherewithal.
dumber.
All right, wherewithal's my first pick,
All right, and then double down.
and I'm going to double down my second pick as it is Serpentine Draft. I am going to take. Oh, there's so many ones I want to take.
I am thinking of like each one every 10 seconds. I get a new one.
Yeah.
Dichotomy.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I never say that unless
Yeah.
I'm trying to stun on some
The
other.
Knife to my
dichotomy.
throat. It'd be
And I don't
hard to
even-
use dichotomy for me.
Fully
Try-
grasp what it means.
Everyone try using dichotomy in a sentence, Sean.
I don't like the dichotomy of this prison cell.
No. Not really. Maybe. Can you explain why?
No, I can't. I was trying to take the heat off, and I don't know what it means by saying prison cell.
Yeah, what the fuck? You could have imagined any scenario.
I don't like the dichotomy of this prison cell.
I like
What's gonna
turkey
happen to
ham,
you?
dichotomy, Swiss on Italian urban cheese, and then cut it dichotomy.
Basically, I want a sandwich.
You use it, dickweed. Let's do
Dickweed was my next pick.
The dichotomy in the city is due to
I call a prison cell the city.
No. What does it do to?
differences between
Well,
economic growth
yeah.
and no welfare system.
Okay.
It's a good thing you're not a lawyer, my friend.
All
That was me
David?
sweating bullets at a party. You better
I-
not be
the
looking
way
up what it
I
means.
think about it like poetic, like I let you see the hire me, the self-righteous drug dealer dichotomy.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm going with
That-
Ron
Robert
Sanders.
Hicks.
That was a push.
that was a
that was-
push.
yeah.
That was Alone in Vegas.
Yeah.
I still don't know what it means. It
It's
doesn't mean like the duality.
yeah.
Yeah.
The duality of man.
It's like a division in the two parts. Yeah, the dichotomy of man.
The dichotomy.
The
of man.
dichotomy of man.
I think I would have gotten a D on my answer.
Yeah.
I passed.
D for dichotomy. You did kind of. You really bullshitted your way through. You fully like showed up for the book report without having read the book.
Oh,
But you
did
kind of
that
BS'd your way through it.
when in school. Anytime I had to do a book report, I
Yeah.
would just always my go-to was just being like, "Well, this was really about innocence loss, wasn't it?" Because it kind of fits with every story.
Whoa! Somebody just on Twitter, Ed Ballard. Shout out to Ed Ballard.
Yeah, friend of the podcast.
He's friend of the podcast.
Seriously.
He's a chill dude. He put my picture on the guy from Megadeth's
Sweating.
Sweating bullets.
Also, Shaklackety with a cell phone. He really did it up.
Oh shit. Oh cool.
Yeah, it
Shaklackety.
rules.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you guys.
But that's the dichotomy of our listeners. You know what I mean? They're both playful and serious.
Yeah, you know, it's superfluous.
Yeah. So that's my second dichotomy. It means like the two parts of something. I am both a passionate lover and a learned man. The dichotomy of Ian Carmel.
They would have heard my definition.
I like
They'd be
that
like,
you say that like those aren't two things that you could just be.
I don't like the dichotomy of my prison cell.
You can't just like read and hump good.
No.
They would have put me in the
Fuck
unique
good, eat
learning
good.
experiences class if they heard my definition of dichotomy. We're gonna put you in Yuli where you do a lot of macaroni stuff.
Man,
That was where all the
macaroni
creative
stuff
kids,
is my version
all
of
the
second
creative
base.
kids in Sioux Falls were in Yuli, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm in the genius class." I'm like, "Nah, dog, you're in the ADD class. That's what Yuli is."
You want to come over to my house this weekend and do some macaroni stuff? Maybe some hand
What
stuff.
kind of macaroni stuff we talking
We go to
about?
Buca de Beppo and do some macaroni stuff later.
Oh my
Buca
god,
de
dude.
Beppo.
Buca de Beppo.
We gotta have a Buca de Beppo night.
We were talking about it. We're gonna. There's one in Burbank.
Yeah.
This is good for the pod. David,
sorry.
Young Bori. Young Bori with
The
your
G is
second
silent no
pick.
more.
My second pick is albeit.
Oh.
I have never said that.
Oh.
I've never said that word with 100% confidence.
Yeah.
Because until 4 o'clock this morning in Des Moines, Iowa, when I was looking up stuff for the podcast, I kind of thought it was 3 words.
It's not. It's one word.
It's one word with an it's ALBEIT.
I'm aggressively nodding like I knew that. I didn't.
Yeah.
No, that word I've never said it and been comfortable, but I've always said it in like
Albeit superfluous to get so much cheese on a sandwich.
right.
Yeah,
No,
I think so.
I think
that
that
works.
might be
We all
it.
took a second, like, okay, did he fuck this? No, no.
The cheese
feel
was
like-
delicious, albeit a bit superfluous.
Yeah,
I feel
like
like
Ian's
we're all
better.
really on our P's and Q's right
Yeah.
now, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We should all try to use
Everybody's
the words.
mad nervous. Nobody wants to get.
I was gonna throw out we should all try to spell. I guess I just did, but there's no way. I'm looking at my list. I'm like, if somebody got a hold of this, they'd think you were a serial killer. That you're spelling these. They think
Especially
these were
'cause-
women's names.
Especially because this is right on top of my summer jams list.
Yeah.
Yeah, albeit
Albeit.
it does make you sound smart.
Yeah.
And you only say it when you're trying to impress them.
It is a simple, albeit sophisticated word. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
He brought it around
A simple,
the horn.
albeit sophisticated.
But this highlights a problem when you try to use smart words.
Yeah.
If you're, if you're on the fence and you just stop in the middle of a sentence.
Unless you do that like a smart guy searching for the right word move, where you're like,
That's how I do it. That's
Yeah.
how I do it. It's
It was,
albeit it's a beautiful, albeit drab. And then I just everything. It all goes up. It's
albeit a bit drab.
like sometimes if I'm trying to talk smart, I pretend like I don't know what I pretend like my brain's going so fast when really I'm just trying to. You know what I mean? It's an incredible, albeit superfluous eating sandwich.
You just put your hand on their chest and you go, you know what? I don't think you'd understand it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm not
I'm trying
getting
to
the
put this
vibe
into
that you're
terms
gonna
you might-
get this if I say it, so
Yeah.
I'll just leave.
You are a.
Because you have to leave. You have to drop the one word that you know and then leave.
You
No,
are
I'll shut
kind,
up, I'll
albeit
show
simple,
myself.
man.
This is a beautiful barbecue, a beautiful spread, albeit hamburgers.
Albeit. But both
You guys want to
wherewithal.
play tag? Albeit.
Both albeit.
God damn it.
I was gonna say, you thought it was the Jackson 5 song. I'll be there.
That's like bigotry. Like, no one has a bigotry than me.
Initiate all those old Jeff Foxworthy ones.
Yeah.
Initiate my girlfriend ate 12 buffalo wings. Initiate a whole basket of fries.
Or like that buckwheat joke.
Which one?
I don't now. Now I feel like I realize I don't want to say it.
Okay.
We.
What do we got?
It is.
Well, I just want to say wherewithal and albeit are smart sounding words, but if you look at them, they're just
Very
like three
simple.
words jammed together.
Yeah.
We're all wherewithal.
That's
like,
a lot of my. That's a lot of my MO. Is just jam a ton of stuff together. And people
Yeah.
think that it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of how I've gotten by thus far.
Zach.
Why?
Zach, do you have the wherewithal to make your second pick?
I do indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed is not one of them, Sean. It's okay. That's just a word I use. I'm gonna go second pick.
It's all
I
slow
thought it
roast.
was 2 words.
Oh, I just thought of another.
My second pick is juxtaposition.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's the fucking one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
we-
fucking one,
Whoever,
dude.
That's
this
the
was
only-
David's idea, right? This one.
Yeah.
That was Zach's. Like, dude, that's the word.
Yeah.
That's the only word I use that has a J and an X.
I've heard you use it.
That's 100% true.
That probably is true. There's not a lot of JX words.
No. What?
Jack-
Name it never.
Jax
the
from Mortal
character from
Kombat.
Jackson Daxter.
No, Jack and Daxter.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
or
it.
Jax the game. It's still Jax. Or that's CK.
Jinx. I don't.
Oh,
say that,
Jinx.
but-
Yeah, Jinx.
Oh yeah.
True.
Nope. I'm not gonna fuck it up.
Juxtaposition is such a-
if you would please.
If you don't mind,
bless me.
juxtaposing
Yeah.
for us.
Sure.
The dichotomy.
Juxtasuppose. I'd like to hear you use it.
What a broken ass word that. What if it's great juxtaposition?
Yeah.
It sounds like a spell.
It's stupid.
It's so goddamn unnecessary.
Juxta.
If somebody said that to me, I'd have to spit on him. I'd be like, stop, man. I gotta spit on you, now we gotta fight.
Juxta. It's a beautiful word though. It's just
It is.
janky.
It
sounds
is.
pretty.
Juxtaposition is like if like an old truck was a word.
It also sounds like there's like a root word, but I don't think there is.
I don't know what language
Like it
that's
sounds
from.
like they're supposed to be like, oh, juxtaposition. You mean like when you juxtapose?
Yeah.
I
But
think
I don't
it's its own language.
I feel like it's
that
gotta
one
be
I don't think that that's.
Just that
Some-
one word.
I don't think that that's
some
right.
Latin stuff. I don't know. Like.
Let's-
Oh, it is. It's French and Latin.
I'd love to hear a sentence.
Frat.
Oh, with juxtaposition.
I love it.
I would say that a lot of men's fashion these days relies on juxtaposition between like Western clothing, like just kind of like more casual clothing.
Didn't ask for a paragraph, nervous Nelly. A sentence is what I was looking for.
Well, their hair is well groomed and maintained, like someone who would shower or bathe often, things of this nature.
You didn't say juxtapose.
Yeah.
Was that part of the original sentence?
Is based, or a lot of it is based around the juxtaposition between these two, like kind of dressing grimy, but actually being very clean and.
I think he's
You
right.
understand?
Yeah, no.
I think he's right because I'm scared that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go there.
Long walk though.
Yeah.
Well, I like long walks.
Took me on a long walk for like a crummy bowl of cereal,
That's an interesting
Well,
juxtaposition.
why don't you use it, you son of a bitch?
Whoa! There's the Italian.
Yeah. Let's hear it, Sean.
My dad would see a bottle of vodka and juxtaposition the whole thing.
You don't get to drunk dad your way out of this.
That's wrong, but I'm just giving
I
it to
think
you.
the juxtaposition of that Hessian driving the Miata is odd to me. It's a weird juxtaposition.
Yeah.
I don't understand
Some
the words
dude
you're
with
saying.
long hair, like a mullet, some guy driving a Miata. It's a weird juxtaposition.
What's a Hessian?
That's-
Can we, because we don't know these words?
It's a. Will you explain it? You're the skater boy.
A Hessian, just like a gnarly looking. I was gonna say a buck looking dude. It's long hair, like a.
It's like a metal dude.
You
It's like a
sounded a lot like a
grimy.
see you later
Like
boy
Dave
right
Mustaine
now.
would be a Hessian.
You are beautiful.
Sonny, what's the Hell's Angels dude? Sonny Barger, he's a Hessian. Like just gnarly dude.
Am I a Hessian?
Sometimes, yeah. This is sort of off
This is
topic,
the most
but
nervous I've ever been recording.
This is yeah.
I'm looking
I
at
don't
three of
know
my
what-
best
I'm so
friends and I'm
scared to talk.
shaking.
I'm having a blast.
This girl one time, she goes, she's like, yeah, I was riding a horse and I got bucked off, and I go, oh, that sounds gnarly. I was gonna say fuck, and I was like, it's not gonna make any sense. She'll think I'm making fun of her.
Oh, that sounds buck. Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah, dickhead, it was fuck. I fractured a vertebrae.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that had to be
Gnarly?
crazy.
Intensity, intense city. Clive Budokai, real life
Okay.
Gonzo.
Do you say tense city or 10 cities?
I say tent city. It's
Oh, I
intensity. It's intensity in 10 cities. But I say tent city because it's like a jail in Phoenix
Okay.
that Smith went to one
Tent
time.
City. Tent City.
I've heard of these tent jails. They got one in
Tent cities,
Louisiana,
block,
too.
dude. Yeah, it's like Scarface.
The
Well,
farm.
I doubt Smith was doing what Scarface was doing. Revenga! Wasn't when they're just walking through. Revenga!
No, they're saying libertad.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
They're
libertad.
saying his name.
Because they're like, because it's the thing, it's the revolution in the thing, and then he takes out the knife and says, "Revenga!" I say that shit sometimes just like to myself.
Yeah, just walk out front.
Yeah. Look at the street.
Broadsword in
Look
one
at my
hand, corn on the cob in the other.
Ooh, man, I'm living.
So, are you guys gonna give a try to juxtaposition?
You know,
Trying to say this,
I think we all got. I think we all got it.
I think this riff is long.
So,
I'm just dodging the bull.
can I go? Oh, I
Yeah.
think-
No, we all know it. Shut up, Zach.
Just trying to beat
Yeah.
the dawn.
Yeah, juxtaposition between. Sean, it's your turn. With your second pick.
All right. It's gonna be aforementioned.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't think I've ever.
That's
actually
one.
dropped
That's one that I just like a year ago. Well, you know the aforementioned
Yeah.
big words that we were
Yeah.
discussing.
Yeah, the aforementioned superfluous pick.
You know what aforementioned reminds me is that I don't know what former or latter means. I don't know the difference.
Oh.
Fucks me up.
Ladder is just the second one in the
Former is the first one.
yeah, in the sense of like
Oh,
you
so
know,
it's real easy now in the Headgum Studios.
you want Pepsi?
Use
Go
that, shit
on
on,
the ladder.
use that shit on the streets, you know, when it really matters.
I mean, to be
when
fair,
you're-
they have the definition on the wall behind
Yeah.
you, so I can see it.
Yeah.
Use it when your back's up to against the wall at a house party.
Oh, dude,
at
I
a fancy
was
premiere
born
party.
with my back against the wall, dude. I sit in
I
the
was
corner.
back once a while.
Nobody sneaks up. Me and Al Capone, dude. Give me the corner booth.
I got eyes on
I've
this
been
whole
in a
thing.
corner since I was a baby.
Yeah. Oh! Dirty dancing.
Zach's just
So there's-
staring at me.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, I
just
was
looking
looking
like say something
there's a
stupid.
church of Latter-day Saints. Is there a church of former day saints?
Yeah. That's the. Nope, I got no joke. I got this. I'm really nervous. This whole
You're shook,
podcast.
dude.
I'm shook. I am shook. I didn't even think I could get shook.
You're shook.
Young boys over there shook.
Fucking shook, man. Shook as shit.
Yeah, aforementioned. That's one that I just thought of like 30 seconds ago.
I just wanted to jump in here and say there isn't a church of former day saints. Just because nobody answered your question, there isn't.
We could do that.
Yeah. We can
We
start
could
one,
be,
but it
we
isn't
could
one
be the
yet.
Church of Former
Yeah.
Day
I
Saints.
think I could be a pastor.
I think you'd be a great pastor.
I think I could really get people to think shit if I just yelled it with conviction.
Yes, you could whip people up into a frenzy.
I would call you El Pastor.
Oh, maybe that's what we should get to eat.
Again.
We gotta focus.
Okay.
So aforementioned.
The aforementioned lunch we're gonna eat later.
See, yeah, the aforementioned lunch we're gonna eat at dinner.
Oh yeah.
So, for my third pick,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick. Just because this has always been, I just love the way it sounds. I'm gonna pick Felonious.
Oh, felonious.
Does that mean having to do and/or with a felony?
Having committed a
Multiple,
felony.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So like, if you
I
got
was
like,
so scared that was what I thought because I'm dumb, and then it didn't.
And then it
mean that.
wasn't like, no, it's a gentle wind. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's what I was wondering.
oh, it's a little Felonious
Yeah.
outside. I don't know if I should.
Yeah, it's,
I don't know if I should ride the bicycle or not.
Felonious
It's,
would be a beautiful name.
It would, well, I mean, Felonious.
That's not what
That
his
was
name is.
Thelonious.
Felonious. What?
Another one.
What?
God damn it, Sean. You gotta stop, pal.
You thought his name was Felonious Monk?
Marissa, throw your computer away. Wait.
You thought it was like he was the one jazz guy who had
Pour water all over the evidence.
he was the one jazz guy who had a rap name?
Damn it!
Everybody else is John Coltrane and like and Dave Brubeck and you're like and he's like, oh no, I'm Felonious Monk.
Fuck, man, I feel
What
horrible
kind of
about
mother?
myself.
What kind of mother would be?
I didn't think it was a real name.
He thought that
Marissa, I don't see you pouring water on anything.
Man, this has been a rough 2
Sean
weeks,
just
huh?
comes in with a baseball, just beats up all the equipment.
Well, now my glasses are sweating somehow. That's how
Dude was just sitting there in the studio. He threw Kosh into the wind and decided to call himself.
You know what? Another weird thing. I kind of saw you doing that coming, and in my head I was like, "Don't you?
Don't you do it?"
I stopped. I saw it too. I go, well, Felonious, and I was like, don't.
I feel like you looked around and saw everybody's face.
Yeah,
Nobody was giving you the green light to go ahead.
No.
We're all conversation risk takers, but now
I'm gonna have to start a new Twitter account.
You're gonna start a new life. Yeah.
I hear the desert's nice.
Now I gotta call Laura and tell her this one.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanna know what else I did really stupid today? No, I just called you 20 minutes ago and made you regret the last 3 years, but...
You know how you chose to love me?
Oh.
No, you're the best.
It's felonious. That's a good word.
it is.
It's not a name, but it's a good word.
It could be
The
after
one
this.
jazz musician with a rapper?
Yeah. Felonious Monk would be a dope rapper name.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
As a DJ
Yeah,
or
up
something.
until a minute and a half ago, I thought it was.
He's not a rap. No,
I know.
No, he played
that's
horn.
Fine. That's not
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, felonious,
Yeah,
dude.
felonious.
Yeah.
Somebody gets multiple D doubles, they're felonious.
Getting into
you know?
some felonious activities.
God damn it.
Getting into some felonious activity. Yeah.
What a bummer.
It is a good word.
Felonious monks would be cool though, like monk soup.
Dude, some
Just the
felonious
best.
monks.
Monks out here.
It's a fun
committing
gang.
I
crimes.
mean, do you think that's ever been a newspaper headline? It must have been, where some monks were up to some goalie shit and they were just like, felonious monks.
But what I worry is that most monk goalie shit would be sexual.
Yeah, well, oh, good point. Maybe they're like selling bootleg hazelnut fudge.
What makes it bootleg fudge?
It's like they don't pay taxes on it. It's like
In my,
You ever had a bathtub fudge before?
they don't have permits.
In my
These
head, I
fucking
just keep-
felonious monks, dude.
That's how
I just keep
NASCAR
thinking
started.
Butt leg fudge.
Butt leg fudge.
I stir it with a shovel in the bathtub.
Story of my
Bootleg.
life.
I'll keep the filberts in the turlet.
I got a long climb to do before I'm out of this hole.
Felonious. There's no climb. There's no ladder.
Shit.
There's no.
You're just
I
down
gotta
there.
climb the former then.
You just
Yeah,
you
you
gotta get out of this up.
That's my guy. There he is.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sweating
why
with the
he's
air
in it.
conditioner on over here.
Wow. Felonious. Great word. Yeah. And
Take the heat off me. It says I'm
So
stupid.
for the third pick,
yeah, Zach
I'm gonna pick a word that David used in the last podcast because I heard him use it and then I wrote it down. Quintessential.
it's on my
Oh,
list.
that is good.
Yeah.
You do stunt on people when you say it.
And it's like you're giving your opinion on something is usually when you use it. So that's when
Yeah.
you're.
The highest opinion, though.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not like I don't just think this is great. I think this is the
quintessential.
quintessential. It's
Not just
Quintessential
essential.
What is quint mean?
Essential.
5.
It might be true.
I love you.
Sean hopes it's true.
It could be true.
Sean needs this to be true.
I'd like it to be true.
I mean, quintuplet's 5, right? I mean, I know
it
it's not
does mean
actually
5.
what
All right.
quintessential means, but I went to a couple years of college.
No, I
Keep
didn't.
looking at me like that, dude.
I didn't. I went to one.
Oh, on dictionary.com, the quintessential Jewish delicatessen. That's the example. I love that. And I consider katzes to be the It does. You are putting an expert hat on. You're like, I'm an expert on this shit.
Yeah,
so let
like
me
you
tell
want-
you what the quintessential blankety blank is.
For sure, you need them to know your opinion.
According to Sean Jordan, the quintessential Taco Bell menu item is a bean burrito no onion.
True story, my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
And fucking Van Gundy, right?
Yeah, the aforementioned bean burrito no onions. Oh yeah, apparently Jeff Van Gundy or somebody's also a big fan of the bean burrito.
During the finals, he said,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he
that's
goes,
cool.
first pick on the Taco Bell menu for me, bean burrito every time, something like that. Because
Yeah.
a bunch of people tweet. Thank you, by the way, for tweeting at me.
Yeah.
Made me feel really good about myself.
It's crazy how wrong you both are.
Well, didn't you guys originally have the premise for the show was going to be all quintessential everything?
All quintessential everything. Yeah.
What do you need for a camping trip? You know?
Superfluous quintessential totality. Yeah, it was the original name of the
Welcome
podcast.
to
You say
another
quintessential
episode.
fatality?
Quintessential totality.
That's too many.
Fatality?
There's too much going on.
Jack's the quintessential fatality. Rip your arms off.
Oh, that's what Jackson
Yeah,
is. Okay.
yeah.
I was trying to remember. I was thinking about metal arms, and I was like, "Am I crazy?"
Swole black dude with metal arms. Jack's.
Yeah.
Man, that's all I've ever wanted.
You go to One Lamp website 6 months ago, and now like every targeted ad is for like $8,000 lamps.
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
That one is a horse.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
a
is
horse
eight-
with a
he
lamp
does
on it.
that.
It's $8,000.
Boy, man, I
Wait,
really
what
hope.
were you doing the day that you went to the one lamp?
I was thinking about buying an expensive lamp.
The
All right.
quintessential lamp.
The
I'm not even. You know what?
quintessential
I
living
like
room
knowing
piece.
you right now because you're You're settling into having your money.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out who I am.
What am I gonna do? Maybe I get this badass.
I might be a lamp guy, and I'll just have that lamp forever.
And have like a good story about
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
this was,
is that the lamp that's in Casual Corner?
No, but it's a different lamp. But that is a lamp.
That's
I
a
like.
nice lamp.
Yeah, we got a Casual Corner in the crib.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think in Man's Place.
It is a Think of Man's Place. I've
Yeah,
never sat over there.
I don't think any of us have ever sat over there.
No.
It's a
I
Think of
look
Man's.
at it though hard.
I used to
Nice,
work over
right?
there when I worked for Hulu, and there's a table there, and then they fucking fired me.
All right, Sean, it's gonna be okay.
Well, stop, dude.
You have multiple felonies over at Hulu.
Multiple?
That was the next on my list, actually, guys.
Multiple. I've had multiple of your fruit roll-ups.
It's the multiplicity.
Multiple Dennis
It is a
Eckersley rookie
common,
cards.
albeit complicated word.
Exactly.
Huh?
See, I'm just glad somebody gets me.
David, it's time for your third pick. We are flying through this one because I think we're all so nervous.
I know.
Yeah, it makes me really scared. Cause like, even when I say the pick, I'm just like thinking about the tweets.
It's like a congressional hearing.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
and
ready
this
to
is
answer.
like, I constantly in life have my back to the wall about people finding out how dumb I am anyways. So this is just like heightened.
Dude, I am on wax saying two of the dumbest things I've ever said in my life today.
That shit is gonna go out. How many downloads do we have at this point?
Like a lot. Like I mean, we have a steady amount of listeners. Yeah.
A lot of people are gonna hear
thousands of people are gonna know
Thousands.
that's how you feel.
dipshit nonsense coming out of this fucking pie hole.
Thousands, and I'm gonna promote this one.
I might pay $20.
I'm gonna take some of that lamp money. Take some of that lamp money. I'll sit in the dark.
I gotta move my investments
Sit in the dark, just laughing,
cackling in the dark,
watching the notifications.
Great
roll
Malenko in the distance.
Great Malenko.
I don't think I've ever even heard that song.
Oh, it is a terrible, albeit horrible song. David, it's time for your third pick.
My third pick is the word beholden. And not like, yo, I beholden.
Although I behold.
Get at me 2 for 5s. I just only say that word ever. It's like I'm so scared. And I don't operate that way, and I don't like it, so I'm trying to overcome it. Like, I say it when I want you to think that I have serious obligations.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, he said I was gonna do that open mic on Tuesday, but I'm not beholden to his whim.
There it is.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
Dude, that was great.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. That's exactly how you use it.
It took all of my energy.
Well, you're beholden to the
I'm
sense of hearing intelligent.
David, your ears bleeding now.
Just like a stream of blood. My nose is just gushing.
We're all gonna go home and sleep for 38 hours.
Our brains got worn out.
Dreamless sleep.
Doc, I think I got an STD. I just did a hard podcast.
It's all the end of Captain Phillips for us.
Yeah.
After this podcast.
I feel like, by the way, you're right. We are speeding through it because everyone's afraid.
Yeah.
Well, so in this was junior year of high school. They found out that I needed an arts credit before I graduated, and so they just put me in this photography class.
Yeah.
And first day class, I'm like, I'm coming in the middle of the school year or whatever, so I'm like nervous about that. And then they're like, all right, you have to do a presentation on your favorite photographer. And so I was like, don't I get like an extension? And they're like, no, it's tomorrow.
Whoa.
So I had to do this thing. I just picked Ansel Adams because that was
gotta be Ansel
Cincy.
Adams.
Ansel Adams went easy. And then when I got up in front of the class, I just could not. I was so shaken that I couldn't say photography, so I was saying photography. And people were losing it.
Poor sweet
And
Zach.
then it just fucking rolled down where I was like, photographer. Like a 15-minute speech every time. It was like I knew I was messing it up, but I couldn't fix it.
That is
Barry
sick.
Garrison.
I've had that in stand-up where you're just fucking it up actively, and you're fucking it up, and you just keep fucking.
By the way, most of the words I'm picking were in jokes until I was like, I can't say that on stage. Comfortably. Juxtaposition,
Sometimes it doesn't roll off the tongue.
No.
The juxtaposition of the smart words in my dumb face.
Well, you feel beholden to this character you play on stage.
Exactly. You guys get it.
And that character, albeit successful, is basically a mirage.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this plays the dichotomy of Zach Toscani, if you ask me. You know, the juxtaposition of...
Get me out of this cell! Shady.
That was your contribution!
I don't like being in prison! I don't like the juxtaposition of me being in prison. Get that dichotomy on my face.
I told you I like ladies!
I'll cut that dichotomy off, dude. Test me. This is my first day in. You don't know me.
I worry that you've really thought out this prison scenario a bunch of times.
I think you'd be okay.
I think you'd be better than you think you would be.
Pillowcase full of soda cans. Beat
Where are you getting the soda
fucking
cans?
tar out of the biggest dude.
They're not just gonna come in raping you.
I don't use that word.
That's what you're thinking about, clearly.
No, I'm talking. Have you ever seen the original Bad Boys with Sean
Yes,
Penn?
I've seen it. Yeah, the soda cans and the pillow. But I think, you know, people go to prison for a myriad of reasons.
Oh.
Did I just drop
That was on the list.
That
was
was
on the list.
It's great.
Maybe, I don't know, man. This shit just comes out in casual combo for me.
Cash
it's not
con.
like a thing. It's cash con. You know what I mean? I'm biz cash with it right
Biz
now.
Cash Con.
I'm biz cash.
Holy buckets.
Biz cash con.
I'm gonna have abs after this. I'm laughing so much. This is fun.
That's why we put it out. That's what we
After?
do it for.
So,
I had abs before this
beholden.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Beholden.
That was great.
Great word.
Are we on second or third?
Third. I'm about to make my third pick.
Damn.
Third and fourth.
And fourth.
Because
Damn.
what kind of draft is it?
We are ripping. It's a serpentine.
The Serpentine.
Which
We
again
are
would be a
ripping.
fun word.
It's because everybody's just scared.
Yeah.
This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by Policy Genius. Now, life insurance isn't something that you think about probably ever. I don't know. I never thought about it when I was younger, or really up until like a year ago, or 2.5 years ago, if I want to be exact. But then, we had a daughter, and I started thinking about financial planning, things for the future, and it is something that now that I have, it's one of those things. It's easy to be like, oh, bro, you got to get life insurance. What do you don't have life insurance? But making it a part of your financial planning is so important. You can start shopping if you want to with Policy Genius to find the right policy to protect you and your family. Getting life insurance today obviously means that you're gonna have peace of mind. So if something were to happen to you, you pass away because you're too dope, stuff like that, your family can cover the expenses. You don't want to leave anyone hanging out there with all that on their back. And luckily with Policy Genius, it helps you compare your options from top companies, and their team of licensed experts are on hand to help talk you through it. And getting life insurance it's weird because you don't know anything about it. I didn't know what to Google or what to look up or anything like that. And with Policy Genius, they just go in and they just compare all the rates for you. They go through, want you to give the best deal that you can, and they work for you, obviously. And again, if you're a parent or a caregiver, it's extremely important just to make sure those people are covered. Like I said, you want to leave them with the best chance they got. And like I said, with Policy Genius, the technology, it makes it so easy to compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks. You can find the lowest price. Even if you already have a policy through work, something like that, it might not give you exactly what you're looking for. And with Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval. They avoid unnecessary medical exams. So Policy Genius, the way to go. They have licensed, award-winning agents help you find the best fit for your needs. They work for you, not the insurance companies, so it's just going to make sure you get the best deal possible. So give it a shot. Save time and money and provide your family with a financial safety net using Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. Again, that's policygenius.com. This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by DraftKings. Now, DraftKings, the leader, by the way, the leader in fantasy sports, just dropped a brand new fantasy app called Pick 6. Pick 6 is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. Just pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. Come on, that sounds easy. It sounds fun. That's what's going to get me in there, because if you don't know about everything, it's a great way to do it. It'll get you in there. You get to have fun. You get to enjoy the game. So, like, for example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards, or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? Things like that. You can track your lineup. You compete against others for a draft shot at huge cash prizes. So get down on it. Give it a shot. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with code AFE. Again, that's code AFE, only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours, baby. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. Pick 6 not available in all states, including but not limited to Connecticut and New York. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com. This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by See The Thing Is. It is a podcast that'll just make you feel good. If you're a millennial who misses life in the early O's, I do. I don't know if I'm a millennial. I think I am. I think I'm like the last year to be a millennial. Anyway, I throw myself in there sometimes after a couple bowls of loudmouth soup. Who we kid? If I have a hard time finding new or curated music, of course I do. All that stuff is hard to do. If that's you, if you fall in that boat, you're going to love See The Thing Is. It's a podcast hosted by Bridget Kelly and Mandy B. Bridget is a Grammy Award-winning R&B artist. Mandy B is a podcast trailblazer. Twice a week, Bridget and Mandy, they host nostalgic conversations in their grown segments. They also have political pop culture conversations in their honest segments and relationships / hot take conversations in the slightly toxic segment. The opinions on the show are extremely real. They're brought to you by the genuine connections the ladies have with the guests. They like to call their friends with benefits. You get it. Each week, you're going to leave with new music recommendations or a playlist of new music. You know what I mean? That who doesn't like new music? It's in their freshly squeezed music segment. Recently, they sat down with Ari Lennox, Big Frida, Robert Glasper, just to name a few. So get on it. Follow and subscribe to See The Thing Is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or on YouTube. New audio episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday, and visuals are available on YouTube Wednesday and Saturday.
Yep. My third pitch.
Which is okay.
It's actually similar to a word you just said. Litany.
Oh, yeah.
There
That's
is
very good.
A litany of reasons.
zero chance of me
Very
using
good.
that in a sentence.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Come on.
Zero.
But if
I don't
you
like
had
the
to-
litany of this prison cell.
No.
Yeah, my boy Litney's coming over. He's got so many mushrooms. Favorite singer? Gotta be Litney.
Last night, me and Joey, we got lit, and then he
Litany.
bought some more beers.
We got Litany, bought some more beers.
It was a litany of.
It's just like
Is it like what Miri does?
It's like a bunch, right?
Yeah, it's like a bunch. It's like a prolonged sort of like, God, there was a whole litany of things he
Like
was
a grip.
complaining about.
It's a fancy grip.
It's a diesel
Yeah,
grip.
Diesel grip.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
All right.
diesel grip.
Yeah.
Diesel grip, dude. That means a lot.
It's another.
on the Shanta English dictionary.
It's another good word when you want to seem like you're above it and like you're kind of like smarter and like God, why don't I want to go to fucking Tulsa with you?
Because
Okay,
there's a litany of
There's
cats.
a litany of cats. A litany of cats. There's a whole litany of reasons, Sean.
Feral cats being at the top.
Yeah, feral
No, I
cats.
said cats with a D.
Cats.
I stopped to
Oh.
understand. I think I had a stroke like 10 minutes ago.
Cats. Fools. Fools. Rubes.
Cadzooks.
Cadzooks.
Favorite store in the mall?
Is that a store?
That's Gadzooks. I know that. Yeah.
What's Gadzooks?
I fucking know that, dog.
You haven't built up the trust.
I know. You know what words mean?
That's true. What is Gadzooks?
Yeah, what do
Like
they sell?
like a
Like a
Spencer's,
Spencer's, but it was more wholesome.
rag stock, maybe.
Gadzooka Joe.
Yeah. Kadzuka.
Yeah. They have you might say they have a whole litany of things they sell. You might say that.
I mean, I would.
I guess you could say that. I do run the day-to-day operations here at the Tangiers. When he's gone, in his absence, you could say that.
The Tangiers.
I watched Casino a little bit last night.
Oh, okay, I get it. I have things I say too.
I have things I say too. My fourth pick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lean right into it because I don't have a lot to say about litany. Ostentatious.
Oh yeah, that's a very
Ostentatious. Sean, use osten.
Absolutely not. Don't even go to me.
Ostentatious.
I feel like it's just because I'm next to you. Ask Zach to do it.
Zach, use ostentatious.
Graduated?
Ostentatious. Fuck. I enjoyed his his art gallery showing, though I felt he was a little ostentatious about the whole thing.
You could have used albeit there. I'm not.
Albeit.
I'm not
That's
here
true.
I'm not here to bust chops.
I'm not a big person into alliteration, though. A lot of
Basically,
I eat meat too.
Ostentatious, it's just like it's like a bit much. It's like a little showy, you know.
Right.
Liberace was a very ostentatious person, you know.
Albeit somewhat pretentious.
Yeah. My golf outfit yesterday was a little bit ostentatious.
Albeit debonair.
Albeit debonair. I had like that
Ooh,
Fruity Pebble
debonair.
Houndstooth polo shirt.
This is me working as hard as I've ever worked.
You're in the
Yeah.
Hamptons right now, having a conversation over lobster.
But I'm not wearing seersucker.
Nah. Ooh, it's just a mistake. I feel like you're kind of an ostentatious person, David. You're into ostentatious shit, right? Flexing?
Oh yeah.
Flexing is
I
just
like
being
a-
ostentatious.
I like a good flex.
Yeah.
I love a good flex.
I feel like as a comedian, it can be like a little troubling to be as ostentatious as you want to be because you have to be self-aware, you know.
But that's
You
the
don't.
beauty of it.
I think
You know what I mean? The best part about it is that you can be ostentatious and then you just acknowledge it and then you get to continue your malarkey. Because you're like, oh yeah, I know it's dumb that I'm doing this.
I feel like all of us are trying to fit in at dinner with a bunch of people who went to Harvard.
It is so weird.
I'm voting for mayor.
I've
for you,
never
David.
felt less comfortable around you three dudes.
Seriously, I feel like
I'm
such
usually on a 10 comfort level.
I
I'm
know.
on a 4 right now.
Yeah.
I've never been more at home.
Are you? You're right in the pocket. Yeah.
I'm not. Every time someone says a word, I look down like my shoe's untied. Like when you didn't want the teacher to call on you.
Yeah.
No, I'm not here. I'm not here, Mr. Burtis. Don't call on me. Yeah.
You know they're gonna call.
I almost failed reading in 7th grade. I got
How
no
do you fail
business.
reading?
Almost. I had to
Why were you
memorize these.
taking reading in 7th grade?
They made us. I got to learn sometime. You know what I mean?
Where did they have you read in 7th grade?
Does nobody else think that's ridiculous?
No, it's crazy.
We had it like every year in middle school. We had a reading class.
Reading.
Just reading?
It wasn't teaching us how to
Did
read.
you also
Yeah,
have
it's just
writing
like-
and arithmetic that same year?
Oh man, senior year of high school, we had to learn all the state capitals.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
I had to memorize Casey at the Bat in its entirety to pass
Oh,
reading.
yeah.
Are you fucking with me?
No, I go, because I was getting an F, I go, Mr. Burtis, what if I memorize Casey at the Bat? He sits back in his chair, he goes, you memorize Casey at the Bat, I'll pass you. I did it.
You were
There's
just
so
basically like,
many
hey, what if a
examples.
miracle happened? He's
There
like,
are so many
I guess I'd
examples.
acknowledge it.
I guess I'd acknowledge it.
I guess I'd give that miracle a D.
The public school system failed you so many times.
A gentleman's D.
What were you doing
That's
up
not,
until 7th
that's
grade?
that's not a saying. That's not a
Gentleman's D.
I guess I'd give you the gentleman's D. Sounds
You're
like
taking reading in 7th grade. That's crazy.
a lot of motherfuckers in St. Paul. Every motherfucker that was in 7th
That's the
grade.
album title.
Reading in 7th grade.
No,
Gentleman's D.
What if they just show you a word like, hey, what's this word?
Were you just?
I'm at a loss here. I'm
Fuck
sorry.
you, Burtis, and I get my switchblade out. I'll show you the word.
Yeah.
Cut it into your
Well,
throat.
there's a myriad of
Just-
options I could
Did you
choose.
just go to class and read every day?
I think so.
I don't understand how you guys aren't as appalled about this.
I'm
Well,
appalled.
I was in like a remedial math in like high school, and it was
Listen,
like
I'm
that's
not
not what
saying
the
I was in
saying
a
is.
class for fucking everybody took this class.
So is it
Everyone.
just English class?
It
Are
was,
you sure
we
you're
just-
Maybe you're just calling English reading.
I think
Well,
that
now
might be
feel
what's
cornered.
happening.
Did you also do like punctuation and stuff? Or like
All I remember
five-paragraph
about it
essays?
was Casey at the Bat.
Oh.
What if they only taught you reading and not comprehension? You read this, but you have
That's
no
how,
idea what
that's
it
how I
means.
learned Hebrew. I learned like how to read it, and I didn't know what any of the words meant. So I was just like Baruch atah Adonai. I don't know what any of this means. Eloheinu melech haolam. I had no idea what any of it meant.
You still
I like
got it.
You got a
Still
good
got it.
temper on
Well, you gotta see. You know what the fucked up thing about a bar mitzvah is? Is not only do you have to learn Hebrew, right, and you have to like to recite this portion of the Torah in front of everybody. Every portion also has a specific melody to it, but it's not like a song. So it's like you have to
Yeah, just
recite
weird
it
inflections.
with certain weird voice
Different
inflections. Yeah.
intonations.
Intonations, indeed, David. Yeah, but it's so it's like
I'm wild.
Baruch
I'm wild.
atah Adonai Elohei. So the whole thing. So not only do you have to fucking learn this other language, you have to learn the song that doesn't make any sense, you're doing like this fucking Dada-esque like melody to it.
How long does that take to learn?
3 years, man. It took forever for no reason. So my grandma could be like, good.
Do you ever bust it out now though, just like on the weekends?
No, because I forgot it immediately because I never learned what any of the words meant.
Yeah, so you didn't retain.
So I didn't retain any of it.
I think when we first met, you had your like certificate up on the wall.
Still up, isn't it? No.
No.
I still have it, but it's not up in the house. But yeah, I have my bar mitzvah certificate. Yochanan ben Yisrael. Hakon. Sort of an ostentatious title. I'll give you that.
Ostentatious.
David, it's time for your fourth pick.
My fourth pick, very close to another word that I say for fun a lot, but not quite. Onus.
Oh, nice.
The onus of that is on you, my friend.
Yes. Onus and beholden, kind of similar.
Yeah,
I like it.
We're getting a glimpse into your mind.
Don't say it like that. I'm like a vault, baby. Locked down.
How do you spell onus?
Just like anus with an O.
Oh. Wait, what?
I wish I hadn't explained it like that.
You're 100% right. That is how you spell it.
Yeah, but on the Smart Guy podcast,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you spell it like anus.
It's refreshing. It's like you spell it like butthole.
How you spell butthole though?
Butthole. B-U-H-H-H-O-L. People got your back on the butthole surfers pick, by the way. There were a lot of people on Twitter.
They did love it.
I still hate it, but people.
I can't. Oh, I don't. I mean, does it look like I started to give a fuck that anybody hates it?
No.
Because I'm thrilled that it was.
No,
good.
people loved it.
Butthole surfers.
Yeah.
Thank everybody who liked the butthole surfers.
Thank you
I
for
appreciate
this.
it.
One person liked ICP, and I got him banned from Twitter.
I feel like there was more than
I got
one.
their account suspended.
Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope love ICP.
Yeah, they were.
No, I think it's beef.
Yeah.
It's a money grab at this point.
Onus, yeah, the onus is on you to.
The onus is on you to
pick a better pick next
It's
time.
such an easy one to drop.
Yeah, onus.
I use it when I'm talking about social justice.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh man, they think the onus of this debilitating system is on.
Yeah.
The
onus is on the people in power.
The onus is on the fat cats up in Washington.
Well, Roger Goodell's actually going to have a meeting with all the head coaches and all of the onus.
You know, you try.
All the onus.
You got real Jewish at the end.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm still shook.
Onus would be a dope name. Honus is somebody's name.
Honus
Wagner. But Onus, just like an old dude, but like a buff old dude.
Yeah, like
Onus.
like you saw him one time in a wife beater while he was like, getting ready for work.
Fuck, Onus is yoked, dude.
Onus is yoked.
How old is Onus? 68?
Yeah.
Yoked, dude.
But he's got like fast looking forearms.
Yeah.
Ropey forearms.
Onus is often walking out of a garage, wiping oil off of his hands with a towel.
Honus lightweight said he killed a dude one time that you didn't know.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
You're like, wait, and he was just like, he just kept going.
He moved on.
Because that was in the 60s, that's just what you did then.
That's what Onus did.
That's what Honus did.
Yeah, I robbed a bank and then gave them the money back like a week later in an anonymous check. Just sent it in. There you go. Just wanted to do it, you know.
Somebody said something about someone said something about his old lady when they went to court, and he killed that dude.
Onus killed that motherfucker.
Con Air was based on Onus.
He killed him with a wrench so he could feel it.
The head coach is in the Onus. Hello, Mana. Hello, Father.
All the rest of the Onus? Yeah,
all the coaches and the Onus. I know way too much of that song. Alan Sherman.
I don't even I don't understand what that song is.
It was just like a novelty song from back in the day. Jews, and I think a lot of people on the East Coast,
right?
Yeah, they would just go to summer camp. It was like a big thing. It's a big East Coast thing that
to go for Jewish people. Like Larry David talks about it, right?
Yeah.
Him and Richard Lewis.
Yeah, they worked at a camp together. But like, it's a big East Coast thing, like going away to summer camps.
Are they Jewish summer camps?
There's
or
Jewish
summer camps, and there's Jewish people.
There's
there?
Jewish ones, and then there's. But I think like a lot of people on the East Coast do.
Dude, I wanted to go to summer camp so bad when I was in like early junior high school, elementary, because of that show Bug Juice.
Yeah, Bug.
It was like it was like Real World for kids.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
I went to this place called Camp Kern, and we didn't. I don't think my parents knew it was like low key Christian.
Yeah.
And we didn't pick up on it until like every night at campfire. They would only play "Life Is a Highway."
Whoa. That sounds awesome. Is that a Christian song?
Yeah, I don't understand what
it is. Kind of like a low key,
What?
Christian
really?
song.
No, it's not.
Life is a
And the
highway.
highway is Jesus Christ's way. That's what they would say.
The highway is the devil's happy
They
trail.
were out of
I don't
their
think that's
fucking
right.
mind thinking that was a religious song.
You're going my way.
Yeah, it was just
I wanna ride it all night long.
Gimme, yeah!
I think it's about.
Why'd you do that?
It's part of the song. I just, I felt something. I went with it.
The Holy Ghost took him. Maybe it is a religious song.
Yeah, wait, I blacked out. What'd I do?
Homeboy through Kosh.
Yeah, you were throwing mad
Into the
gosh.
wind.
Mad gosh.
Kelly Jordan's gonna fucking think that is
Does she
funny.
listen?
Dude,
Sue Carmel does. Shout out to Sue Carmel.
Shout out to
Thank
Sue
you.
Carmel.
We gotta get, yeah. Somebody just tweeted, when's Sue Carmel gonna be on the podcast?
oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to interject my mom into a conversation about your mom.
Oh,
I'm
no, it's
sorry.
fine.
Yeah.
I feel like when they meet, they're gonna just fall right in with
I
each
think
other.
so. I think they'll get along great.
Lockstep.
Yeah. But if they don't, the onus is on us to stay friends. Zach, it's time for your fourth pick.
Yes, sir. Fourth pick.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'm taking Avant-Garde.
Oh, I had that on my list.
Avant-garde.
Yeah, dude.
Avant-garde.
Yeah.
I love it.
You said it
Yeah.
weird.
You did. Avant-garde.
Avant-garde.
Well, I pronounced the hyphen.
Avant-garde. You said it like Dalsim in Street Fighter.
Avant-garde.
Avant-garde!
Yoga fire. Avant-garde. Yeah.
Tiger uppercut.
But it's a good place. You can use it anywhere. I like a lot of museum dates, so you
Mhm.
drop it in there. Oh,
You like a
this is
museum
very
date?
Oh,
I love
you've
a
told me
museum
about
date.
this
Yeah.
because it's cheap.
It's the perfect
Not
first
because
date.
it's cheap, but
We're blowing up the spot a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
I
not-
guess it is.
Yeah, we
Is it
talked
cheap?
about this, you broke motherfucker. It's cheap.
Is it cheap?
Yeah, for the most part, you
Can
can
be.
get you can
Black
find
was
like
free on
3
Tuesdays.
days,
Black one, yeah.
or if not, it's like $10, but you get like 4 or 5 hours. Just
Yeah.
walk around, discuss things. You can say avant-garde.
Yeah.
This is very. I mean, I don't know if I'm using this
You
right.
consider yourself the grand dame of the avant-garde, isn't that true?
I do.
Yeah.
Grand Dame Duty Dench.
Grand dame. Oh, I don't know if our listeners have. There's this game I invented called Dame Judi Dench, and it's so hard. It's easy, but I mean, it's easy to explain. You just have to say Dame Judi Dench as many times as you can, as fast as you can, and it's impossible. Give it a try if you're listening. Pause the
Try
podcast.
right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Here we go. Clear out the paint.
Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench.
Oh,
Dame Judi
3. You got 3. Then you
Did I
jamed it.
Okay.
Which is you jam.
Oh damn! I thought it was
Jam
you.
Duty Dench. Zach,
I'm gonna give it a shot.
give it a shot.
God damn it. Dame Duty Dench, Dame Duty.
No, you can't use the song. The song is the cheat code.
I still fucked it up though.
Yeah, you did. Even with your game genie, you couldn't make it work. Shawnee?
Dame Judi Dench. Dame Judi Dench. Dame Judi Dench.
No, 3. 2.5, really. Dame Judi Dench, 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 Dame Judi Dench. Dame Judi Dench, 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 to sit in solemn silence in a dull dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. I am the very model of a modern major general. My philosophies are rocking every other major mineral.
I'm gonna go home.
That was bananas.
Dude.
That was a cool song. I got shit to do.
It's got to be a Tupac song for me to do something that fast.
Can I ask that?
Yeah.
Did you do it by hitting the D's really hard?
You
to keep
focus on
yourself-
Dame
I could tell.
and let
I
Judy
could
take
tell.
care of itself.
No,
You
I
treat
don't.
Judi Dench as one word and you hit the Dame. Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench. Anyway, we can edit all that. Avant-garde.
Yeah.
That
avant-garde.
little thing I just went down was a little bit avant-garde.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. You could talk. Yeah, you could say Sonic Youth is avant-garde,
They are
or
avant-garde.
this burrito covered in various hot sauces. Avant-garde choice.
You know what is avant-garde? Salad covered in various hot sauces.
Yes.
Yeah, in my prison cell, that's what I'll get to eat. My avant-garde prison cell.
You're an avant-garde eater.
You are kind of an avant-garde eater.
I eat like shit.
Yeah, but in an avant-garde way.
It's like if Jackson Pollock made burritos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go nuts sometimes with the tapatio.
What's the
especially
craziest thing you've eaten recently?
Oh.
Did you
when you get
chicken chips things?
Oh, those are dank, dude. Those are
I wanna
fucking
try
Are
it.
they dang?
I like
Ian
the
gets,
chicken.
we
What do you get? You get like the food with the pita bread.
Yeah, I get Scoff's Lebanese cuisine.
So you never eat it. So I
don't eat the pita.
I took it out of the. It wasn't in the garbage yet, but it was in a bag that was about to go into the garbage.
Yeah.
Took it out of there. Microwaved it for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Pulled it up. Put mustard all over it. And ate that. That was what I ate like before.
Yellow mustard?
Yeah, bright yellow mustard. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Gotta go regular mustard. French's.
Wait, do you not? Is it you that hates regular mustard, like yellow mustard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
It's amazing.
When there's other mustard, why would you ever eat that one?
Spicy brown at foot.
Spicy brown. Maybe on a hot dog yellow, but even that.
Even that.
Avant-garde, excellent pick. Sean, it's time to build on the success of Felonious. Monk.
It's gonna be hyperbolic.
Oh!
Yeah, that's really good one.
Hyperbolic is good.
Because I didn't... That was a word I only learned through context.
Yeah.
Like, I never actually knew what it meant. But just, like, hearing people say it enough, I kind of learned.
We're all kind of in the hyperbolic business. I mean, that is stand-up comedy, isn't it?
For sure. Well, Regan has a bit about it, but his album's called The Epitome of Hyperbole.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember when I was in 7th grade, Miss Sauer's language arts class, she put up, like, 7 words on the board, and I was like, hyperbole? The fuck?
Hyperbole.
Yeah, it sounds like if Contra had a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know?
It sounds like a video game that couldn't get NFL licensing, like that you had to play like back in like 1994.
Due to the Roman numerals, is that what we call Super Bowl 20?
Do you want to come over and play Hyperbole?
No, man, I'm going to go over to James's play Madden.
Oh, he has Madden. Oh, Hyperbole's fun too. There's 5 downs. What? Yeah, they couldn't license the actual rules of football either. They tried to background so many weird video games like that back. Wasn't Bill Lambier's Combat Basketball like you fight robots?
Yeah.
Bill Lambier's Combat Basketball?
Bill Lambier's Combat
That's
Basketball.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
There was
or
like
Nintendo, maybe.
There was like a baseball 3000 where you
Yes.
were like robots and you'd fight to get on base.
I remember that. That was
Yeah.
for Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Japanese game where they like randomly generated a bunch of American names for the baseball players, and one of them was Bobson Dugnut? Yeah.
Bobson Dugnut?
Bobson Dugnut.
Whoa, that's a good name.
Yeah, I had to like pat your chest down and say that.
Bobson Dugnut. My stars. Well, if it isn't Bobson Dugnut.
Oh my God, Lord in heaven.
Strong for breath.
Well, you're walking in here like you're... That's King Tut's real name is Bobson Dugnut. Hyperbolic. And could it... I mean, it is time for your final pick.
Yeah, alright. I like... I feel so stupid. It's crazy. My last pick's gonna be nefarious.
Oh, you do love the
That's
word
a good
nefarious.
one.
You use it a lot.
I love that word too.
I like
man.
the word
get that.
nefarious. Bunch of nefarious characters.
Me and Darius get nefarious.
Yeah.
I need a friend named
When Larry
Darius
was with
now.
us.
Darius Rucker? Nefarious Rucker, dude.
Whoa.
He hangs out with Polonius.
That's what you...
What are they up to?
Nefarious Rucker, Polonius Monk. Tell you what they're up to. No good.
No good. Couple of no goodnicks.
Or Mo Good.
Oh, Mo good. I went from no good to Mo good. That's going to be the pitch for my self-help series of audio tapes.
Went from no good to Mo good.
Hi, I'm Ian Carmel, and I went from no good to Mo good, and I can help you get there too. Through any series of 36 audio tapes.
It's a real ashy to classy situation.
From ashy to classy. What song is that in?
That's just
That's
I think
Chappelle,
it's
right?
just a saying.
It is just saying,
Oh, is it?
but there's also a rap. Anyway,
Yeah.
nefarious.
Yeah, nefarious.
It's a good word.
Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
How would you use it?
I don't think I'd go on a date with that gal. I saw her cavorting with some nefarious characters.
Oh, cavorting too.
Whoa.
Double trouble.
Somebody's
Yeah.
been peeking on my list.
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen showed up.
You know it's a problem when you got the double trouble.
Twins, dude.
Twins on 'em.
And twin. Fucking like
Funniest thing Kid
Clark
Rock ever
brother
did.
over here.
Got 2 arms. One's cavorting, one's nefarious, okay?
Make a move.
This one's for my lady, this one's for you.
Your call.
Now I'm just gonna walk out of this Taco Bell with the food for free, unless you want to meet cavorting and or nefarious.
Honey, get in the trunk.
Dr. Jack Cavortigan.
challenge.
I'm still nervous. Nefarious, fantastic. Zach, it is time for your fifth and final pick.
Fifth and final pick. Man, this one's tough.
Oh.
I have to go with...
Whatever, dummy.
Oh, boy. Just a lot on the board right now. I'm going to have to go with sycophant.
Oh.
That's good.
I don't think I've ever used sycophant in a sentence.
Oh, I live in L.A.
I've only heard,
see
people
sycophants.
say
We
it,
are
though.
surrounded by sycophants.
I've only heard you say it. You're like the only person I've ever heard say that word.
I invented the word.
Well, that's nice of you, man.
No, you didn't. You're lying right now. Why are you lying?
Why are you fucking lying?
Dickhead, bro.
Basically, I
sorry,
made it up.
guys. I'm just...
Fucking sycophant.
Yeah,
When I'm
no,
backed
I
into
love
a
it.
corner, I
It's
laugh.
like usually like when it's you and another person at a party, and maybe like the vibe of the party is kind of weird. You're like, oh, look, check all these sycophants. It's like a
sycophants.
It's like a
Holden Caulfield over here.
backdoor entry into like friendship.
Yeah.
Like it's just us two.
Oh,
that.
I like that.
I
It's
also
a little
really
joiner.
like the sentence or the phrase "backdoor entry into friendship."
Backdoor entry. Yeah.
More of a
If you were a more
marriage situation.
if you were a more nefarious character, it would have different connotations.
Oh no, I'm talking about their heart. Nowhere else. That's the only entry I
You're
see.
talking about where it hearts, not where it farts. I think.
35. I just almost pissed myself because you said fart.
You gotta
Well,
get
you're a
rid of,
nefarious person,
I laughed
John.
like I was watching Big Lebowski for the first
you
time.
gotta get rid of the part that hearts, not the part that farts. That's what my dad told me.
It's wisdom.
See, yeah.
That's what he imparted.
Wisdom.
He said, he said, listen, boy.
Well, I tell you what, young silent.
Those were the last words he spoke to me.
Yeah.
The only words he ever spoke to me.
Oh my god.
Sycophant. Yeah, it just means like a, what is it, like a...
It's just someone who's like kind of, or the way that I see it is like, they're like a yes man
Yeah.
or a yes person where they're just like, oh, this person's in like a higher place than me, so I'm just gonna like, whatever they want to do, I'll do that, or like
Yeah.
whatever they want to say, I'll say that.
Right. It's also about somebody who's crazy for Fanta.
Yeah.
Oh, sycophanta.
Was that a bad? Was that
Oh,
a bad?
sycoph-
Okay.
It was bad.
I would love
It was
another.
bad.
Hey,
It was bad.
David,
But
I would.
we love you. We're all friends.
God.
David, I would
man.
love another drink, but I've just been sycophanta for a
Sycophant,
while now.
Okay. You know, it's not always. You're always gonna. Some days,
No.
I like it.
No,
Babe
this
Ruth
is
struck
Tell you
out.
what,
this
watch
is
this.
baseball. This is baseball.
Quick draft,
Get
best
Fanta
flavors of
today.
Fanta.
You getting a Fanta today?
Guarantee it.
See, I was really funny last week too.
What, a pineapple flavored one?
I might get a
Pineapple.
strawberry Fanta though.
Strawberry is very good.
Where, from the Armenian store?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yep, that might
The
happen.
semi-circle K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The gas station near the place.
It is the
Near
semi-circle
the spot, near the domicile.
It's the gas station with no gas.
It's like a circle K, like a K around a circle, but it's not a full circle. It's just a C.
Why would you rip off Circle K? You know?
Because name recognition, brand recognition, man.
But
You
go
can't
with like
be-
7-Eleven.
Yeah, you can't be 712.
They don't know they're gonna go in there and get that weird knockoff candy that
It's
they got
weird.
in there.
That walnut rope.
Apricot, apricot road. We should
That's
draft
a,
almond
that's a
ropes.
nefarious candy.
That is
a fucking nefarious game.
I wouldn't say it's the quintessential candy.
No.
Sus, dude.
Well, you aren't beholden to eat it. David, what is your fifth and final pick?
So my fifth and final pick. This it doesn't come up. This has come up maybe 4 or 5 times in my whole life.
Yeah.
But every time it's come up, I've risen to the occasion
Oh.
and knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Polytheism.
Polytheism.
Whoa!
I just, for some reason, I learned it in high school.
Yeah.
Shout out Miss Durkee. And
Reading?
what?
Reading class?
It was a reading class.
I
I think it was in colors.
Yeah. It was right after Shapes and before Smells.
Smells?
It was just a class where you get a little lambskin and you rub it for 45
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
11th grade.
The funny thing, I was ineligible with
Yeah,
football
that's it.
because I failed touch.
All right, that's it. I'm done. Peace.
I would like to
Peace.
see everyone here use polytheism in a sentence.
Well,
Okay.
I'll go last.
Sean, why don't you go first?
I'll go last. I don't appreciate all this.